Welcome, everybody, to another edition of the C3 Friday Free for All, the show for the fans, by the fans. That's right. If you would like to join this show and be a part of the Panthers discussion we're going to have today, man, you can do so. I have posted the link to join the Streamyard in the chat box of both YouTube and Facebook video. The link is also in the description of the YouTube and Facebook video. We appreciate y'all joining us on another Friday. Hope you've had a great, productive week. Hey, man, it's a Friday. Kick back, put your feet up, crack open a cold one. The boys have got you covered, man. We're talking Panther football. You already know what it is. I got the usuals in the house ready to deliver. First up, he's wearing his Shut the Hell Up shirt, so you know he's ready for a free-for-all and to tell somebody to shut the hell up. It's Panther Pickle. Pickle, what's up?
What's up, guys?
Shut the hell up, Pickle.
JJ, you take your little.
We're off to a good one today, man. We're off to a good one.
Yeah, I mean, you got to forgive JJ. He is an Ohio State fan, and
That's right.
they're not normally known to be all that over-intelligent.
True facts. True facts. I mean, hey, I will say, though, Ohio State quarterbacks are up right now.
Yeah.
So that's all I'm going to say.
Well, CJ, hey, let me tell you what, CJ Stroud's up all right.
Oh, yeah.
Ask that rapper and see what he's up about.
Yeah, ask Amber Rose what's up. Oh, shit. But, hey, man, we appreciate having you. And next up.
They from up north, so you got to forgive them for.
All right, people. Let me introduce the other people on the show.
Oh, well, hurry the hell up.
I know.
Take all night.
I know. I'm slow as hell. Next up, you know him. You love him. We call this man the brand ambassador. He'll get you running through a brick wall for C3 Nation, and that's why we love it. That's my brother Don Diesel Skills. What's up, dude?
Nothing much, brother. Imagine this, another Friday night, 7 p.m. Here we are, the C3 Panthers Podcast and the Friday Free-For-All hosted by Cody Lashney. Look, there it is. We keep pounding, just like Sam Mills did when he had cancer. He kept pounding each and every day. He never gave up his fight. He fought until the very end, and that's exactly what the C3 Panthers Podcast is going to do. That's exactly what our friend Mossy is going to do on X and Twitter. Shout out to him. Much love to Mossy and all the things that he's going through. That's exactly what Brandt, I believe it was, Kobe's uncle, who just passed of cancer. That's what he did. He fought every day until the bitter end. And that's what Keep Pounding is all about, guys. And the C3 Panthers Podcast, we don't give up. We know we're not going to be great next season, but we're here for you, the fans, the chat, C3 community. Let's go, Cody, and let's keep pounding C3.
Let's go. Keep pounding. Shout out to our boys, Mossy, going through a rough time right now, but he knows that his C3 brothers have got his back for life, man. That's everybody in C3 Nation. Shout out and prayers up to our boy, Mossy, man. And next up, man, we got the homeboy, Jake the Snake. FU back on the show. Jake, what up, dude?
What up, y'all? I'm back. Don't worry, y'all. I ain't been drinking. So, right, calm down.
Hey, you may not be drinking, but I know you'll be laughing, and that's why we love you.
Oh, yeah. That's gonna happen. That's guaranteed.
Yeah, that's guaranteed, bro. Absolutely. Next up, my man, the man of many jerseys, Ohio State fan extraordinaire. It's my brother, JJ. JJ, what's up, dude? What up?
Man, for a second there.
Hey, you were breaking up. Say that one more time, bro. You're breaking up.
All right, man.
Man, JJ breaking up about as bad as that Ohio State offensive line breaking up.
Damn. Ruthless. JJ, you there? If you might have to come out and come back in.
You all hear me?
JJ knows what coming back in is all about.
You dumb as hell, Pickle. Yeah, JJ, say something, man. Like say a sentence, man. All right, you're gonna come in and come back out. All right, man. So if you would, like I said, if you want to be a part of the show, do it, man. Be a part of the discussion and hit that notification bell. Hit that subscribe button to become a member for $1.99. We'll be putting up more draft content. The combine isn't far away. But gentlemen, let's jump into it, man. This was put out on Twitter. It's been rumored that the Panthers that they are going to place the franchise tag on Brian Burns. It has also been reported and rumored that the Cincinnati Bengals are going to do the same thing to wide receiver Tee Higgins in an attempt to pay Jamar Chase. My question to the panel, to everyone in the chat room, would you be willing to do a tag and swap with the Cincinnati Bengals, and the Bengals get Brian Burns, the Carolina Panthers bring Tee Higgins back to the Carolinas? What say you, gentlemen? This is free for all. Boys, jump on it.
Well, I got a question. Is Tee Higgins strictly a slot receiver, or is he an outside receiver? Because we don't need no more damn slot receivers.
No, you can put him in.
He's every bit of
any position.
he is every bit of an outside wide receiver.
All right,
he's-
then. Hell yeah, why not?
All right.
Man, he
Pickles
can
on
play the
board.
slot if you really need him, but yeah, you better put his ass on the outside for real. Y'all hear me better?
Yeah,
Yes.
Yeah, you're good, JJ.
I bet. All right, what I did want to say though, real quick, was
sir.
Diesel Skills, my brother. You had me ready to run through a brick wall on your warm up talk or your introduction. So
Yes,
you
sir.
damn right. That's what Keep Pounding is all about, and I'm ready for this Friday free throw to talk about whatever topics we got on hand. And I hope everybody in the chat who commented it up, leave a like, get your ass up in here, man. Click that description
it.
button and click that link to get in on the Streamyard, man. Get up here. We want to hear everyone's opinions,
That's
and we
it.
want to hear your opinions on Mondays and Thursdays as well on the Twitter Spaces at 6:30 Mondays and Thursdays again. All right, and that
And
was
by
all.
the way, if you would like to be a part of those Twitter Spaces, follow at Panther Pickle, follow at Diesel Skittles, follow at Colby Griffin, follow at C3JJ_Josh. Follow the boys, man. They're doing great things with these spaces, man, and we appreciate them for doing it. JJ, since you're up, what do you think about a potential tag and trade between Brian Burns and Tee Higgins? Do you think this would be a good move?
Absolutely. I mean, like it feels like we're moving off of a player who may not want to be here, but it really doesn't. We don't know if Tee Higgins wants to be here, but hell, it'll be a new start for Tee Higgins. He'll finally get to be a number one wide receiver, and we'll do our best to make him at home here in Carolina.
Now,
I feel
okay.
like Tee Higgins would definitely help us more at this point than Brian Burns. But I mean, like, because I feel like he might be the best thing we could get out of Brian Burns at this point. And a lot of people are thinking Tee Higgins straight up for Brian Burns, but it's hand in hand. It's Tee Higgins helps Bryce Young and his progression in the NFL as a player. It's not just like, it's not just Tee Higgins adding to this offense. It's what the hell he's gonna help Dave Canales and Bryce Young in the long run on what he can provide. So yeah, that's a huge thing on what we need moving forward.
And keep in mind, keep in context too, before everyone else answers, that you're you're paying Tee Higgins, because if he wants a contract with Cincinnati, he's damn sure going to want one with Carolina. So my question is, are you going to feel more comfortable paying top wide receiver money as opposed to top defensive end money, or OLB, or however you want to classify it?
Considering how Avero used Burns last year, I'm gonna go ahead and give that money to Tee Higgins, because Dave Canales, as he preaches every time he gets on the mic, it's about getting the best out of what you have and working every day to get the best out of what you have. So, Dave Canales has done that best. So I think giving Tee Higgins a bag over Brian, the way Avero is going to use Burns, would just make the most sense.
Yeah,
And also getting a guy like Tee Higgins, and for those of you who are going to stream off the line, it'll actually help your offensive line, because if the defense knows you got a guy like Tee Higgins, they won't rush too quickly once they realize that Bryce is going to get the ball out quicker.
right.
Great point.
All that being said, I agree, JJ. The way Vero used Brian Burns, I think that has been on a wide receiver. I'm not all impressed. I'm not as impressed on the Jero Romero as some are. I don't think that he's all that as good as people think he is. Um, um, Granted, you could tell me he don't have talent. You know what? I heard the same thing when he was in Denver. And I'm ready to see you put up or shut up, dude.
Yeah. Yeah. Let me get my man D's in on this. D's, Brian Burns or Tee Higgins? Which one? If you were pulling that trigger on that one, what would you do?
Man, I got a ton of questions about this. You know, how does negotiations go with Brian Burns? First of all, if Brian Burns gets tagged, do you feel like that he's going to play under that franchise tag? Because, you know, Twandon was on here last week and we discussed this at length, and he felt certain that Brian Burns wouldn't play on that franchise tag. And from some of the things that I've heard, you know, it makes me feel the same way. So maybe trading Burns is the only option, not just a option, but the only one. And to get a wide receiver like Tee Higgins, like I don't see us being the kind of destination that if Tee Higgins hit the free market, like a lot of Panthers fans hope that he does, if he was to hit the free market, I don't think the chances of him coming to Carolina are very high. Even though he is a Carolina guy, I mean, that's fantastic. But I doubt he's like, man, that 2-win team, I want to go be a part of that culture and what they got going on down there. And another thing, JJ brought up Dave Canales. You know, Dave Canales had some stud wide receivers in Seattle, and he definitely had a couple stud wide receivers with the Buccaneers. So an acquisition like Tee Higgins might be a must-have. And Dave Canales and Dan Morgan have a long-term working relationship. And I don't think Dave would have any problem going to Dan and saying, hey, Dan, we've got to get a number one premier wide receiver, and a guy like Tee Higgins is what we need. And our underperforming asset and our underperforming asset and Brian Burns may be the only hope that we have to get one of those number one wide receivers, Cody.
Yeah, and you made that great point, is that they might not want to come here on their own volition. So if you really wanted to go get a wide receiver like that, you're probably better off trading for him instead of giving him the option of where he wants to go. You know, he's from Tennessee. I know a lot of people rumored that maybe he could go to the Tennessee Titans this year. I know there's a bunch of teams that want him. I know that the Jaguars would probably love to pair him with Josh Allen, who also is going to be a free agent. They were in the same draft class. I believe the fifth-year option was picked up on both of them. So I know that would be wanted. I know that Tee Higgins also himself was wanting to go to Jacksonville. Trevor Lawrence played with them at Clemson. So that, you know, there would be a lot of places that T would want to go. But I think that if you were to trade for him, that, you know, I don't want to make it sound like we're forcing him to be here. But if we're willing to pay him, then I don't see why you wouldn't make this move. Jake, what say you, bro?
I mean, I want whoever wants to be here, really. I don't want a player that doesn't want to be here, man. Because it's going to affect the locker room. It's going to affect what happens on the field and stuff. I truly want who wants to be, you know, who wants to keep pounding, be on this team, man. Rock our colors. I want that player. So whoever it is between the two, I'm all for it.
All right, so whoever chooses us, whoever wants to be in Carolina, that's who you want.
So Jake just wants to be accepted. I get it.
He wants to feel loved, man. I don't blame him. I don't blame him.
Love me where
shut that shit up, Pickle. Nobody wants to hear that Barney ass bullshit, man. Look, I just know that
Barney
I think
was your hero growing up, dude.
Man, I was
put your mama on there.
I was young. Pickle, damn, shut up. Oh, as hell. So look, my thing is, I don't know. I mean,
grew up with Barney.
I mean, hey man, that was like literally. I was a little kid when Barney was
my son grew up with Barney, but nonetheless, anyway.
Yeah.
But you know, and I guess there's a difference between holding out and holding in. And I don't want a player that just I want my contract or I'm not playing. Well, fuck your bitch ass. I trade that to somebody else. I mean, to me, that shows absolutely no no team mentality at all. I mean, I'm tired of. Well, I got to be paid the highest paycheck coming. Well, who the fuck says he was the best? If
Yeah.
I'm the GM, and thank God I'm not, and Brian Burns told me how much he wanted, I'm going to ask him, why should we pay you? I want you to tell me, other than showing up last year, what the hell did you fucking do?
I was on Black Cat Panther Podcast this morning, just hanging bullshitting, and bro, that's the argument that I was trying to make. They want Brian Burns to be back next year, and I don't blame him, man. I do too, but I'm just not willing to pay and again, not my money. I get that, but if we're going to be allocating salary cap dollars towards a player, I don't know. It's like we're going to be paying 28 million of our salary cap when basically we're rebuilding right now towards Brian Burns. And I just feel like, bro, let the man go to a team that can contend. You know what I mean?
No,
like, obviously, dude, but that's what it's going to be. If you could get two first-round picks for Brian Burns right now, I mean, I know you got to replace him, but would you not do that?
I would.
You can't say no to
Right, I
that.
would.
You can't say
Damn
no
right
to
I
that.
would.
I mean, I know draft picks are always questionable, always hit or miss, but no team is gonna say no to that. I don't care who they are.
Hey, by
I
the way,
mean-
shout out to real quick to Off the Pace. We have a fan from the UK here, man. We appreciate you. He says we don't get much Panthers coverage at the moment because of the fact that we suck. Boy, ain't that the truth. But do you all think Bryce is the quarterback of the future? Boy, what a loaded question, man.
Tee Higgins probably don't.
I mean, the jury is still out. Off the Pace. How about that? I'm not personally the biggest Bryce believer. I also don't think it's impossible that he turns it around. I think that when you draft the smallest quarterback in the NFL, a lot of people need to see it before they start believing it. But I don't think it's impossible either, man. Hey, but Off the Pace, if you want to join the show, the link is pinned in the description. Come and tell us your opinion on that, man. That's what the Friday Free For All is all about.
If you look, Brian Burns' contract is projected to be between, or what he's wanting is between 25 and 30 million. Of course, he wants more than 25, but
Now, I want to clarify what Pickle said. That's what it's rumored to be.
Right.
No one can confirm it. However, given the circumstances, it seems pretty believable. Or else, why wouldn't he have been paid by now?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, it's obvious that the Panthers didn't want to go over a certain threshold. And I think if it was under a certain threshold, he would have already had his contract, or else they wouldn't have turned down all those draft picks.
Exactly. And if you look at wide receivers right now, AJ Brown's making 25 million. Cooper Kupp's making 26.7. This is the average year. DJ Metcalf is making 24. Deebo Samuels is making 23. So what would Tee Higgins command?
Yeah, I've been saying this for a minute. He's gonna get. He hasn't been a number one. He hasn't put up number one production, but because he has that talent and youth on his side, he gonna get that AJ Brown contract. A 4-year, $100 million clean like that. He gonna get that.
I mean,
it's
y'all
the same
remember?
thing as AJ Brown. AJ Brown was in a situation where he was putting up like somewhat good production, but not elite. So he just got a regular 25 a year, based on what we plan to do, what you've done, and what we plan to do moving forward with you.
Yeah. You're breaking up again, JJ. Come back in and come back out. You're breaking up again. But paying Tee Higgins, like, it kind of reminds me of like Christian Kirk, where the Jacksonville Jaguars kind of paid Kirk because they knew that they needed the help, even though he didn't necessarily have all the stats to back that up. Granted, again, Tee Higgins had Jamar Chase on that team, who was drafted to be that number one. But Tee Higgins, I mean, he's been 1,000+ yard receiver. the dude is a jump ball receiver, and we all know what he was able to do with Mike Evans in that Tampa Bay offense. When we're talking about Dave Canales and Brad Idzik and what they were able to do with those types of weapons, I feel like Tee Higgins is very favorable to that, and it just gives Bryce that option down the field where he can feel comfortable knowing, all right, man, all I got to do is get this bitch up there, and Tee Higgins is probably going to come down with the football. You know what I mean? Like, he needs that type of player on the team, and right now we just don't have that.
Right. And to be fair, and I'm reading the chat briefly, I know that we more than 90%, 99% of the chances. I'd say 100, but I never want to say 100. So 99.9% of the chances, the train has left the station with getting 2 first-round picks for Brian Burns. That's just how it is. He's just left it. I think Brian Burns did that to himself with his piss poor play this year. Contrary to popular belief, he was not double teamed a lot. They didn't avoid him. They just didn't give a damn if he was there or not. He was putting as much pressure on them as I can't even remember. Now, he was putting as much pressure on them as our rookie linebacker was. That's just, you look it up. People don't like it. You're going to get on the all-22 film and look it up. 90% of the time, he put as much pressure on that quarterback as our rookie linebacker did.
Let me ask you this. All right, go ahead, Dees. Go ahead.
This team has earned that 2-15 record. They earned, the team and the players themselves, they earned the worst record in the NFL. The players put a lot of bad tape out there, and that's what people look at this time of year. Other coaches, evaluators within the NFL, they're looking at that tape. They earned that status and that position as worst team in the NFL. It hurts all of our assets for the Carolina Panthers for us to have been that bad. Sunchild, the real Sunchild, loyal member of C3, had a question in the chat. He's like, what are fans talking about with getting all these wide receivers? Well, let me tell you the scenario. A lot of fans believe that we need up to like 3 wide receivers in this offseason. And I know you're scratching your head thinking, well, how are we going to do that? But that is just what's kind of going around the Panthers talk, is that we need to get like 3 wide receivers. So the assumption is we'll get one in free agency probably, and then we'll draft one early. A lot of people are dead set on that 33. We've heard Panther Pickle tell everybody shut the hell up about that. But that's what they're thinking, and then we take another one late, like in the 5th. So that's the answer to that question, Cody. Sorry, I just wanted to clear that up for him. He's a great member of C3.
Oh yeah, man, absolutely. And then look, but also it's also not hard to understand why a lot of fans would want that. I mean, I think we realistically had the worst wide receiver core in all the NFL last year. I mean, how many times did we play the charts and show the tweets of the lack of separation that Panthers wide receivers were getting compared to their contemporaries? And it was just abysmal. So it's like, yeah, you might not want to spend a wide receiver that high in the draft or even prioritize it in free agency, but it's like, what do you expect? It's going to be a tough ask to get people to come in believing in this 2024 team when you're not upgrading this offense on the perimeter in some meaningful way, shape, or fashion. You know what I mean? So I don't blame you. It might not be your preferred cup of tea and your preferred route of fixing all that ails us, but but what do you expect? Hey, let me welcome my man Panther Realist to the show. What's up, dude? Yo, Panther Realist, you there? All right, man. We'll come back to Panther Realist. Panther Realist, you there?
I'm here.
How you doing, brother?
Hey, guys, I have a question. Do you think Cincinnati would rather have a first-round pick instead of Higgins, or do you think they'd rather have Burns?
Well, it don't matter. We don't have a first-round pick, so.
No, but I'm talking about sending.
He means their own first
Higgins
round.
elsewhere.
Yeah, would they give us Burns for? But see, that's what I'm saying. Like, we need a wide receiver, and they could probably use another really good defensive player. So I don't think that you would necessarily be doing it for draft picks. You'd probably just be swapping players. But I don't know. Basically, he's asking, would the Bengals be willing to give up their first round pick for Brian Burns? And I would like to add to that, it's not even just the Bengals. Like, I feel like there's a bunch of teams that are in that 20 to 30 range that would love to have a Brian Burns on their team and would even be willing to trade their first round pick, given that it's later in the first round anyway.
Let me ask one more question. I know Panther Pickle said not trading 33. What if Bo Nix or Michael Penix is sitting there after the first night and you're getting offers from teams that are quarterback desperate? If the Raiders, Broncos, somebody call, they say, hey, I'll go ahead and give you this year's 2, this year's 3, and maybe next year's 4 so I can go get my quarterback.
No. What I would need for that, and that's just strictly my opinion, because if they're desperate, if they're super desperate, they're giving up next year's first. I want next year's first, and at least a second and maybe third or fourth this year, and next year's first.
Yeah,
That's how that
Robert.
works. I mean, that's just if they wanted that. I mean, but here's what you could do: you could look up what teams have done in the past. Look at what the Titans gave up to trade up for Will Levis when he dropped. That's what we could do. I don't remember that right now. I'm not really at my computer right now, but we could look that up and see what they gave up, because that's how a lot of this is done, is what teams have done in the past.
Oh, I agree. I just was wondering because I thought this might be a chance for us to possibly get back some of those Bryce picks.
Right. I understand that. The reason why that I don't like to trade and I don't want to trade is because and it's a lot to do with the past. It's not just Bryce. I've been through the Monty Edwards experience. I've been through trading for the Everett Brown experience. After so many trading away to get more picks or to move up to get a player, I'm burned out on trading. Look at our last illustrious GM. How much trading up or down in the draft? How did that help? How did that help him? How did that help him make this team great? It didn't. So, and I'm never going to be all together with the trade until it's proven to me a good trade. And as much as I defend Bryce Young, and I will, as long as he's a Panther quarterback, but even now, looking back, if you could hit a button and change that, would you still give up all you gave up for Bryce Young?
No, I would just change the pick we made on draft night.
I know what you would do, JJ. I respect that. I'm just not. I'm not. And hey, I would do that too, but I think that trading all what you traded up. Here's my opinion.
Actually, yes, I would, Pickle. I would instead of DJ Moore, I'd have given up Brian Burns, probably saved us 2 second-round picks in the process, and kept DJ Moore and drafted CJ Stroud with the first overall pick.
I think we could have built this entire team a lot better than we did. We had the draft capital to add wide receivers, to add a stud linebacker, to add better talent on this team, and we didn't do it because somebody had starry's eyes and wanting to be impressed everybody. But all that being said, I'm adamantly against trading back. That's more about trading back. If somebody wants to give us a bunch of picks for that pick, like you're talking about, I heard that mentioned somewhere early today that if that might have been on NFL radio. But anyway, something about the Panthers could trade that pick if a quarterback like Bo Nix or somebody dropped and teams were scrambling to get that.
Yeah, that was Minnesota. Like if Minnesota wanted to come up and
exactly.
get like a Bo Nix.
And I would have to have at least next year's pick first. That's at
and look, I just want to say something real quick. And let me welcome QT0 to the show. QT, what up, bro? I'm going to go to you in just a second. But I wanted to say this, though, man. And look, man, I see D'Angelo. I see some of the dudes I was hanging out with earlier today, man. There is this sentiment among some Panther fans that we could still take a quarterback at 33. Now, bro, I am here to tell you, you can hate Bryce Young. You can think there is no chance that Bryce Young ever becomes a good quarterback. You can think that until you're blue in your motherfucking face. But I am here to tell you that there are zero possibilities. There are zero timelines of existence where the Carolina Panthers are going to draft another quarterback with their 33rd pick. You can want in one hand and want in
Turn
one
on your
hand.
Madden game, folks. That's
Do
the
me a
best you
favor.
got.
Do me a favor. Want in one hand and take a big old dookie in the other and see which
Watch
one
us
fills up
draft
first.
J.J.
Because
McCarthy.
I'm telling you, it's going to be the one that you dookie in, bro. I mean, I'm just saying.
Yeah,
Hey, I
It
hope
drives me
there's a
crazy,
quarterback
man.
there, though. Hey, I hope there's a quarterback. You know
Man,
why?
I would. Matter of fact,
You-
Jake, I would love it if we pick J.J. McCarthy at 33 because that's
No,
just
no,
a
we're
better
not
Bryce
gonna
Young.
pick it. We're
Bro,
not gonna
could you
pick another.
imagine?
Oh. Let me clear this up real quick. Folks, for content reasons, don't you know if they did this shit? We could have a space. We could have 2 spaces per day for the rest of this damn year.
Oh,
and be
yeah.
successful. I mean,
We should
Tony,
hope for it.
Tony going to have to close this show out when there's 1,000 people wanting to get in and talk.
Yeah. Hey, maybe I should be hoping for that, Pickle.
I mean,
Maybe I.
content creator,
Oh,
it would go over well.
bro, that would
From
be a
that-
dream come true.
And one thing we can guarantee is saying, those who are still running their fat lip that David Tepper is still running things behind the scenes can shut the fuck. They can shut the hell up.
And but Pickle, my thing is, I think pretty much we all believe that David Tepper was the biggest Bryce Young fan that there is. So why would he then let the guys that he just hired come in and try and get another quarterback? Bro,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
wild. Y'all got to give my man some time. Hey,
No,
real
I'm
quick,
not saying to get another quarterback. What I'm saying, I'm hoping there's a good quarterback there, so it gives us more capital trading back.
okay, I hear you. Yeah, so like what we were
That's
talking earlier, like if Minnesota wants a quarterback and they're trying to come up and get it, and we get some more draft picks. Okay, I feel you,
I'm
and
all
that's
for trading
that's
back, but
yeah,
but
that's legit. I'm not even
I
even
want-
mad at that.
I mean, if a quarterback was sitting there and a team wanted to trade up to get our pick so they can get a quarterback, I'm all for doing that. But I want a first round. I want an extra first round pick out.
You're not gonna get that, Pickle. You're not
Why
gonna
not?
get that.
Why
You're not
not?
gonna get a. You're not gonna get a first round pick.
Oh yeah, you will.
No.
It's been done
And
before.
to be
It's
completely
been done
honest,
before, man.
to
Wait,
be
hold on.
completely-
A first round pick for who? Who are we talking about? First round
to
pick
For the
for who?
33rd
trade
pick.
back. To trade back. It's not gonna happen. And to be honest, I don't
yeah,
even.
yes.
I don't want that. I don't want that. You know
Well,
why?
it don't matter what you
Do
want.
you know
It's
why?
matter
It
You
what
know
has
they want.
happened. All right, it has happened before though.
I
But
mean,
go
I
ahead,
don't mean to
QT.
be
Hey, let me speak,
disrespectful.
Pickle. Let me
Yeah, go
speak,
ahead,
Pickle.
QT.
Go ahead.
Because what you're slacking on is there's a lot of deep talent in the end of the second and all through the third round in this year, and I want a big piece of it.
Okay,
I
but
want a
hold on.
big
But
piece of that.
QT, to your point, a lot of teams could look at it that way. So if the Panthers did value, let's say, a defensive end or a wide receiver that's fallen somewhere in the 20 somethings, and you think there's going to be a lot of good picks in the second, third, a lot of other teams might be like,
Because
okay,
just like
we're willing.
guards and centers and quick
Yeah.
wide receivers that we need, I'm trying to tell you, and
I
even
hear you.
running backs and even tight ends. Those are
Oh,
like that
hey,
prime,
bro, I am
that
not. I'm
prime
not
spot
disagreeing.
right there. That
I'm not
prime
disagreeing.
fucking
Scott
spot.
Pitt, first year, we traded back all them, and we got these picks, and everybody slobbered over themselves because we had such a great draft, and it ain't worth shit.
You just picked the wrong people, though.
Yeah.
But
Well,
yeah,
I mean,
but
we're gonna.
I've
We
been
have
a
to
Panther
hope.
fan for 30 years. We're real good at picking the wrong people.
Yeah. Well, that's why I'm hoping
draft,
that maybe
the
this.
draft is a fucking crapshoot, regardless, you know. But
Yeah,
it's
you
all
need
about
some luck.
mathematics. The more fucking hits you got, the more chance you got to hit. We hit
It's
it with a
also
Jeremy
about
Chain. We
development
hit with a
too.
Brian Burns. We hit with a hit. Shit, Chuba's a pretty good hit if you even look at it like that. Like you know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Like,
Brady
Truffle could be a
Christensen.
hit.
Brady
Yeah.
Christensen.
yeah, if he didn't get hurt, he'd be solid.
Yeah, I agree with you, man. I didn't hate it when Federer did it his first year. He wanted to get more players on the team. I'm down for it. I don't mind that at all. And yeah, I agree with you, man. Like I'm not opposed to going interior at pick 33. Either a guard or how about this? I'll take another defensive tackle or another defensive end.
Yeah, I'm trying to bolster both sides of the line,
Yeah.
bro. Like that's literally that's priority number one is both sides of the line, and then go spread out from there. You know, if we could do anything through free agency or trades, what it may be with like wide receiver, yeah, let's do that. You know, but that especially the interior offensive line needs to be a huge situation because how hard it is for Bryce. It affects Bryce Young so harshly, being small, not being able to, you know what I mean, to really control looking and be able to read the field because the middle of them gets just blown up so quickly. So it's like it's a huge situation with them.
Yeah, it's a bad situation. It's definitely a bad situation. But hey, man, we're gonna have to go back to this Brian Burns conversation, I imagine, man. Because how about my big homie, my clientele? Y'all don't know that I moonlight as a lawyer on the side, right? I got my client in the building. We had some disagreements earlier, but he decided to bless the free for all with his presence. It's my homie Poppin from Black Cat Panther Podcast. Poppin, what up, dog?
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen?
Hey, I'm gonna get real. Burns is a bitch.
Oh, that's the motherfucker.
Burns is a bitch.
Poppin said the funniest shit last week when he was arguing with G Baby. He was like, "You think Bryce Young's a Hall of Famer? Shut your ass up."
I wouldn't say he's a Hall of Famer, but I believe that he's an individual that could be a pretty good game manager and be a nice general.
Get him, Poppin. Get him.
It's too easy. I'm just gonna let him dig his own hole. It's too easy.
Not at all.
No,
if a man can read the field
Anthony.
and there's an accurate passer from small to medium ranges, fucking only takes 10 yards to get a first down.
Are you talking about when he plays Madden, or when you talking about when he's actually on the field?
He said when he plays Madden.
You see him pick apart Green Bay's defense.
You giving me 2 games for me to be happy.
And then you talk about our defense being good. Our defense got shitted on that fucking game. So
look. Now that I got QT and Pop in here, let me ask the original question.
We've been talking shit to each other all day, so it's all good.
Hey, let me ask the original question, man. Oh, hey, hang on, my boy Anthony in the building. Ant, what's up, dude?
What's up, boys?
Hey, now that I got some more guests in here, what y'all think about a tag and trade for Brian Burns and Tee Higgins? Burns goes and gets paid with Cincy, and T comes to Carolina and gets paid to be a receiver for Bryce. What y'all think about that?
Well,
man?
I'm gonna let QT go first before I say anything.
Well, I'm gonna say send it because fucking Brian Burns wasn't producing shit over here anyways. You know, he was over. Only year he really was producing is because Hassan Reddick was getting the attention on the other side. You know,
so Hassan Reddick had help. Oh, okay.
No, Hassan Reddick was getting
God,
attention.
bro, I can't believe this.
Hassan Reddick had help.
Bro,
Brian Burns over here going by himself and still only getting
this is the thing. This is what I hate.
9.5
sacks. Hey, Anthony, let me talk to you because you got sense. I can't stand when people sell blind hope. Just what people just said a few minutes ago. Hold on. Excuse me. I'm talking to Anthony.
All of our fucking
I'm talking to Anthony.
Bro, I haven't even spoken yet, Poppin. But what?
I know. I just want to talk to you. That's cool. They have given me no faith that they can sell Brian Burns and get these picks and make good picks.
Yeah.
Y'all are hoping and wishing that y'all hit. I've been a Panthers fan since they've been here. I have never seen them have a great draft. In this draft, you've had to hit on everything because you got so many missing pieces.
Yeah,
that's my point. It's not about the money to me. It's not about, because I like Brian Burns. It's the fact that I don't want to lose somebody who is productive and make it another hole and take a gamble to go in the draft to hope fill his void and fill the other spots.
See, I think what you're doing is a gamble. That's what I don't think.
I was talking to Anthony.
You're putting all your fucking eggs into one basket.
No, I'm talking to Anthony.
Here we go.
A multiple year contract.
And now it's a free for all, boy.
That shit got me.
Hold up.
His name starts with an A, not a Q.
Hold up. Let me respond to this because I guess he was talking to me. Pop, I agree with. First off, hope y'all boys are having a good Friday. But I agree with everything you said. we can't draft for shit. And the only players we've ever drafted that have been really good have been like Hall of Fame to just like really good football players that have like carried our roster. So like, man, I mean, I gotta bring this up too. There's this one dude on Twitter, and y'all know who I'm talking about, who just gives me a fucking headache every offseason. He's like, all right, sign this dude, extend these guys, draft all these players, sign this player. It's like we can't physically do all that stuff in one offseason, man. And y'all, you know, are expecting Dan Morgan to be able to hit on a draft pick from this. So, like, if I'm in this situation, hell yeah, I trade Brian Burns. And, like, that's why I would rather trade Brian Burns for a proven player, because the chance of us, and we literally had this conversation last week. I know some of y'all like Dan Morgan and believe in what he can do, but I'm personally not there yet. To me, he showed me nothing that he can, and he showed me nothing that he can't. So I'd rather trade him straight up for a proven player that can be a day one impact player.
Bro, how about Poppin?
trading
Wait. How about Poppin thought he had a friend in this argument, bro? He thought Anthony was gonna be on King Burns, bro.
Unless we're trading Brian Burns for a wide
Anthony
receiver
said. He
one,
said
we
for
should
a
just
proven
sign Brian
player.
Burns.
Yeah,
Cody,
player.
I'm literally agreeing with him. If you listen to what Pop said, he brought up the fact that we can't draft. So if you trade Burns for a pick, there's a high chance that pick turns out to be shit.
Okay, but all right, but forget the picks. I'm saying Tee Higgins. If you could do a tag and trade with Tee Higgins, like it's basically, who would you rather have, Brian Burns or Tee Higgins?
Tee Higgins, no doubt.
I will agree. I agree with Anthony. If that's what I have to choose, and for to have a switch so that we can have a number one wide receiver, I know it's going to hurt our defense. I'm just waiting for everybody else to see how.
But have you seen what Jairo Evero did with our defense with half of the?
Wait, hold on. I want to clarify. So you saying you prefer Higgins over Burns?
If I had to,
if we can't
what Evero did, I could do that real easily for you.
If we can't put up points, we won't win shit in this league. That's just the reality. I don't care that we're Brian Burns. We need to be able to put up points. That's just the reality.
Exactly. Now, I was one of the guys in the offseason that said, hey, we need to jump on Mike Evans. I was like, yo, get Mike Evans when free agency came out. Everybody's like, no, he's too old. Then he hit for 1,300 freaking yards. I was like, that's why you need somebody like him. But if you get a young Tee Higgins, I'm cool with that. I have nothing against that. I'm cool because at least I know he's proven. Okay. I don't want to see him make a gamble in hold on.
No, you're good. Let me get QT back in here. Go ahead, man. Go off what he was saying.
No, I'm just saying the gamble is to fucking put a contractual situation for over $25 million for 4 to 5 fucking years with an individual that's not producing no more than double-digit sacks a year. And then what's on top of that, that's all he's going to do. He doesn't do shit against the run. He's a one-trick pony. And if you want to know anything about his character, look at what he did this year. You're supposed to know what the best is out of a person on a contractual year. And look what he did. This is his best. It's fucking best. And you guys want to give him the house? Crazy.
Bro, I made a comparison this morning on Black Cat Panther Podcast, and it came to me in the moment, and I swear I stand by that shit. Y'all remember Vic Beasley for the Falcons? He played with Clemson, and that year the Falcons went to the Super Bowl. He had like 15 and a half sacks. I'm like, until further notice, how do we know that Brian Burns didn't Vic Beasley? And a lot of people feel like that's disrespectful, but I mean,
he's got more sacks than him.
That's too nice, bro. Brian Burns hasn't got more than 12 and a half sacks.
Exactly. And he did that 1 year.
Exactly.
So let me ask you this.
He did that with the year with
Wait a second. Y'all don't know how. Hold on. Y'all don't know how bad Vic Beasley was outside of that 1 year. Vic Beasley was atrocious outside of that 1 year.
Yeah,
I don't think he had above.
He only had like
I don't
4
think
sacks.
he had more than 7 sacks outside of that 1 year.
No, he did. He had. No, I looked it up this morning. He had
15.
He had 8. He had one season that had 8. He had 8 sacks.
But
sounds just like
man,
it sounds like Brian Burns. That's what I'm saying.
Hold on. When Steve picked Brian under Steve Wilkes to Nick Bosa under Steve Wilkes, really not that fucking different. And I don't understand why people do Brian Burns so dirty, considering that
They
how much
do.
we defend a lot of other players for this
That's trash.
situation.
These
We
other
defend a
players
lot of
don't
players
want
for
fucking
they're
$30
in a
million
bad
a year to
situation.
play.
But for Brian Burns, we everybody up here still says we should pay Derek Brown, but he did. But for us not paying Brian Burns, it's well, you didn't help us win. But yet they'll turn around and say, let's pay Derek Brown. That don't make sense. All right, I'm sorry.
Let me
Even
add-
though Derek
let me
Brown did play great, Brian Burns played great the year before that, and everybody
He
was
did.
saying pay him. So and everybody said Brian Burns was playing with heart. Brian Burns wanted the best, had the swag for this team. I remember Cody used to say that. And yeah, Brian Burns
He
had
had that
one
when he
down
had a
here.
Reddick on the other
Man, we
side.
was the worst
It's
team in the league
it's
last
the
year,
Bryce
bro.
effect. It's the Bryce effect.
There
Once
was
Bryce
nothing
came
to
in and played
fucking
like
play
shit,
for.
they don't want to pay Brian Burns, and
Exactly.
they're willing to give up to help Bryce. But you don't know if Bryce gonna do good because he already showed you 1 year. He
But
ain't did
here's
shit.
the
But hold
here's
on,
the
hold on.
problem.
Let me get to my point real quick. I'll make it real quick. I am not worried about the money. I'm not. It's not coming out of none of our pockets. And y'all are sitting here shitting on
I'm
this guy
not
and complaining.
either.
Hold
Yeah,
on.
exactly.
Y'all
I feel the
over here
same.
shitting and complaining on this guy, and y'all have no clue if they're gonna draft anybody that's even better than Brian Burns. See,
How
that's
can you
the
not be
problem.
worried about the money? You think the
Well,
whole
you
defense is
don't
Brian
know.
Burns?
You
But
don't know if they're
this
going
is
to
what I
ever
do
draft
know. This
anybody
is what I
good.
The whole defense
right.
isn't just Brian
Yeah, that's
Burns.
true.
But we
But okay, but hold
should
on.
still
My
keep
only
I
thing.
do
Brian
know this. The
Burns.
numbers. We have enough money to pay Brian Burns and Louisville this year. All they gotta do is move a couple people around, and then next year we're gonna have a
Exactly.
whole bunch of money, and you can pay Derek Brown. So you got your three staples there. But no, let's not do that. Let's
Okay,
not build to
Pop.
the draft.
That's a
Let's not do
lot
that.
of. But Pop, how much money do you think that is between Louvu, Derek Brown, which again defensive tackle money? So Derek Brown's going to be getting north of 27, 28 million a year, and you're
Maybe.
going to have Brian Burns. Probably so. You're probably going to have Brian Burns at
You
around a
said Derek
similar
Brown's
amount.
You
gonna get how
you
much
don't pay
money?
Derek Brown to
Hold on.
next
I gotta
year.
respond to Pop. I gotta listen. There's two things. The first thing I gotta say is this, man. Don't expect expect the unexpected. We have no idea what's gonna happen. Regardless, we're speculating right now, right? Like we have absolutely no feel what they're gonna do. And he brought up a good point. How ever since Bryce came in, everything's been kind of clouded in terms of what we're
Why you
gonna
think they turned
do.
down the 2 first-round picks? They said they
But
was gonna pay Brian Burns,
hold on. This is
and
why
then
it's
Bryce
clouded
came.
because the last general manager traded the offensive weapons we had. If we had those offensive weapons with Bryce, we would have a clear understanding of what we would have had to do this offseason moving forward. That's not Bryce Young's fault. That's the fucking retarded front office's fault.
And
So
and
yes,
ain't
hey,
Burns'
I'll go
fault
this
either.
far. You could still trade for Tee Higgins, and if Bryce stinks it up this year, that's okay. Because guess what? You can draft another quarterback, but I don't think that's just going to automatically solve all our issues. So
It's
if you
not.
want to pay Brian, you can. But to me, it's like a damned if we do, damned if we don't situation. Like if we get a pick for him, okay.
But
And then I hope we
Anthony,
draft someone.
Nah, it's
Anthony,
not
let me ask you,
okay if we get a pick
Anthony,
for him.
if you
Nah,
get
unless we
rid
get
of,
a wide receiver
if,
one for him, we shouldn't trade him. I'm tired of trading away our few good pieces. We did that on offense. I'd be damned if we gonna do that with the little bit we got on
that's what I'm
defense left.
saying.
Yo, we trying to rebuild, and we the few little bit we got, man. Can we just pay what we got, invest into what we got,
And build to the
and
draft.
build towards the future, bro? How the hell you gonna build towards the future if you still breaking shit down, bro? It's like, damn, can we build now?
I'm on your side, bro. I've been saying this is a rebuild. Everyone else thinks this is
Nah. You keep saying trade Brian Burns though, and
What the
but
fuck? That's what you do
keep
in a
saying
fucking
trade him for
rebuild, bro.
picks.
Yeah,
You acquire
I'm
picks.
on.
And then you
Wait,
turn
I'm
around and
on
say you
JJ's
have no
side.
faith in Dan
Bro,
Morgan to draft well either. So it's like, why would
no,
we
I'm
trade Brian
saying,
Burns?
I'm saying if we are going in a rebuild and you're trying to maximize Bryce Young and you guys believe in Dan Morgan, then you should take that pick thinking, okay, we can hit on something. That's bullshit. Don't tell me what side I was on. I called in last week to calling
Nah,
out all
you
you
flip
fucking
flopping right
Panthers
now.
fans.
Because
Let
one
me ask
second
y'all.
is
Let me
trade
ask
Brian
y'all a
Burns for a
question.
first round pick. Then the next second is, oh, well, we don't believe in our front office. I'm telling y'all not to be so high on Dan Morgan.
I'm neutral about it. You don't know
bro,
yet. I already
what do we?
said.
Well, let's keep Brian Burns
Let
then.
me
Let's
ask
just
y'all a
pay his
question.
ass.
I
Let me ask y'all a
already
question.
said I would trade him for Tee Higgins, but if worse comes to worse, and
That we should do.
Brian doesn't want to play here, then what are you gonna do? Get nothing for him?
That's what I was saying.
Let me ask y'all a
You
question.
don't-
A wide receiver, I don't
When-
think we should trade Burns.
Right, all right, let Pop ask the question. Go ahead, Pop.
When in history
What you
have
got,
you
Pop?
seen a whole organization move mountains and clouds and countries to help a non-franchise quarterback?
But again, we're trying to see if he is a franchise
The
quarterback.
Dolphins.
And you're
And
not
that's
gonna.
what sucks, Paul.
You're
That's
not-
why I
That's so
said.
trash.
That's why
No,
I
but
said
Pop,
Scott Fitter
Pop,
fucked
that's
us over.
Pop. That's wild though, because again, we're making that assessment on 1 year, and this is my entire point. If you're ever going to make an assessment on on Bryce, then you're going to have to put talent around him. Like
Okay,
you
guess
can't
what?
just leave him out to drown with no offensive line help and no wide receiver help. Like
Guess
you
what?
have
Though?
to help.
Guess what? Though? Guess what? When you run out of
I
gas
gotta
in your
chime in on
car,
something.
you have to replace it with gas. So when you get rid of the gas, what you got to do? So when you get rid of Brian Burns, you got to replace it. You don't even know who you can draft to replace the 8 sacks. I'm glad he at least got 8 sacks. There's nobody else getting sacks
The
other than
Pittsburgh
Lubu.
Steelers find pass rushers in
Thank
the
you.
We're
fourth
not the
Like, oh
round.
my
Pittsburgh
God, in a
Steelers.
down
We don't
year,
have
in
one.
a down year where he was hurt, he wasn't playing with his full effort, and he still got 8 fucking sacks under Frank Wright, under Mr. Hey, we're gonna keep it 100.
Well,
Is that how they say it?
Obviously,
Dumbass,
and
head
obviously
ass.
the Steelers
Nobody
know how
played
to
for
draft because they
100%
get
under
Super
your
Bowl rings and
dumbass,
we don't.
bro.
Panther
Bro, I
Pickle,
think y'all are missing the
Panther
point.
Pickle, tell them how a tight end will just completely bury Brian Burns out of the fucking play.
Exactly.
What did
All
he do
the
the year
fucking
before
time.
that, though,
All the time.
Cody?
Matter of
What did
fact,
he
the
do?
Seattle
What did he do under Steve
third-string
Wilkes,
tight
though?
end that
Yep.
will likely be a Carolina Panther this
Okay,
coming
so y'all,
season.
everybody's
Put
perfect.
Brian Burns on
Okay.
his fucking
Yep.
ass.
He
Okay,
did.
well,
Yeah.
everybody's perfect.
Yeah.
So everybody on the
No,
team
nobody
is
said
I'm
perfect.
sure I
But
could bring
the
up
y'all
only
pick.
some of
person
Derek
that
Nobody's
Brown's
said
saying
Brian
he's
flaws.
Burns was
perfect.
Tell me how
was
Don't
you.
make me
how
pull
does a
up a
quarterback
Derek Brown
how does a
low
quarterback
light.
throw backwards?
It doesn't matter what. I'm not talking about Derek Brown. And you know what? It's a fucking joke how people, you can't do this for
Y'all
this for Brian.
nitpicking about
You
the
can't do
littlest
this
shit.
for Brian.
Okay,
Well, then
he
shut
get
up for a
he's
minute.
No,
a
but
tight
it's
end. A
not.
tight
It's
end
not.
got
It's not nitpicking.
One
Let him
at
finish.
a
Hold on.
time,
that is.
Hold on. Let him finish. Let him finish.
Question.
Let
One
him
simple
finish.
question.
Jesus Christ.
Does it matter if we're trying to help Bryce or fix the offense? Because whether it's Bryce or Jim Daddy Do or Dilly Dumbass, somebody's going to play quarterback. Whether it's this year, next year, or the year after. So hypothetically speaking, we have the first overall pick next year. Chances are we're drafting a quarterback.
Right.
And I would rather have a secure wide receiver on this team then than not.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now,
That's what we're
for
trying to.
Brian Burns,
Right.
it's real simple, and I feel this way. They're going to tag his ass. And if he says, well, I ain't playing on that tag, then he's out.
But
Later.
he won't play on.
There's no more. There's nowhere. Well, you got to pay him. No, you don't. It happens in the NFL all the time.
Hey, Pickle. Let me give you
It does.
Pickle. Let me give you a pro tip though. Sometime, whenever you get mad and you start yelling, your microphone cuts out on. It cuts you
Yeah,
out.
well, I'm screaming.
Can I add on to this?
I heard
Yeah,
what
your
you said.
microphone turns into a lesbian when you get mad.
Can I add on to this?
Damn.
You said to a lesbian. Yeah, go ahead. And I'm gonna introduce someone.
Okay, yeah, no, listen, Pickle, I agree with you 100%. And I know JJ was questioning me about, like, well, we want to get rid of talent. And, you know, I don't personally believe in Dan Morgan. But at the same time, like, you shouldn't be that worried about getting rid of a guy like Brian Burns if you agree that getting a guy like Tee Higgins is the better move, because Pickle just explained it. Even if Bryce Young doesn't pan out with a great wide, I'm telling y'all, folks, even if Bryce Young is good this season, we're going to have a top 10 pick. Okay? Anyone that says otherwise is just fucking optimistic to the fucking
That's
moon.
not true.
Yes,
We
it
could
is. I
easily.
guarantee it.
If you win the division, you automatically have a pick in the 20s.
And I still don't think we're just going to okay, that's not the point. Going back to the original point, though, even if Bryce doesn't have, so let's just say he doesn't have a good season. Well, then guess what? You get a top pick and then you can go draft your new shiny toy, whatever. You can go draft your new shiny toy, and he'll have a new wide receiver there because I've already explained. This is an offensively driven league. Obviously, you're going to need a good defense to win the Super Bowl. We just saw it with Kansas City. But if we don't even have an offense, then we're not going to compete in any of these games. And that's what we saw last
Let alone an
season.
offensive line, an interior offensive line.
So this is my bold prediction that I said on Black Cat. If Bryce comes out and have a mediocre year, because he's about to go through a gauntlet of teams this year that's very, very good. If he has a mediocre year, the next excuse is going to be, you know what? We're not going to pay Derrick Brown. Let's trade him and see what else we can get to try to help him
I'm
out
down
as
with
well.
trading Derrick Brown this year. I'm gonna keep it real with you.
But also, Pop, even still, you're talking about 2 years of sample size compared to just one. Whereas, Goat mentioned Kenny Pickett this morning. And I'm like, yeah, they had more of a sample size to know if Kenny Pickett was really him or not. With the Panthers, if you have another year, and let's say Anthony's right, that we're picking in the top 10 again next year, I don't think they're moving on from Brown. I think they're trying to move on from Bryce.
I agree.
But I don't think we're going to move on from Bryce.
If he has a mediocre year, trust me.
Even if he does
bad,
no.
If he has a bad year, he's canned here. As much as I don't.
I'm trying to tell
listen,
you,
I
the
don't
quarterbacks are trash in this next coming up draft.
No, they're
But-
not. No,
Bro,
they're
what
not.
are you
That
saying?
doesn't stop the organization.
Bro, you know how bad I'd rather be waiting to pick Drake May right now, dog?
No, I'm not talking about this one. I'm talking about the next one. The next one. I'm not talking about this one.
Oh, you mean the next? All right.
He
all
said
right, all
next
right.
year.
I misunderstood you. I misunderstood you. My bad.
Let me get something across. Even I still stand by this.
Yeah,
Until
Cody
the-
likes Drake May.
Until
He
the
knows that.
I
roster
like him too.
is
Hell yeah.
average.
Yeah, he's good.
Yeah.
Until the roster is somewhat decent,
Might
it's
be a little
really
floppy.
not even fair to judge anyone that gets drafted here. And this goes for Bryce Young. Hey, Bryce Young may be a scapegoat next season. If the roster's ass, they don't put talent around him again, the offensive line can't block, and they're like, all right, we'll draft a new quarterback. Well, that's on
And
them
then
because
he'll suck behind his trash too.
but that's
Yeah.
what I'm
I
saying.
can't-
Pickle,
hold
that's
on.
what no one
I
wants
can't-
to say.
I can't-
Yeah,
hold on.
Nobody else has the intelligence.
and there go your Derrick Brown.
Hold on,
And
hold
that
on.
goes
Brown.
I
back
can't wrap
to
my
why
head
Scott
around.
Fitter
Hold
is
on,
a fucking
Anthony.
thief. No. Scott Fitter is a fucking thief. He ruined the roster, and he's the reason we couldn't evaluate the
No.
quarterback this year. That is
You're
the
right.
reality. Like it or
You're
hate
right.
it.
Scott Ritter from a moron from the get-go. It shouldn't have been. I mean, it's entire concept. The last 6 years has been a fucking moronic joke.
Yo, Riz, you
But-
fucking wild, boy. What you
but-
mean?
Pickle, I gotta disagree with you. You said that Burns is not a star. If he wasn't a star, five teams wouldn't be looking for him for a trade with the Carolina Panthers.
He's not worth the money he's asking.
You don't know what he's asking. You're just
That's
assuming. You don't.
not
You're
true.
not.
He's
Well,
asking.
you're right. You're right.
God.
You're right.
He's worth
No,
every
no,
trade.
We don't know what he's asking, but
Hold
neither
up.
does nobody else. You
Thank
don't
you, but
know
I'm not-
what
I can
the
tell
real
you
problem
the ballpark he was asking.
Everything's an
I'm not
assumption.
saying the statement. I'm not saying that statement.
I can tell you the ballpark he was asking.
You don't know.
You want to know how? You want to know how?
Hold on.
You don't know.
I guess a lot of Panther fans
I'll
don't
give you
realize
facts.
when it comes
I'll
to
hit you with
paying
facts. It's
when
good.
it comes to paying
You
these
don't have no
players,
facts on that.
especially while we suck right now,
As soon as
It's-
somebody can stop talking, I'll tell you the facts.
not-
It's good.
just what they've done.
So you want to hear the facts now? So he was just offered a pretty much $100 million deal of last year.
How much was it a year?
Who according to who?
Yeah, according to who's your sources?
Look it up. You can Google this shit.
No.
easily
You
right there.
you want to
No,
prove it? You said
I'm
prove
not.
it.
I'm not
You don't do
interested
that
in
shit.
hearing from Jim Bob, who heard it from Jane, who heard it from Sally Mae, who slept with Larry, who heard it from
I'll tell you
Uncle
who
Bob,
the
who
exact-
heard it
You
from
want me
Dan
to look
Jim.
it up? I'll look it
He
up.
heard
and
it
I
from
can show you of
Hype
it.
Man Lucci, the lotion guy who was sleeping with his mom. That's
Hell,
That's
you
his
know
brother.
what? He was
Whoa,
he
what?
sucked as a
What
player
the hell
himself.
happened?
Damn.
mean, for the love of
I
God,
heard
he was
something
a
about
7th round
roasting.
pick who wasn't worth the 7th
On the
round.
skin.
Don't-
Dude,
Got
because the
cut
guy,
and
Yeah,
year
right.
the guy
after
Like,
like is
what?
obsessed with his brother. Like, never mind. Never mind. I
Don't
made
throw
that.
So
out.
you want to hear? You want me to continue what I'm talking about? Or
I want
you guys
the
just
I
trying
want
to
the
cut off what I'm
sources.
saying?
I want the sources. If it ain't legit
Okay,
sources, we don't
I
care.
could hop off here and Google up sources and come back to you if it
I mean,
makes
I
you
could
fucking
Google
feel
too,
any
but go
better.
ahead. Yeah, appreciate it.
That's what I
Thank you.
tried to tell you to do, but you didn't want to listen. What
No,
I'm
I
saying.
don't do that because you said you got it. I don't need to look it up. If you say you was there, you was in the
Regardless
negotiation
of the
room.
situation, he was
I
asking
said you
for
was there.
$100 fucking million,
Good God.
$100 fucking million, and he denied it. All right, so you can either tell me this that it was more than 4 years or less than 5 years. Which one was it? Because I don't think they were going to be trying to give him 33. You know what I'm saying, for 3 years for $100 million. That's not that we wouldn't be giving him that money. And at 4 years, I could see that. That's $25 million a year. And at 4 years or at 5 years, and that's $20 million. I feel like that's too low. They wouldn't be
QT.
giving. They would be trying to give him 4 years for $25 million a year. And
QT.
he denied
he
that.
was clearly
He either
asking
denied
for a
that
lot.
or the 5 years for $20 million a year. He
QT.
either denied one of those two. Which one do you
When
think he
people
denied?
say I think, that means I don't know. You don't know.
Because
It's
only thing
fine
I
if you
do
don't
know,
know.
because the only thing I do know is that he denied $100 million contract.
I ain't never seen him before talking about a $100 million contract.
Hey, hang on real quick before y'all go further, man. My bad, Alex. Man, Alex been waiting to be introduced for damn 30 minutes, and I'm just passing him up, man. That's on me. Let me welcome my man Alex, A14
Come on,
Panthers,
Cody.
to the
What the
free.
hell?
I know, man. I'm out here fucking up. Alex, what's up, dude?
Hey, no, I'm just listening, guys. I mean, I appreciate, you
No
What's up,
problem,
Alex?
brother.
I appreciate it. Happy Friday.
Yeah, man. Happy
Um,
Friday. Get in on the convo, bro. The original question is: would you prefer Brian Burns or Tee Higgins? But anything related to Brian, tell me how you feel, man.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, if we're gonna speak apples for apples and oranges for oranges, I mean, Tee Higgins was hurt all year this year, and Brian Burns was hurt all year this year. So I mean, you really couldn't evaluate both of them this year. If we're just going based off of this year, to me, you can't really evaluate both of them. Other than that, though, Brian Burns, I think you can't just get rid of one of your best players.
He's
That's
24.
Brian Burns is one of your best players, and that's one of those guys and I talked about it, I believe last week or the week before. Just getting rid of guys for nothing, it makes no sense. We did the same thing with Christian McCaffrey, just getting rid of a guy for draft picks.
Hold on, but Christian McCaffrey is a top 3 player in the league. Brian Burns
right?
is not.
Idea.
No, I understand that, but neither is Tee Higgins. Tee Higgins is not a top 3 wide receiver in this league.
You know
either.
what? I'm going to interrupt because I want folks to answer me this, okay? People keep saying you can't just get for nothing, and you can't just. It's a two-way street here, folks. Y'all know that?
Yep.
NFL contracts are a two-way street. The Panthers can offer Brian Burns $50 million a year with $50 million guaranteed, and offer him $1 million for every sack he gets on top of that. And if he says no,
you franchise tag him.
you can't
franchise tag
crucify
him.
Yeah.
You franchise
Well,
tag him.
that's what we were talking about.
Yeah.
But if
I
you
mean-
franchise him and he says, I still ain't going to play.
Dude,
Oh,
I
he'll
just don't want to
play.
pay him so much. I
He'll
just don't want to
play.
pay him so much
He'll
money
play.
to where we can't do anything else.
No. According to other people who know as much as we do, he won't play.
He's not gonna sit out like Le'Veon Bell. I'm sorry.
He's never sat out
all
You
year.
don't know that.
He's never sat out. He's never sat
Well,
out.
let me- right, but-
I
According to
agree
history-
with that, Pop. I
but-
understand that.
But
But
my argument with you, Pickle, is that even if we
I'm not
trade Brian,
against signing
I'm not against signing him either. This is my fear, and I've been trying to explain with Cody earlier. I don't care about the negotiation, how much he's getting paid, because it's not coming out of any of our pockets. I just want him on my team because I'm a Panther fan and I'm close to my players. I don't care about nobody else, bitch. I care about my bitch. But at the end of the day, I do not have faith in this organization to trade off players and still don't make the right picks.
Right.
I don't care. Dan Morgan was there while a lot of that shit was going on. Even if he didn't agree, he was still part of it. So I do not have faith in them to get the right players to replace what we're going to lose, whether it's 8 sacks or 2 sacks. You can have somebody be on the team that gets 0 sacks.
Okay,
We just drafted
But-
DJ Johnson.
Pop,
0
if you don't believe in Jay Morgan and you don't believe in the front office, then this means we can never rebuild. We're gonna be in purgatory forever, just like the Matt Rule days.
Anthony.
If we can't draft, if we can't acquire picks, if we can't fucking draft, what's the fucking point of being an NFL team?
Anthony,
Because
we
are
have
not the
to-
Los Angeles Rams. We cannot just sign big-time free agents. We can't trade for Matthew Stafford. We're a small market organization. You have to choose a direction and go with it. It's time to rebuild.
Anthony,
it's time to take a chance.
Anthony, Sean McVay started a culture. We have to believe in Canales that he could start a culture with this team. We don't even know that yet. Steve Wilkes was working wonders with this team. Same team, same offensive line. And he was working wonders, ran the ball, just pass it to the open guy. That's pretty much all we got to do. Bryce Young doesn't throw a lot of interceptions. He keeps the ball, and he doesn't give it to the other team a lot of the times. Very accurate. All we got to do is get some sort of an identity with this squad. It's real simple. We haven't had an identity in years. It's been years. We need to find an identity with this team.
Can I just say one thing real quick? I want to say it to Pop. Pop, I understood what you said every time you said it. And I don't blame you for not having any faith because the Panthers never do it. You're 100% right about that. My thing is, we have to admit, when they'll ask, like, okay, who are we going to replace Brian Burns with? Those players are available in the draft. I mean, you look at the Pittsburgh Steelers, they drafted Alex Highsmith, who a couple of years ago had like 15 sacks. Then they drafted the dude this year, Nick Herbig, out of Iowa or something like that, in like the 4th or 5th round. And then that dude's balling out. So, okay,
Cody,
might not have faith in the Panthers to draft them, but they are there. And this is a brand new front office setup.
Cody, me and you could sit down and come up with a great mock draft because we, for some reason, actually use our eyes. We actually look and see talent. For some reason, since the history of Panthers, they don't draft well. They can't find the same talent. We could do a 32 mock. You could pick 15, I'll take 17, whatever the case may be. And we will still find talent way faster than the Carolina Panthers do when they go up there to that board and turn in that card.
I hear you, but I hear what Anthony says too. It's like if we're never gonna ever expect the Panthers to have a good draft, then it's like, what's the point? You know what I mean? Like at some point we gotta hope that one of these GMs is gonna figure this shit out.
Exactly, Cody, and that's why I go back to Alex's point. Listen, brother, I love your passion, and I'm not taking that away from you. But if this shit was easy like this, these last 6 years wouldn't be a clusterfuck like Pickle said from earlier. So I'm sorry, brother, but we got to figure some shit out. And I don't think it's just a snap of our fingers. And like, I agree, we fixed the culture. That's one thing. But culture also leads into the ability of being able to draft. Like we haven't done that, man. And like Pop just said, there's tons of players every year on the board that are just waiting there and they just don't fall in our laps. But what were you going to say, Pop?
I agree with like whoever wants to rebuild. If we was going to do a rebuild, then we shouldn't have Dan Morgan. We should have started brand spanking new. We could have had Canales. We should have had somebody who was brand spanking new with a different type of mindset. If we're going to really start a rebuild, you got to start at the head. You can't keep it the same person who was here, who was part of the stink that was going on, and still. And we're supposed to believe in him. I believe in how he was as a player. He's a legend. But I'm just saying, like, I don't have that much faith in what's going to happen, and I don't want to lose.
Interviewed Adam Peters, man. We were all saying that.
We've never really had a true rebuild, even from the get-go. It really wasn't. It was all Band-Aids, like, everywhere.
Right.
I mean, they got rid of Cam Newton, brought in Teddy Bridgewater. Like, all of it didn't make any sense. Getting rid of Christian McCaffrey and bringing in Miles Sanders. Like, we never really did a true rebuild, and that has to do with drafting players.
But Alex, that's kind of my point, though, because Panther fans say, oh, we never commit to a true rebuild. And then when we're talking about trying to get picks for a player like Brian Burns is at the end of his contract, well, then fans don't want to do it. They don't want to get the necessary picks to rebuild. It's like, if you're going to rebuild, it's time to commit to doing it. You
Cody.
have like the most important thing that you can have as a franchise that's rebuilding is a quarterback on a rookie contract. That's what the Panthers have right now. You have to use some of those picks to build around him. Our O-line and our weapons were amongst the worst in the NFL that year. And everyone knows I'm not a Bryce apologist. I was pointing out every time Bryce was missing passes. But you're going to have to build it up around him, and you're not going to be able to do it without dollars to spend in free agency and draft picks in the draft. It's that simple.
And all I said from last week was, like everyone says, oh, he's Tour Brock. He needs an elite. No, I just want to see him with average situation. I just want to see what he can do with like the 16th ranked offensive line and like the 15th ranked wide receiver core.
I hear you.
Dead last. Like I don't think he needs all that. I don't think he's that dependent of a player. But Cody, you brought up a good point. Does like in retrospect, does Brian Burns like equal 4 more wins? I don't think he does.
No, I mean, look at what we've been with him.
But Cody,
go ahead, Pop.
Most rebuilds start when you get rid of your veteran players. Our team is so young. Like, this is a very young team. You're about to get even younger. Like, there will be no nucleus of anybody on the same page. And you can talk about Panther development, like player development. You're not gonna have no veterans there because the team is so young. So you're just getting rid of young, good players to try to start a rebuild. When you do a rebuild, you're supposed to get rid of your veterans to start the rebuild and keep the young players there to develop. We're not even doing that because we had no depth nowhere. So we're all messed up all the way around.
It's because the timeline got thrown off. That's why, Pop, because they didn't make – that's why. The timeline.
I mean, Brian Burns is also one of those veterans, though. And again, like, I'm of the mindset, too. Like, if we're going to pick, I would rather – if you're going to put 2 big contracts coming up, I would rather one of them be a wide receiver. Because like Pickle said, if Bryce does or doesn't work out, at least you have a good receiving option on that core, no matter who your quarterback is. And then, on the defensive side of the ball, I'm sorry, I would rather pay Derek Brown than Brian Burns. I think he's the one that's getting the double teams all the time. I think he's the one that's actually the focal point of the defense. So, again, it's not even nothing against Burns, man. Like, I don't even disagree when people say, oh, well, he needed more help throughout his career. Sure, he did. But I also don't feel like it's out of the bounds to say, okay, Hassan Reddick had 10-plus sacks on the Arizona Cardinals, on the Carolina Panthers, and on the Philadelphia Eagles. So that's someone that was producing regardless of the poor talent around him or the good talent around him. And he converted to from an off-ball linebacker to a pass rushing outside linebacker.
He was only on one bad defense, and that was the Cardinals. When he came here, it wasn't like he was just him and Derek Brown. He also had Brian Burns on the other side. When he went to the Philadelphia, they had 86 sacks in total as a team. So he went to an elite defense. It's either way you look at it.
But
if we lose a piece, we're going to have to be able to replace it. And I'm wondering who that is.
Fine. I'm not expecting to go to some NFC championship game in the next 3 seasons. Like, I'm expecting to sit back and watch.
That's not fine. That is not fine.
Bro, y'all got this bullshit-ass mindset, JJ.
No, Anthony, no.
In 4 years, I want to be.
We don't replace talent well at all, gang. And we're not just going to sign
So that means you don't believe in Dan Morgan. Say it right now. You don't believe in Dan Morgan.
I don't.
You've been saying that this whole time.
Exactly, because I don't think
so why would we get rid of Brian Burns, you dumb ass? Oh my god.
No,
you don't make
I'm
sense.
asking what you I asked
How the
what
fuck
you
are we gonna
think.
replace Brian Burns then? What is your genius
Brian
ass
Burns
idea to get this brand new possible double-digit edge rusher, bro? Double-digit sack edge rusher.
Possible.
All right, where are we gonna get it? Where are we gonna
Possible
get it?
double
Dude, there are
digit.
guys
You're
that
Dan Morgan
literally,
now. What is your Dan Morgan plan?
bro, there are guys in every fucking draft. Alex Highsmith was an alumni that played at my university. Gets like fucking 14 sacks every season. He was a 3rd round pick. You're telling me that we can't hit on one of those bad boys? You're so worried about you losing Brian Burns and his
So why the fuck
gay-ass
would we get rid of Brian Burns if we
Spider-Man
could?
celebration.
You sound dumb as fuck. Here's why you sound dumb as hell right now. Because if we could hit on it just that easy, you dumb ass, you would just pay Brian Burns and we would stack veteran players on top of new rookie contracts and build depth on this team.
But that's why I asked
but
you.
you
You
don't
still didn't
believe in
answer.
Dan
I
Morgan
said,
to
do
draft
you believe
that
in Dan
well.
Morgan?
So why the
I
fuck
said,
would you get rid of Brian Burns in the
hold up.
first
I
place?
asked you, do you believe in Dan
His
Morgan?
trade
I asked
value
you.
ain't getting any lower just because you paid him. Fuck,
You
just
still
keep
ain't
him.
answering the question, bro.
You have to believe in him. You have to
Okay,
believe
no,
in him.
hold on, JJ. Answer the question. This was not about what I wanted. I was asking you. I was asking, do you believe in Dan Morgan? Because if you do, then this conversation is invalid. If you don't, then I get why you're so afraid.
I was addressing you on how you keep saying we should trade Brian Burns, but it's like you keep saying let's trade Brian Burns, bro. We can't replace him. We can't.
Yes,
you
you
keep
can.
talking about all these other examples, but you
don't
ain't got
trade
no
him.
examples of the Panthers doing it.
What up,
That's
Cole?
the problem.
You're still
You ain't
not
got no
answering
examples
the
of the
question,
Panthers
though.
doing it.
You're still
What?
not
All right.
answering the question.
I think he's being lost here, and I don't even know who's saying what. I'm saying if you had any faith in Dan Morgan, then you should think that there's at least a chance that you could replace Brian.
I don't know why
asking
Anthony
him,
keeps
and he's not
asking me
answering
about
the question.
Shut up, Anthony.
Just
I don't know why you
answer
keep
it.
asking me about why I believe in Dan Morgan. I keep saying let's keep Brian Burns. Whether I believe in him to hit his picks or not,
let me welcome someone into the
whole
show.
point was me
Hold
saying
up.
we should keep Brian Burns.
Let me welcome someone into the show.
You tried to
Let me
completely
hold
throw
up.
it
Let
off by
me
asking me about Dan
let
Morgan.
me
Hell
welcome
no.
somebody into the show. Let me welcome somebody into the show. It's the homie C3 Cole in the building, here to drop some knowledge bombs on the boys. Bro, we're talking
Damn.
Brian Burns, and it's heated in here, Cole. What you thinking
I
about
hear
Burns?
it. JJ, you're awfully passionate about Brian Burns for no motherfucking reason whatsoever. I'm gonna go ahead and let you know that right now. I can get you so many fucking edge rushers in this draft right now that will do the exact same thing he's doing right now and not get his motherfucking ass whooped by tight end threes and fullbacks and pass rush.
Not from NC State,
That's
though.
the facts. That is the facts. He is not an elite pass rusher. His bitch ass is not deserved to get paid like an elite pass rusher. And if David Tepper wasn't in love with fucking hype man Lucci, Hassan Reddick would have been here and they'd have got rid of that fucking ridiculous ass red carpet ceremony. That's the only reason Burns is here.
Damn.
Hell no. All right, cool. You sound stupid, and now I'm gonna have to cook your ass. All right.
Go ahead, fuck Brian Burns.
Now I'm about to burn your ass. All right. You see, Brian Burns is supposed to be the fucking staple of this team. We don't already decline 2 first-round picks. He's our only edge rusher worth a damn. We can't replace him. Whether we you and Anthony love bringing up examples of other teams drafting well, but you can't bring up an example of the Panthers just getting one of these 3rd-round picks that goes off for 14 fucking sacks. Until you can bring me an example of the Carolina Panthers doing that, then I don't give a damn about what 3rd-round pick had how many sacks. Because for right now, it's our former first-round pick just gave us 8 sacks on a down year where he was out of position half the year in a Vero scheme, where he was somewhat injured, limping on some plays, all right? Where he was on a garbage team where nobody gave a fuck half the time. Like, a lot of people gave up on plays. Even Derek Brown. I'm sure I can find plays of Derek Brown not playing up to what he should be. It's time we stop picking and choosing. Brian Burns was just that guy a year ago. We were just saying we should pay him a year ago. All right. I'm sure we could get him for 25, 26 million a year. And at that point, if you're willing to give him 25, who gives a fuck about 30, bro? Because, when Pickle said this the other day, he said, you only got to be under the cap 1 day out of the year. Who the fuck else are we paying? We are paying Burns, Brown,
That's it. That's it at most.
All right,
And
that's a good argument.
if you could get half of your defensive line, then you could draft the other half. Maybe they could be just as good as those two, if not better. Man, now you got a defensive line that can win you games them damn selves. All right. I've been going over this time after time on why we should keep Brian Burns. All right. It's just y'all get so built up on this 1 year on him not giving full effort. Bro, motherfucker, we won 2 games. We won 2 games. Who's giving full effort? Nobody was.
Yeah.
Nobody
Yeah,
was.
but I don't like that shit though, JJ. If you didn't want to give full effort on a dog shit football team,
Keep your
then, bro,
ass on
you
the
should-
sideline.
Yeah, you should have held out at the start of the season during training camp.
That's what I
Like-
said.
But last
He
I heard,
got
there's 2
paid.
defensive end positions. Last I heard, there's 2 defensive end positions. You could draft any of those guys. You can still keep Brian Burns. You gotta keep some veterans in the locker room.
Exactly.
You have to.
Thank
Makes
you.
no
Who
sense.
said that?
Why do you have to keep a veterans on a 2-win
I'm
fucking
sorry,
football team?
listen.
That's what I want to
All
know.
right, listen. If
Oh,
it's
okay.
come down
Hold
to
on.
that,
Hold on.
we
Man,
don't
this
wanna-
is where y'all lose me though, because then y'all will turn around and for number 95, y'all will say go pay that man, bro. Yeah, he contributed just as much to these 2 wins as Brian Burns did. Y'all, like that's what loses me. It's like if we're not gonna pay Brian Burns because his efforts led to so many wins, why would we pay Derek Brown then? But
Because he
y'all
had
not
100
gonna do-
tackles.
Another
Oh my-
thing that y'all are
Ooh.
missing here
Ooh,
is like
hooray!
we don't even
Your
know if
100
we don't even know if
tackles.
Brian wants to be here again. We had this
I
conversation
hope you don't.
last week. Like
I
he's
don't
not,
think he does.
yeah, he's not in the right system. Everyone talks about how the 3-4 was gonna elevate his game. Well, it didn't. And then this thing, JJ, bro. Okay, so
I never
you don't
said
want
the
to trade him
3-4
for
was
a
gonna
draft
help.
pick,
He was
but you
hurt. It
want
is
to
a
trade
1
him
year.
for Tee Higgins. So either
Well,
way,
he
if
was
you
Yes,
hurt
trade
all
him
yes.
for
year.
Tee Higgins,
He was hurt
you're
all
gonna
year.
give
He had
His
every
pussy
bit.
was hurt.
Unless we are trading Brian Burns for a proven number 1 wide receiver, example Tee Higgins is the clear example, then yes, I feel like that would be helpful for Dave Canales and Bryce Young both. I have mentioned that. But unless it is
JJ.
that, we should continue to build up the defensive line that's going to help us win football games because that is the identity of the Carolina Panthers and always has been and should always will be because your defensive line being good enough to win you football games is how you win football games in football. That's how you beat Patrick Mahomes. I hope
Yeah,
y'all
but he's
remember
not
that.
him, man.
That's how
Hey,
you
and
fucking
JJ,
beat Patrick Mahomes. You get that
JJ,
elite.
you hit some
You
real
got
good shit,
studs
man.
everywhere that can pass rush. All right, y'all gotta
Well,
remember
Patrick
that.
Mahomes'
That's the only way you
offensive
can
line was
win versus
booty.
them amazing quarterbacks. When you get to the playoffs, you just need multiple guys, pass rushers that can make a play. And it's better you just stack them. You stack them, and you don't look back. You stack as high as you can, and you don't care about the price because proven talent is proven fucking talent. Damn it, and we ain't got none of it, and we need to keep it, bro.
All right,
It don't
y'all,
make
Hey,
sense.
JJ,
y'all
you
just
made a
heard
crucial point.
JJ.
You just made a crucial point real
Dan
quick.
Morgan, Scott Fitter 2.0, baby. We ain't drafting shit this
So look,
year.
well, Dan Morgan has to show it because I can't believe it's something he ain't did yet.
Yo,
So,
how
but
does me
but
wanting to
JJ
keep Brian
makes a
Burns
good point,
equal
y'all.
me not believing Dan Morgan, Anthony? That's where you don't make
JJ.
But
sense.
you still haven't answered the question, so you're curving what I'm.
Yes or
It
no,
does.
JJ? It's okay if you say no.
JJ, it
You
don't
know
matter. Hey,
you want
JJ.
to answer that question,
So
JJ. Answer it.
JJ made a
Cody muted me, so I
JJ
really couldn't.
JJ
But
made a good point. His point was, who are we paying? We ain't paying anybody. You know who we paying? All the
Dead
players that
money
don't.
to Christian McCaffrey and fucking DJ
The
Moore.
motherfuckers we got rid of. So that's what y'all should be complaining about. Good point, JJ. I just
But
had to come
that
back to tell
puts
you
us
that.
in a hole, bro. Like, okay,
Don't it?
if we
All
play
our good
Brian,
players is on a dead cap.
Right, I hear you. Hey, but I'm just saying though, there's no
y'all realize
comparing.
Anthony, to answer your question about Dan Morgan, it's just a proof. I gotta see it to believe it. It's the same thing with Dave Canales. I gotta see it to believe it with him as a head coach. I mean, like it's always gonna be like that. I don't think me believing in him moving forward really matters. I think stacking proven talent on this team, it should always just be the point. Should always be the goal. And whether like I don't think us worrying about how much we pay him Man, if you're willing to pay him 20, you shouldn't give a fuck as a fan of us paying him 30. I don't give a fuck at that
Oh,
point.
I do,
Because it's
man.
like,
30 is way too
Can I say
steep.
something, Cody?
Yeah, go
He
ahead.
ain't worth
bro.
20, Cody.
The GM can mess with that later, bro. We could trade your ass after we sign your ass. All right, you know
All
what?
right, hold on. Let me
Everything,
go.
The
Let me.
reason
everything
everyone
ends after
wants to
we sign
trade him
them.
is because we have no fucking offensive help. And if we don't think Dan Morgan is going to be able to hit on offensive pieces, then you might as well just book Bryce Young a plane ticket to like fucking Jets as a backup or like somewhere like that. Because he ain't going to show what he really got here, bro. And I'm sorry. That's all I care about for this next upcoming season. I don't give a damn about Brian Burns. He can stay or leave. I want to see what we have in this kid because we're going to have another offseason where we go and have the same bullshit quarterback conversation. Oh, who's better, Shador Sanders or Quinn Ewers or this and that? And we're going to get all creamed up on another quarterback, all for them to suck dick again because we have no offensive talent on this roster. That's the reality
or
of it.
because Bryce Young was just too little after all. But anyways.
Maybe.
All right, let
Hey,
me and D say
Pickle?
something. We've
Yeah.
been wanting to talk for an hour.
Go ahead, Pickle.
D's, what's up,
Yeah,
D's?
I want to correct
What's
some
up,
people.
D's? What's up, Panther Pickle?
All right, listen. We are currently right now paying 3 players dead cap money. That's it. We're not playing Christian McCaffrey. We're not playing all these people everybody thinks we're paying. We are paying Brandon Smith $378,000.
Damn, for real?
We're
God
paying
damn.
Matt Corral just a little bit more at $442,000. We're paying Justin Houston $3.8 million. Remember, he signed a 1-year deal. This is where all those voided year contracts go to. When you look at over the cap or spotted track and see a bunch of voided years, that's what you're still paying those, even though they're not on the team, because the guy who wrote the contracts is a dumb motherfucker who's no longer working here. Now, let's go back to where the money's going. Let's be real clear. Taylor Motrin has already we pushed his contract through restructures back like 2 or 3 times. That's why he's making $29.7 million this year. Dante Jackson's had his contract pushed back a couple times, and it's $15.7 million. Derek Brown is still under his rookie contract. He's making $11.6 million. Latavion Bell, we signed that bum to be a starting strong safety, and he's making $10.9 million. Austin Corbett was signed to be a starting offensive line for 3 years. He was hurt all last year. We paid him $10.1 million. Adam Thielen's making $9.9 million. Hayden Hurst is making $9.9 million. We know Bryce Young's making $8.6 million. Shai Tuttle is making $8.3 million. Xavier Woods is making $7.7 million. Miles Sanders is making $7.7 million. Bradley
Robbery.
Bozeman, the illustrious center, is making $7.6 million.
Robbery.
Wano's making $7.5 million. Justin, and it goes on and on and on and on, folks. Listen. When you pay mediocre talent high dollar money, that's what you fucking get. That's exactly what you fucking get. You pay Latavion Bell over $10 million so he can go perform like an elite safety. And he's like, yeah, okay, he's mediocre at best. Good morning, there's your money. Smile and act like you like it. You're paying Bradley Bozeman like he's the best center in the league, and right now he puts out shit to duty. That's what you got. Keep running, going to free agency and getting all these folks and drafting these guys that we ain't know how to draft any fucking way. We damn sure don't know how to sign free agents, right?
You're not wrong.
Tell
I
him,
mean,
Pickle.
No, Pickle just spit fire. We can't draft and we can't sign high-end free agents. That's why we end up with overpaying middle-end guys.
But yet y'all want to trade the
I
one
kind of
proven defensive piece
agree.
we have.
I kind of agree, but then I'm not too sure yet as well, just because, you know what, this year kind of seemed a little weird. It was a little funky. Frank Reich was trying to run his offense. Then we had Thomas Brown trying to run his offense. To me, I didn't really see anything like any sort of identity. It seemed like everyone looked confused, if you ask me. But personally, just looking at the tape, everyone looked a little confused. They were trying to run different plays here and there. When I saw Steve Wilkes actually running a system, the team looked a lot better. So I want to see with a guy like Canales, keeping the playbook simple, just running the ball, running the rock, play action, getting guys open, like just stuff like that, keeping it real simple. I want to reevaluate our situation after this year and see. We're gonna sign some free agents. We're gonna make some draft picks this year. Like, let's just see what happens. As far as the contracts go, guys that need to we probably should get rid of is a guy like Dante Jackson, maybe a guy like Moten. I know you're not going to get much for them, but those are the kind of guys that probably are on the way out. Like that, we need to even though we signed them for bigger deals, we got to get rid of those guys. But a guy like Brian Burns,
let's bring something else real quick. Everybody, yeah. Cody's title was trading Burns for Tee Higgins. Let me throw another concept out there. The Cincinnati Bengals have been looking for a right tackle for many years. They have. They've tried.
Oh, I know where you're
L.L.
going.
Collins. He failed. They've tried drafting or signing a stud left tackle and moving their left tackle that was doing it to right tackle, and he didn't like it and still claiming that he's going to skip town, that he's not going back with the Bengals. He's going to hit free agency. Well, all that being said, Taylor Moton's $30 million. Let's put our foot in our own ass and say we trade Taylor Moton to the Bengals.
But my question, Pickle,
I would love that.
Because right now, if y'all don't know, bro, y'all check this shit out. We're gonna be paying Taylor Moton damn near $30 million next year. Okay,
is it guaranteed?
You did not mishear me, and yeah, I believe it is because we had already restructured him. So we restructured him. Yeah. I think like a year or two ago. So now all this money is money that's owed to him. It's money that's due to him. I don't know. I mean, does anyone think that even a right tackle needy team would be willing to take on a couple of years of Taylor Moton at 30-something million? Like,
we could trade him, but like, isn't that another offensive lineman we got to worry about?
Yep.
Like, I'm more worried about. I know. We talk about.
We have a bad O line, kind of.
Yeah, trading Brian Burns is gonna hurt the defense. Well, if we want to maximize the offense, I don't think trading an offensive player for an offensive player is the most genius idea.
Right, but at some point, at a certain point, you have to try and restock the cabinets. You know what I mean? Like, you're gonna have to move on at some point.
You draft Moton's replacement.
Well, we may already have Moton's replacement on the roster. He was just hurt last year. To be bluntly honest, you don't know. And I've said this on Spaces, I think it was, and my own personal opinion, and y'all bear with me, I don't have any proof to this, just my own wild opinion. I believe the initial plan was they were so convinced that rookie left guard that sucked ass, they were so convinced he was going to come in and be the next Ike Ekwonu who played left guard. He was going to be the starter from day one. And I'm convinced that they were going to put Brady Christensen as their swing tackle. That's why they never had a swing tackle. They had initially planned for Sir Chandler Zavala to take the guard position, his own, very early. They were going to use Brady Christensen at tackle where they thought he played better. And
also,
if you look, it all works out that way because Scott Fitterer and Samir Suleiman had pushed back Taylor Moton's number to where now if you cut him or you trade him, it saves Panthers cap. The pieces fit together too much to deny it. I believe that was their plan. Now, the fact that Zavala played like ass and Brady Christensen went on IR early fucked everything up in their little ideology plan.
But also, to me, the word swing tackle, that term, that's a glorified backup. Because if you're swing, if you're swinging, but I'm agreeing with you though, Pickle. Like, if you wanted to build up Zavala at guard, and if you wanted to keep Icky at left tackle, well, you could put Christensen at right tackle for a year and see how that works. Or you can put him at guard. He has that versatility. So again, like I understand this is the same conversation with Burns, with Taylor Moton, with literally any starter on the team. If you trade them away, obviously you're going to have to replace them, but it doesn't mean that it's impossible either. You just have to have the right front office to be able to evaluate the right kind of talent.
But this goes to my point, and this is what I've been saying, man. Hey, listen, if you don't want to if you don't want to trade proven players for picks, then I just don't see how I get yelled at when I don't think that we're going to on a deep playoff push in the next 3 seasons. I don't understand why fans think that's like outrageous to say. Just giving the honest opinion. If you don't want to acquire picks, if you don't want to rebuild, well, I mean, it's Groundhog's Day because it's going to be like these last couple years. I mean, that's just a fact. Like, we haven't chosen a direction to go in either. Even if you don't believe we can hit in these picks, it's better to go all in on something than half-ass on something. Most times you go all in on something, you do a better job anyways, even if it's harder. So listen, that's just my opinion, but like we can't be on two sides of this. What Pickle and Cody just brought up proves that like, hey, you got to pick a side. I mean, if you don't trade Moten and you just keep him around here and you don't trade Burns, I mean, and you don't draft any picks because we only got like 4 picks and the roster's bad again. I mean, isn't that because you chose not to rebuild? I mean, I'm just being honest here. Like, that's kind of what it sounds like.
Yeah,
I think they're going to extend Moten and restructure his contract.
Let's bring that
Extend
up.
him?
I'm glad you said that.
Yeah, I think
next year, you know what his salary cap hit is for next year is?
30 million.
Yeah, probably 30 something.
This year.
We owe him $60 million.
Yeah, extending is just pushing it back.
Wow, that is 60
so when do you stop pushing it back?
If you restructure Moten, you get $8 million this year. If you restructure Moten, you get $8 million this year. That's what you get. And you got to look at what the Carolina Panthers have done. We had Scott Fitterer here as our GM from Seattle, and the Panthers just doubled down on that Seattle connection. We brought in Canales, and we brought in a slew of other coaches from Seattle. There's like 4 of them that Pickle was tweeting about yesterday. And then we brought in Dan Morgan, his protege, kind of there in Seattle. So we're hoping whatever Scott Fitterer started up in Seattle, that Dan Morgan's going to be able to pick up and execute. And I don't blame Anthony for being skeptical about it. Like I've said on the free-for-all about 3 times now, if Dan Morgan will just fix the locker room, then the roster might take care of itself. We're not going to make all these crazy moves, trading up and back and all this stuff that Scott did. Dan's not going to do that. We're probably just going to line up and take our picks. I understand that fans get excited about the draft and they're like, we want the Panthers to do all these different things in the draft because we all enjoy watching college football, and there's nothing wrong with that. But Dan's probably not going to do a lot of crazy stuff. He's probably just going to line up and take his picks. He might even go BPA, and it's probably going to be a little bit boring. But if he'll fix that locker room, this team will improve. I'm telling you that right now. The roster is screwed up. I don't know what Scott and Samir, I do know what they were trying to do. They kept thinking they could just reload this team. If we just reset this team, we'll be good this year. If we just reset this team, we'll be good this year. And it never happened. And now they're in a bad cap spot. We've got all these players that we're overpaying, like Pickle was pointing out. And the fact of the matter is, every one of those players is a diminished asset. They're going to have to let them go, and we're not going to get what we want for them. We're not going to get anything close to what we want for them. We're just going to have to get them off the books one way or another so we can move forward. And I don't mean to be the wet blanket on the free-for-all, but that's the reality of the situation, guys. That's where we are.
Jeez.
Yeah, you're not wrong, man.
Not at all.
Let me add on. And then to your point, it's almost like when it's actually time to rebuild, then these fans get emotional about these players. Oh, I don't want to lose Brian Burns. Blah, 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 blah. Like, it's just like, man, you know what? Fine. If you don't want to rebuild, you want to do this reload shit every year, it makes no sense. You got to put your money where your mouth is. If you say how this is the right thing to do is rebuild and acquire picks and do this bullshit, and then when time to actually do it and your balls still haven't dropped, well, I mean, tough shit. Because
so are you gonna pay Derek Brown?
That's the right thing to do. I mean, listen, bro, I've been saying the past 2 seasons, Derek Brown gives 100% effort every play. The man got 107
He's
tackles.
never hurt either.
He never hurt. And like, bro, I get you got a soft spot for Brian Burns, man. But here's the reality of the situation. When they traded Christian McCaffrey, they should have then traded Brian Burns. You should have told us you're going all in on a rebuild. The issue is that, just like D said, they kept reloading and reloading. Who the hell reloads a year after you trade Christian McCaffrey and DJ Moore? Makes zero sense, right? It's just, there's been no direction, and that's the big thing. That fonders over everything else. Draft picks, coaches, everything. Culture, direction, identity. That's what we need first and foremost. And I'm just not willing to do this thing again and sit back and listen to fans say we're going to win the division or going to go on a playoff push when it's better to build for the long-term future, man. It just is. But that's all I got to say. I'm done arguing because I know no one agrees with me on this. They want to win, and that's okay. I do too, more than anything. But I don't think reloading, retooling is the best option we have. I just don't. It's not the best option. We've sucked trying to do that. You can naturally suck and acquire more picks.
Hold on, Anthony. Good. How is just keeping Brian Burns and Derek Brown and praying to God you hit on your picks moving forward? How is that retooling, though? That's what I don't get, bro. How is keeping the few good players you do have, because I'm pretty sure rebuilding teams did that. I'm pretty sure they were like, hey, this one good player, these two guys we got right here, we could keep these guys.
Because they don't want $30 million, JJ.
Bro,
that's the difference, man. They want it. Brian Burns wants to be paid like he is the fucking man. Like he is Myles Garrett, like he is TJ Watt. And if he didn't want that type of money, I'm telling you, he'd have been paid already, bro. Let me welcome 2 people into the show. Al the Sailor back in. Al, what's up, dude? Of course, Al not even ready for me back.
Promise QS Panda just brought up a great point. The thing about rebuilding, does Tepper have patience? Dude, what the fuck has Tepper been doing the past 6 years? Clearly his method doesn't work. He can't
That's a good point. He might not want to get rid of Burns.
Exactly. He can't even go all in on a retool and he doesn't know what he's doing. Listen, no,
hey,
DJ.
one more. Hey, so hold on. One more introduction. I knew that this would be a good conversation when this man joined the show. It's the homie Twan Don, the bad guy. What's up, Twan? How you living, man?
What's up, Cody? Everybody that's up in here, man. I wanted to come, spend some moments with y'all, talk football.
What up, Twan?
Yeah. Twan, I know that you're a Florida State fan, Brian Burns fan. Mm-hmm. I wanted to ask you the question that we've been asking. And I had more questions for the free-for-all. We'll get to them, I guess. But if we were to do a tag and trade scenario with Brian Burns going to Cincinnati and Tee Higgins coming to the Panthers, and then they sign Burns and we sign Tee Higgins, what say you?
I ain't with that. Nah.
Shocker.
The thing with Burns, man, is this, and I think Anthony was saying something that I agree with. I just came on, and anybody who says this, the Carolina Panthers have a revolving door of the few people that we get that are good and that we actually train up, sending our talent to other teams. You know, I'm so tired of hearing the word retool, rebuild. I don't give a fuck what they call it anymore. I just want them to do something called get it right. But
thank you.
If you're talking about winning anytime over the next 2 to 3 years, that's the shit you got to get out your head first. You got to start building your fucking team, bro.
That's a fact.
I mean, don't
building the team. But listen,
don't we need a receiver though?
Anthony, we got two different ideas about trading away players. We're talking about trading away Taylor Moton, who's the best tackle on the team, and then he's talking about trading away for what? To help Bryce Young, and then how's that going to help Bryce Young? That's what Anthony's talking about. Anthony's talking about. JJ's talking about something different.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say what I'm thinking. But with everything that I said, Al, you can't just keep giving away your best players, bro. I think the people that you keep on defense is Burns, Derek Brown, and Frankie Louvu. And then before anybody says they're going to want some money or whatever, the other thing that Carolina Panthers is delinquent with is paying their players. You know what I'm saying? If you pay Burns and start paying these guys right, you may see a better player.
I'm going to say this, though, Twan.
I'm not keeping any. Al, let me finish. I mean, that's your opinion. I'm not going to try to take it from you.
Go ahead. My bad,
the thing I've learned with the Brian Burns argument is some people gonna want him to stay, some people gonna want him to leave. My job is no longer to try to convince somebody of why he should stay. I only just stating my own opinion and trying to give you a reason of why I think he should be here. I think those are the three guys that you keep, and maybe J.C. Horn, hoping that he turns positive, and then everything else can start coming up through the waves or whatever. But if you're trying to build this team for Bryce Young and not build this team for the future, then they're also going in the wrong direction. Don't build this team on offense for Brian Burns. Build this team for any fucking quarterback.
Okay, so if Bryce isn't the future and then we don't, so cut him now. Cut him now. Like, cut him now.
I don't have a problem with cutting him now, but David Tepper's not going to cut him because he picked him.
You sound dumb, Anthony.
He ain't going to show you what he can do with a trash-ass roster like last year. That's all I'm saying. Like, y'all are going to say he's trash this year again.
You're right, Anthony, but the thing is, David Tepper cutting Bryce Young has his egos on the line because he picked him.
Because he picked him. Because he picked him.
It wasn't because of somebody else picked him. It's because he picked him.
But, hey, I do agree with you on this, Twan. I mean, you've been saying what I've been saying. Like, every year we get on these podcasts and we talk about how we're going 10-7, 11-6, all this bullshit. When in reality, if it was so easy to strap together winning seasons or a retool, then the Detroit Lions wouldn't have sucked for all those years.
Yeah, it would have been easy to do that. Yeah, it's not an easy fucking thing to do.
And people forget we have a bad owner, man. Just the reality of it.
That's what makes it worse. That's what makes it
Yeah,
even
but
worse.
that's not going nowhere, though. And that's why I'm saying. But that's also why I've been saying, bro, if we could do a trade for Burns, which we haven't paid him yet, so it's like, to me, they have to be on an impasse between what Brian Burns feels that he's worth and what the Carolina Panthers feel they want to pay Brian Burns. So if that's the case, but I'm just saying, if that's the case, why not get Tee Higgins in here, who can be that big, deep threat that you need on the team? And by the way, I'll reiterate what Pickle said earlier. Even if Bryce Young is not the quarterback of the future and you end up replacing him down the road, at least you still got Tee Higgins, someone for whoever that quarterback is to throw the ball.
He's going to be here, and then he's going to try to trade him. I just want to ask a quick question, Cody, because I'm not going to be staying long.
Tee Higgins.
Are you guys prepared? Do you guys have the patience to continue with the Carolina Panthers until JJ and Anthony are married with 2 children?
Yes.
God damn. I mean,
I do. I really do.
That's really, it's like, I'm not even joking.
Anthony, yes, JJ, no.
Shout out you.
We really could be waiting that damn long before we even get to
fucking
the
Cole.
Bro, I've been saying that, Twan. Dude, my glory days of being a fan of this team were when I was like 13 and 14 years old, man. And like now it's like I'm a grown ass man, and this team just gives me a fucking headache, man.
Hey, let me hold on real quick. Let me welcome somebody into the show from Black Cat Panther Podcast. My man, Goat. What up, dude?
What the hell you want Tee Higgins for? For your little Bryce? For your little Bryce baby? For your little Bryce baby? For your Bryce baby? For your little Bryce boy? For your little Bryce boy? Get him a receiver. Get him a receiver. Get him a receiver. I don't understand why y'all not trying to build this team. You have a little punk motherfucker who's not going to be here, who is obviously not an NFL quarterback. So you getting rid of assets. Like I said, I asked this question today. You take an asset and you're looking for a number 1 for Brian Burns, at least a 2, 3, some type of package, right? You can't get nothing for Bryce, but y'all obviously getting ready to try to flip the whole team or try to recruit the world for this guy who you can't get nothing for. who's
Yeah,
no
I'm
good.
not getting rid
He
of
Yeah.
no
Burns,
good.
bro.
He no
Hey,
good.
hey,
He
go.
no good, Cody. He no good. He no good.
They
Even
Exactly.
even if
they trying to
he's not,
trade
Bro,
they trying to trade
Get
the
rid
whole
of
defense
Burns.
for a trash ass
even if
quarterback.
he
he's
no
not
good,
even
Cody. He
even
no
if
good.
he's not the quarterback, at least you have a wide receiver for whoever the quarterback is after Bryce.
What you
Yeah,
got?
He ain't got
Bro,
one.
Hey,
you that
hey,
guy.
Cody,
You
I
that
saw
guy in the
Gage raise
draft.
his hand.
You build a team in the
So make
draft.
that
You
point.
build a
So
team in
make that point.
I
You only build a
built
team
a
in the draft if you
I
know how to draft.
Yeah,
I
we don't.
ended up. I messed up. I messed up. I mortgaged this team. I destroyed this team in the 2023 draft by going out there mortgaging the future for a quarterback who
Baby,
was a
shut your
bust.
ass up. That's
Say
why you in the
it.
chat.
Say
All
it.
right, so when we have no weapons for the next fucking quarterback we draft, how much you guys are gonna say this dude's ass too? I guarantee
Every
he'll be the
Yep,
same.
one of
Right.
them.
We're not
yep,
doing that.
yep. Tell him,
He'll be the
But
Anthony.
same shit,
listen,
Tell
and then
him,
you'll start
Anthony.
That's
to
not
realize that the
true.
let me say
problem is
something
the
though.
That's
fucking
not
Tell him,
true.
quarterback.
Anthony.
Anthony,
Oh my
Anthony, I
God.
tell you what, Anthony, trade Bryce then. What can you get for Bryce? A bag of open chips. That's
I'm
it.
not
Trade
saying Bryce. Bro,
a bag of open
Man,
chips, bro.
you're not
You
listening
can't
to
get
what I'm
nothing
Tim
for
will
saying,
get
He's
your
bro.
an
big ass.
asset. He's an asset,
I
right? Is he an
hold on.
asset?
Bring it out.
Is he an
I am
asset?
not
No,
Oh,
saying
he's
that's
trade
not an
fucked up.
Bryce. I'm not saying
That's
trade
all you're
Cause
Bryce.
saying.
you
I'm
can't.
saying
Cause
I'm
you
saying
can't, bro. Cause
no,
you can't.
that's not. You,
You
hold
can't.
on, let me
Right now,
talk.
you
Let me
can't.
talk.
Well,
Let me
let him
talk.
talk. Shut the
You
hell
can't.
up.
Everybody,
You
one at a
can't.
time. One at a
Let me talk.
time.
Let me talk, goat. Let me talk. I've been saying, if you've been listening to the convo, you just got here, so. But I'm pretty sure what I've been saying was, I just want to see what the kid can do with an average situation. So if you don't want to help him out, then you go into next season. Okay, you draft a new quarterback because Bryce was trash when the roster was terrible. You
That thing
draft
gonna
another
let you do that.
quarterback. Then the next quarterback struggles too. Now, wait, the roster fucking sucks because you don't know how to draft. You're not willing to trade for offensive talent, and then you're sitting here wondering, well, why the fuck did we hire these guys in the
Right.
front office?
The
Then you got to
the
repeat
roster's
the
gonna
whole
suck.
system.
The roster's gonna suck, Anthony, because you traded all your players
Right.
for fucking
Thank
shit weapons for
Thank
Bryce
you.
Young.
Yeah, but
That's why the
Brian
roster's
You
gonna
Brian
talk,
fucking
Burns,
goat.
suck, bro.
Brian
No,
Burns
That's
you're
why the
is
not
roster's
saying
gonna
not
all you're
fucking
saying.
Julius
suck, bro.
Peppers.
Traded one fucking guy.
I mean, don't
Let
act
him
like
run
he's
your mouth.
Lawrence
Know what the
Taylor.
fuck you're talking about.
So
Yeah,
let me help.
people are
Let me
acting
help.
like Brian.
Let me
People
help.
act.
Hey,
Hold on,
hey,
hold on.
how
People
you
I
are,
want to
get?
help Anthony out.
go to the book.
What are you
Hold
talking
up.
about?
Let me.
Damn, I love FFA.
Are acting like he's on the level of a Lawrence Taylor, of a Julius Peppers,
Ain't
Nobody said
shit.
all that.
of a Joey Bosa. Bro, he is not that.
His numbers are
He
right
is
there
not
with
that.
Julius Peppers
Man,
right
man, I don't
now.
want to hear a damn thing about them
It is.
numbers.
He's
Quan.
better than
Man,
Joey
stop with that.
Bosa. What
My
are you
Quan,
eyes
please
talking
tell
stop with
me
that,
about?
Quan.
different.
No,
Yo,
he
Please
yo,
stop with
hey,
that,
Cody,
Quan.
hey,
Bro,
Cody,
no
he's
the
listen.
better
hell
than
he ain't.
Joey.
His
He's
numbers are
better
the
than
same
Joey.
as the 6
He's
years
better
that
No,
than
he
Peppers
ain't
played,
Joey.
bro.
nowhere
You know what?
near
You
it.
know
Good
what?
as
He
Yeah,
married.
ain't
it is.
nowhere near as talented as Julius Peppers.
I
He
know
ain't
he's
got the
not.
heart
But
Peppers got.
listen,
He don't
Right?
even have the balls Peppers got.
well, that's your opinion, bro. I mean, tell them
Damn.
how you
You
really
damn
feel.
right
That's
it's
just
my
Julius
like
opinion.
that.
Peppers
Pickle
Tell
ain't
them how
even
you
in
man.
the
really
He's
damn
feel,
top.
top
man.
I
10.
like
He finished
Florida State
only
too.
He's
Tell them how you
Please
really
stop,
top
feel.
Quan.
10 of the
Because
league
only the
at
pickle man
24
knows
and
what
25
their
years
balls
old,
is
bro.
Tell,
like.
Deny
tell them how
that.
you really
So
feel.
go deny that. Go pull the number. He's in the top 10 of the league. He's in the
Yeah.
top 10 of the league. Go
I
pull the number.
mean,
The
Now we
it,
numbers
got
say
G
it.
you
baby
can
After last
crackhead
I
you
can't
can
stuff up
blab
argue
here.
all you
about that.
want, but
I
the
know,
You
numbers
right?
don't
say
know.
different.
I pulled the
I
numbers
can't, I
out.
can't
I'll
argue about something you don't
again.
know or something
Yeah,
you
the
refuse
numbers.
to
I'll
Hey,
pull
believe.
the numbers
I
Kiddo,
can't
again.
the
argue
numbers
One
about
at
say
a
it.
different.
time.
I don't give a
I
One
fuck
at
can't
a
how
argue
loud
about
they
time.
it.
Pull the
get.
numbers again.
I'm not gonna
One
stand and
at a
argue that.
time.
Well, I asked to speak. I want to help Anthony out a little bit on one of the things that he said. Anthony said that, so the thing with Bryce Young, it's like Anthony said, well, the next quarterback won't have no weapons. But But if you get the right quarterback, you don't need the top receivers.
Hey, let me hold on. Let me
You
welcome
don't
somebody.
need it. You don't need all wide receiver ones if you get the right quarterback.
Yeah, but you're still gonna need help for them, no matter who they are, bro. That goes
I
without saying.
disagree.
Hey, hold on, time out. Time out, man. I want to introduce somebody that's gonna make the conversation go even to the next level, bro. It's the motherfucking homie G Baby in the house. G Baby was.
It's over for us.
Bryce Young,
What's good with you, Cody?
Chilling, dog. Chilling, dog. Talk to me, man. They're trying to pretend like Brian Burns is Julius Peppers up in this bitch, bro.
You talking to him about Burns and he a fucking Bryce supporter? Really?
I don't think there's anything wrong with being a Bryce supporter.
Brian Burns. There is something wrong with being a Bryce supporter.
That shit is
Brian Burns
nonsense.
had a better year than Nick Bosa under Steve Wilkes' defense. I hope you all know
Give me
that.
but he's not better than Bosa, and everyone
Man,
knows
he's
that
just as
shit
good,
too.
man.
Bosa
He
stays
could
hurt.
be just as good.
Bosa's
You don't know
an
that,
idiot.
all right? He's never played on a team as talented as the 49ers.
Bosa stays
Yeah.
hurt. Yeah,
Yo,
exactly.
Cody. You know what blows my mind every time y'all talk about y'all Bryce Young fans hate on Brian Burns? They talk about how there's no talent around Bryce Young. Like Brian Burns got this elite secondary behind him. All these
He
great
don't.
middle linebackers. All these
He don't.
elite edges around him. He ain't got this elite defensive
Put some
talent
talent
around
around
him.
Get him, JJ.
And he's still up here producing, y'all. He's still
Cole,
playing
you gotta
better
help
than
me out,
damn near
brother.
every other player on the team. So why does
JJ
it
for
make sense to
president.
get rid of him? That don't make sense.
Cole, you better jump in here, bro. I need
My
my
fault. I
Brian.
just had to get that off.
My Brian.
Nah, JJ's got my vote.
in here, bro.
I can hear all that bullshit, but I have not seen one fucking thing recently that makes me say that
But
Brian
because he
Burns
got
is the top
blocked by a
edge rusher
tight
in
end
this league.
on a few
Exactly,
plays, y'all want to
Yeah,
let him
all
go.
fucking year, JJ. If you getting beat up by a fucking tight end too in pass coverage, I'm not paying you a goddamn thing. You don't deserve
Tell
it.
him.
Right.
Tell
Oh,
him.
man.
Damn
Tell
right.
him.
All right,
I
Get
think
your
Cole
ass
locked him
slam,
up.
beat the fuck up by people that's gonna be pushing groceries next year.
Do I gotta literally go find clips of all these elite edges getting put out by a tight end on a
Yes,
play?
At
you
his
do,
level, when he
Like,
goes through
yeah.
somebody's
Put up
fucking
for
chest to get a sack,
Everybody has
JJ,
a
instead of
down
running
play,
around
bro. That's
like
how
a fucking
football
bitch,
works.
he
Hey,
would get the money.
Hey, Cody. We're gonna be talking about this subject all night, brother. We ain't getting off this topic.
I know.
I'm gonna go find
I
a
ain't
play
even
of
mad.
their homie Derek Brown getting
He
boxed
ain't no
like a
bitch.
fish.
Show me a
know
play
that.
where
Ball.
Derek Brown is a pussy, please, because I can show you 30 where Brian
Brian
Burns
Watch him
Burns
is.
getting
ain't no
boxed
bitch
like
either.
a fish by
Brian
some
Burns ain't no
backup
bitch.
And I
guard.
can,
Yes,
and,
he
and I can
is.
show
And then I can show you Florida. I can show you Florida
Y'all gonna talk
motherfucker
all
had
about his
quarterback.
effort and everything, bro. Like, why can't we just praise both of the good players
It's
we
only one
have?
bitch
Hey,
on the
dude.
team, bro.
Hey,
Everybody
look,
just gotta hate on
multiple
Burns.
times.
Yeah.
Like, it gets
Multiple
frustrating.
times, me and Pickle have been on
It's only
film
one bitch on the
and
team, bro.
demonstrated Brian Burns being bullied out the play by either a backup left tackle or a tight end, bro. You do not get to lay claim
Or a
to
rookie,
being
a
an
rookie
elite
tackle
edge
too.
rusher. Yeah, bro, some trash, some backup trash.
Cody, you
And
change
Brian
your
Burns
fucking
is
mind every week,
obsolete.
Cody. When you gonna bring your wish-wash ass to the right side
He's
and stop
obsolete.
picking players
Bro,
all
he's
over the
not
fucking
elite.
place?
Right.
He's
There
not
were
elite.
9.
Twan,
Cody like somebody
haven't
different
you
every
noticed?
week.
Twan, haven't you noticed that this whole fan base is fucking wishy-washy? I've been saying this
Yeah.
for years. This whole
Mr.
fan
Washi.
base is.
They
It's
like
what,
one
and I'm not
motherfucker one
directing this
week and
at
like
Cody.
somebody else the next week.
I'm not directing this at Cody. I've been on my same stances about these players for years, man.
I don't
I've been
change
saying
my
the same
stances. I
shit.
don't change mine. I don't change mine.
Anthony,
It's
you're
only
the
one bitch on the team,
exact
and that's
same way,
Bryce Young.
bro. You went
If you
from saying
never,
What
Bryce
the
Young
fuck,
was a
JJ?
truth
Are you
before
gonna
week
Yeah,
one,
tell
you never
JJ,
say
you
it
gotta
again.
shut your mouth, JJ. You tripping, bro.
JJ, you are the most bipolar fan. You say Bryce Young is your daddy one week, the next week.
JJ only 18. You gotta give him a break. He's still on that Similac.
Leave my boy JJ
Still
alone,
drinking
bro.
Similac, G.
You went from saying Bryce Young was the fucking truth every week to all of a sudden week one
I
happened.
said he
You
would be
haven't
the
said
truth
it since.
over time.
What the
I
fuck are
never
you
said
talking
he
about?
was the
You can't pick your mind if we got a
How do some people be going on mute even when it mutes everybody when I hit the damn bell?
Drop the
And
rock.
some people still just be fucking talking,
Hey,
though.
look, man, I gotta get ready to go though. But
Cody, I
listen,
timed that one perfect. I'm not gonna lie.
I gotta say something to G Baby, man. Look, me and G Baby don't always get along, but at least that motherfucker stands on his fucking square. He never changes.
Thank
But
you,
at
Paul.
least he
I
stays.
appreciate
At
that,
least
G.
he stays on what he believes in. He ain't wishy-washy. He outdated and he don't know what he's talking about with his Bryce shit, but he stands on his fucking square, and that I can respect.
I mean, he does.
There are
But
9 NFL players who had 8 sacks last year. 9 had 8 sacks. What do you suppose we go give all 9 of them sons of bitches a $30 million paycheck?
You ain't giving them shit. Pickle, I keep telling you this. The money's not coming out of your pocket.
Shit. You ain't getting shit.
That money coming out of
You
your
ain't
fucking
getting
bank
shit. And then one thing y'all don't realize, the cap goes up every year. The money gonna be a fucking wash.
It ain't my money.
Ain't your money.
I know you gonna act like it's his. Hey, Pickle, let the checkbook go. Let the checkbook go, man.
He always trying
Let the checkbook go.
I ain't giving them shit. I asked you for shit.
That's exactly your pocket watching ass.
Sit your ass down to eat some good and plenty.
Motherfucker who ain't got a heart. God gave a jackass.
It sound like it's you. Damn, you emotional. Over Brian Burns.
Everybody calm down, bro. Everybody calm down. Pickle, we gotta fix your microphone. Every time you start talking, it ends up cutting you out, man. We gotta fix that shit.
Pickle's blowing his own audio out.
My boy was in the Matrix.
Anthony, hold on, Anthony. You lying. I never fucking called Bryce Young my daddy. I owe it. Even with CJ Stroud on a whole nother team, you know I was fucking rooting for that motherfucker more than my own quarterback, bro. Get the fuck out of here. I never called Bryce Young no daddy. Get the fuck out of here.
You did call him the truth.
Nah, bro. I never said I was 10 toes down for fucking Bryce Young. Get the fuck out of here, man. Get the fuck out of here. I never stood 10 toes down for Bryce Young. Get out of here.
It's a lot of C3
figureheads
on Twitter with Bryce Young.
He might have did it till he seen him play. A lot of people was on the Bryce Young train till they seen him play.
Yeah.
This fan base, and listen,
they never seen him play. They couldn't have seen him play in Alabama. They couldn't have watched the Alabama game.
Was on the show every Tuesday. They didn't skip any shows because they couldn't handle the fact we were losing, did they? C3 was on Tuesday and they were on Friday, and we did a space almost every fucking day. Why? Because we've got more fanhood in us than any motherfucking podcast out there.
Damn, Pickle. Damn, make that shit. That's a shit.
2, 3. All right, man, shut your ass up, Pickle.
Keep pounding, baby. Damn.
Pickle got my blood boiling for C3. I appreciate that, Pickle.
Damn, bro.
We out here repping C3 strong. Hey, we
Somebody give me some butter pecan ice cream.
We let every opinion up in this motherfucker, bro. You have to come in here and defend your opinion on the free for all. Hey, go. You were trying to say something?
No. I couldn't say that. People put my black ass in my plate.
Hey, Pickle get hot. Hey, Pickle get hot, man. We gotta get make sure Pickle on the right.
Take a sip of water.
But hey, man, hey, he's right though, man.
This
Like,
motherfucker ventilator, bro.
hey, I've always said I preferred CJ Stroud, but I was okay with Bryce. I was okay
Cody,
with it.
I don't want
I
to
never preferred.
Yo, Cody, I said that too. But Cody, even after we drafted Bryce, and even before we fucking saw him play, there was never a point where we were really like, we got our guy. And then when we saw him play, we damn sure didn't say we got our guy. So
we do have our guy. What the fuck are you talking about, bro?
I can't.
Y'all are
failing
fucking
to
retarded,
understand
bro.
when Anthony sit here and say I call him daddy, bro.
Bryce Young's one of the toughest fucking QBs in the entire NFL. Y'all are fucking tripping. He went through this entire season on his 2 fucking feet, got up time after time after time, went through a fucking entire coaching change, a coach that basically didn't fucking want him, didn't open the fucking playbook, didn't have an offensive line, didn't have fucking receivers but one, and Adam Thielen, and I still believe in Mingo. Mingo's stats his rookie year are similar to fucking Musa Muhammad, so I still have faith in Mingo. We just got to surround him with better fucking weapons. The scheme, the system didn't even fit the offensive line, bro.
No, G, it's okay. G, it's
We
okay.
never
Like, goddamn, bro. So now he's got a fucking hold on. He's got a head coach that believes in him. Came here to fucking coach his ass, bro. For one, he's Mexican, bro. I'm all for the black and brown fucking relations, bro. We got a fucking black QB and a Mexican fucking head coach, bruh. Like, come on, bruh. How can you not support that shit?
You
Pickle,
pissing
you
some
eating some
people
ice
off,
cream?
baby.
I told you. Butter pecan, baby.
Had to cool him out right quick.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, this is all.
Oh, that shit good too.
Y'all gotta stop.
That's that
Y'all
cookies
gotta.
and cream, boy.
Look at that shit, boy. That shit look good as hell.
No, too much.
I can't. I can't. Oh Lord.
No, that's too much.
Yeah.
All right, bro.
You can't handle it. That's all right, Cody. I understand.
What are we even doing on this damn
But
show?
you can't handle anything.
No.
Hey, Cody. At the end of the day, Cody, I know what Bryce is doing. I bet he's studying that fucking film from his rookie season. I know what Bryce is doing. I guarantee he's in the weight room trying to put on fucking weight. I know what Bryce is doing, bro. He's getting fucking better, man.
Do you know that for a fact?
Really?
Yeah, I know that for a fact.
You know that.
Bryce Young's a fucking dog. Y'all are tripping, bro.
You called him today.
Gee, it's okay.
Right.
Because listen,
Listen,
there's one
Bryce Young's a fucking dog, and y'all gonna be moonwalking. Don't worry.
Dog shit.
Y'all gonna be moonwalking. We just gotta get some fucking weapons in here, and we got a system that fits his fucking play style.
Gee, let me tell you this. Gee, there's a reason every player leaves here and thrives. I'm just saying, man. We're the issue.
I never seen a quarterback get so many motherfuckers fired in my life, bro. I really haven't.
Yeah.
Hey,
But
I mean, why would you take a job and not cape for the quarterback you wanted? Let's be honest.
By the way, shout out to Kenneth.
We don't want to give up our defensive
I'm
talent.
keeping notes with all the Bryce
the
hate.
process.
Oh God.
That's the
Hey,
problem.
write my name down in calligraphy.
Well,
print that shit.
Okay,
Put
okay.
a tattoo
So,
on your arm.
yeah.
All that shit.
Use a sharp. Use permanent paint on mine.
Put me on that shit. Put me on that list.
so JJ,
Hey, that
so
hell
you
happened. They
said,
done got y'all on video.
you said
Yep.
multiple times you would rather have traded Burns in that trade to pick number one. Then you said today, oh yeah, I would be fine if we traded Burns for offensive help. Now you're saying we don't want to get rid of our defensive pieces.
But
You're
guys,
all
listen.
over the place, bro.
Did
You're
you
all
see?
over the place.
But what did we get for the? Hey Cody, what did we get for the CMC trade?
First, second round pick that went
TJ
to,
Johnson.
it
Nothing.
went
A bunch
to
of magic fucking beans. That's what we got.
No,
For
we
the
got
best-
some pretty good. We got some pretty good stuff
Anthony,
for CMC.
hold
But
on.
has this team
Anthony, let me
proven to
address your
y'all that they
dumbass
know what
point.
to do with the
Because-
picks when they
Because
trade
you
people
sat
away?
there.
No.
You brought
It's
up
a different
hold on. You
regime.
brought up 3 different situations about Brian Burns.
We
So of course,
supposedly had
I'm
the
gonna have a
fucking
different opinion on how we
the
should
all-star
address the
coaching
team
staff
in
last year.
3 different situations. That's a dumbass point, Anthony.
Twan,
That's an
you gotta give Dan Morgan some time, bro. You got this
Look,
is
man,
you gotta give him a
I don't
chance,
have no
bro.
choice. I'm going to.
G-Baby.
I'm going to.
This dude
Twan
was
is.
here.
Go.
G-Baby.
You gotta give him a chance too. Go. Just give him a chance.
G-Baby.
Gee,
This dude's
Twan's
been
the
here the
one
last
that's
2
been
years.
saying.
Go. Let's see what his first move is. Let's see what his first move is. Let's see what Dan Morgan's first move is.
How long has he been here?
G-Baby.
How long has he been here,
G-Baby.
G-Baby? How long has Dan Morgan been here? You act like he just got in yesterday.
Oh, you took
G-Baby. G-Baby. Anybody.
And let me introduce my man D'Angelo on the free for all. D'Angelo, what up, dude?
What's good? What's good? I hear G-Baby retarded ass on here, so I had to get on here to get on your ass, G-Baby.
You damn right.
G-Baby.
No,
G-Baby, you
talking sense tonight, man.
No, he ain't. He ain't never talking shit,
A little
Twan.
bit he is.
'Cause I
A
heard,
little bit he is.
I heard this crazy motherfucker say a week or 2 ago that it was 6 Hall of Fame receivers coming out in this goddamn draft. Are you fucking retarded, G-Baby?
Yes, there is. I'll name them right now. Let me name them.
No, when has there ever been 6 fucking Hall of Fame?
This is the best wide receiver class to ever in the past 3 decades.
G-Baby, shut up, G-Baby. Goddamn it, you sitting here talking about some goddamn Bryce Young. It's so tough and so motherfucking great. Bryce Young is trash, man. How tall are you, G-Baby? How tall are you, G-Baby?
5'10".
G-Baby, how tall are you? You about 5'9", ain't you?
5'10".
5'10". I know you ain't 5'10".
That's why. He's 5'10".
I knew he was 5'9", 5'10". I knew he was Bryce Young. I knew it was
Bryce got through the entire season on his 2 front feet. Got through the
I don't
entire
give a
season
fuck.
getting his
So
ass
that
kicked.
so that make him great, G baby, because the bitch.
He is
the bitch
great.
tough. Great.
He's great. He's got a great talent. You know what his best quality? He's a great leader, bro. He's gonna lead us to the promised land. Y'all gonna be moonwalking, bro. Y'all gonna be moonwalking. Y'all be moonwalking. Don't worry.
Man, come on, G baby.
Man, hold on. How can you even hate on Bryce?
I'm not hating on Bryce. I'm not hating on Bryce.
I mean, let's give the nigga a chance, bro.
I know.
How many niggas are at QB, bro? He looked just like you and I, G. You gotta give him a fucking chance, nigga. Give him a chance.
I don't give a fuck what color he is. Right. I don't give a fuck what color he is. What the fuck kind of shit is that?
Come on, bro.
I want to win, man. I want to win. I don't give a fuck.
He's a winner. All he's done is win his entire life.
Hey, G baby, how many years you giving him?
Hey,
hold on,
Cody,
Twan.
G baby, know how many years G baby gonna give him?
Is
How many
Brian
years G baby?
Burns
G
a
baby?
game changer or a game manager?
Hold on, Pickle.
Neither.
G baby. G baby, how many? Hold on a minute. G baby, how many national championships Bryce Young won?
It doesn't matter, bro. He got a Heisman. He's got a great accolade and fucking great resume, bro.
You just said the motherfucker won everywhere he went. He ain't win no goddamn national championship at Alabama with that loaded ass goddamn Alabama team.
That team wasn't loaded.
In 2001, are you fucking crazy? What are you talking?
That team was loaded in 2001, you think?
D'Angelo.
Nick Saban said
Go
he
ahead,
had to change his whole team.
Check this out, D'Angelo. He still was the most sacked quarterback in college. So if you give him a line, he's still gonna get sacked. He's still gonna get sacked.
Cause that's his game, holding the ball. You never see see y'all got bamboozled. I can't say you got bamboozled.
So Icky's a great left tackle.
Let it straight.
I'm not. I never said he was
Icky a great left tackle because that's what we have a fucking left tackle.
Nope.
I never said he was a great left tackle, but at the same
I
time,
can't even play left
I don't know
tackle.
how y'all can just fully like y'all evaluations on him are done after one season. I seriously, that's crazy.
man,
to me.
let me tell you something. It ain't hard to. What the thing about when it comes to Bryce Young, the thing that I don't see, man, that you got to have, man, he cannot throw the deep out. He can't. If you can't throw the deep out, you can't be great in the NFL, man. He does not have the arm strength.
You gotta get in that weight room, bro.
The throws that he was throwing, pick sixes, what routes were he throwing? He was throwing the out route. He does not have the arm strength to throw the out route.
What rookies don't throw pick sixes though?
CJ Stroud throw pick sixes?
Man, CJ Stroud threw a whole bunch of picks that were dropped, G.
I don't want to hear that,
bro.
Come on, G. All quarterbacks.
But what I'm saying is these mistakes will happen in this rookie year. I'd rather have him fucking bump his head right now, go through the fire right now, and he got through that shit, G.
I mean, the motherfucker only threw 10 picks with the worst roster in football. I mean, like,
man, I don't give a fuck. He only threw 11 touchdowns. So whoop de doo.
How many picks did he have?
like 3 of his
touchdowns
were dropped. I mean, like,
man, I don't want to hear
How many
that
drop
shit,
touchdown passes did he have all season? A lot?
It wasn't a lot. He may have had 3 or 4 drop touchdown passes. So okay.
Hey, G baby, all I want to know from you is how many years are you personally willing to give Bryce Young to get right?
Bryce Young's already right, bro. And when Bryce Young gets that $200 million contract in a couple of years, he'll be here his entire career. I'm gonna support him, bro.
He's gonna give just as much as y'all give to Brian Burns, who still ain't proven the motherfucking thing.
Oh my God.
Brian Burns still ain't proving no fucking thing. How long are y'all giving him? Y'all give that man the motherfucking
They get ready to pay Brian Burns.
I'd rather pay a defensive end in the top 10 of the league. I'd rather pay a defensive end in the top 10 of the league than a quarterback.
What does he top 10?
That's 44 out of 66.
What is he top 10?
44 out of 66.
Almost sacks.
Where
That's
is
where
he
he's
top 10?
Almost
Where is
sacks.
he top 10? Yeah,
he's top 10
in
almost.
We just showed the list today, man. When you was on our show. We gave you the list when we was on our show.
Man,
come
fuck
on,
that
man.
List. That list don't mean shit to me,
Okay,
bro. My
fuck the list.
eyes don't.
Fuck the list.
My eyes don't lie. There, my eyes don't lie, man. Brian Burns is not a top 10 pass rusher.
So I
in the
guess
NFL.
Bryce ain't 44.
He's just not.
I guess Bryce ain't 44 on the power ranking list out of 66. I guess he ain't that. I guess all the numbers and all the data. I fuck all that. Fuck all that too, right?
I've only seen Bryce for 1 year. I've only seen Bryce 1 year. I've
So
seen
fuck
Brian
all
Burns
that
for
too, right?
5. I've seen
So you
Brian
don't
Burns
believe in
for
no
5
analytics.
years.
Cody,
You
what
don't believe in
about
no
last
analytics,
year?
right? I
Cody,
don't
what about
want to hear
last
y'all
year?
say.
Brian Burns
I
was top
don't
10
want
in
to hear
stats.
y'all say still. It was on your Tuesday show, on this show right here. I don't want to hear y'all say a damn thing about another number. Then not nothing.
But those
Brian
numbers don't
Burns
mean
was
shit. But
Brian
he is.
Burns was number 37 out of 46 edge rushers in sacks.
That's a damn
Number
lie. That's a
37.
goddamn lie. That's a goddamn lie. You looking at some fucking Charlie Brown stats and some shit, man.
I'll
That's a
post him in the
fucking lie.
fucking chat.
I don't need
post them right here
stats
in
to
the
tell
chat.
me that Brian Burns
That's
isn't
a
elite.
damn
How about
lie.
that? I don't need
Right there.
stats to tell me
It's in the
if
private
Brian
chat.
Burns is an elite defensive end when he's not. He's not
It might
elite,
be in a
bro.
category.
And
He's
It
a
ain't
if
gonna
good
be
both
no
player.
overall.
if anybody wants to look it up, you look it up and you tell me where I'm
I
wrong.
guarantee
He's
you it's a
number
category.
37.
It ain't no
And,
overall.
yeah, if it was overall, he'd be a lot farther down than that. In
All right, hold
sacks.
on. Check it out. Check it out.
I messed up. He's not exactly numbered because a lot of them guys has the same number.
Mm-hmm.
He'd be a lot
Hold
lower than
up.
that.
Hold up. So this is the list. And yeah, he is 37 on this list.
What
And
is
this
that
is
list for,
NFL.
though?
This is
It's in
the
sacks. I told you it's in sacks. NFL defensive stats of 2023, and it says sacks right there highlighted in sacks alone.
It's just for sacks, right? They never got nothing
That's what,
about rushes,
that's what I just said. Stats.
making the quarterback get the ball out of his hand faster, his hurries, his
Well, he didn't do that.
tackles.
I mean, film. You can watch film. I didn't see none of that. I don't know. Maybe you was watching a whole new film than I was. Maybe you was watching the.
I mean, those are not good numbers. They're not good numbers. And
He
everybody
had
wants
a
to say that
bad
Brian
year,
Burns.
Cody. He had a
Everybody,
bad year.
no. Everybody wants to say, "Oh, Brian Burns has numbers, and they're
Well, why you
comparable
ain't
to
talking about his
Julius
Pro Bowl
Peppers."
years? You ain't
Bro,
talking
get
about
the
them shits.
fuck out! He ain't nowhere near comparable to Julius Peppers. And
Julius
it's
Peppers had a year
disrespectful when
with
y'all
7
say that
sacks.
shit.
What are you talking
Exactly.
about?
Total numbers
Exactly.
after Julius
Julius
Peppers'
Peppers
career.
had a year with
Exactly,
7 sacks,
Exactly,
and it
JJ.
wasn't
Exactly,
even his
JJ.
rookie year.
Why do we use,
Okay,
we don't use
Julius
football focus?
Peppers.
Wait,
Julius
hold
Peppers
on,
did
Pickle.
have a year with 7
Hold on,
sacks.
Pickle, hold on. Have y'all ever heard of Kobe Turner in your fucking life? Because he had more sacks than Brian Burns this year.
He
How
probably
about
played on a way
talent
better
around him,
team
too.
too, with way
It's a-
better players
Yeah,
around
there's
him
always
too.
excuses, bro. It's always some bullshit excuses for Burns, and I'm not giving it to him no more, bro.
Thank you, Cody. It's about time, Cody. And this is the
Baby
thing.
was right the whole fucking time,
This
bro.
is I've been trying to get Cody to come over here for years. He
I
didn't
owe
just
you an
hop this.
apology, bro. I owe you an apology, G. I owe you a motherfucking apology, bro. You were right the whole fucking
That
time
damn
on
film
Burns,
room got
bro.
your ass.
He was right. He's
You don't
right.
need that
Now,
shit.
go,
Alright,
yeah,
alright.
yeah. What you need to do is go
Bro,
look
I
at the
got
film room
burned
from
on
the year
Twitter by
before
Brian
that.
Burns'
You
fucking
so
brother,
stuck up
Drew.
on
Not
this
even
past
knowing a
year.
damn
That's the
thing,
problem.
bro.
That's the problem. Y'all so stuck up on this last year. Brian Burns the year before was literally in top 10 in almost all these categories we up here looking at. Brian
Right.
Burns was
Lost
great the
it.
year before.
1 year. 1 year.
Trayvon Walker.
He was top. He was top two.
The one
He
year
was
the
top
Panthers
two
were actually
last
on
year.
shit
Hold
later
on,
in the
hold on,
year.
JJ.
The
Hold on,
one year
JJ.
we had
I got you,
December
JJ.
football that
I
meant
got you,
something.
JJ.
You telling me he was actually good?
I got you, JJ. I got you, JJ.
Damn.
Hold on a minute. Hold on a minute. Last year, Brian Burns was top two for fucking pressures. What the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, what does that amount to? What does that amount
Say
to?
what?
Sacks
What you
get
mean? What?
paid. Sacks get
It don't.
paid, D'Angelo. Sacks
I
are the
get
ones that
that.
get
I
you
get.
paid.
Hold on then, Cody. He was tied with Michael Parsons for sacks that year before. I know Michael Parsons getting paid pretty soon. I think Brian Burns
All
should
right.
too.
1 year.
Yeah,
Mr.
The
Brian
one year the
Burns
Panthers
been in
was
NFL
actually
I
doing
know we ain't
something.
comparing Burns and
You
Burns.
keep forgetting.
years. And 1 year he had double-digit sacks, and y'all
Bro,
wasn't
Nick,
highlighted.
hold on.
One time
Hey,
in
hey,
All
5
right,
years.
then, let me go to another point. Let me cook y'all
year.
again. Hold on, let me
1
cook y'all
year.
again. All right,
1
Nick
year.
Bosa just got paid. Nick Bosa just got paid. And
He's
guess
nowhere
what?
near both.
Brian Burns had a better year under Steve Wilkes than Nick Bosa. Could you imagine Brian Burns in that situation under D'Amico Ryans out of all people?
Let me
Y'all
ask
y'all always want to downplay what Brian Burns
Let
could
me ask
be,
you one
bro.
more question. Let me ask you one
It's
more
so
question, Pickle.
frustrating.
Let me ask you a question, though,
Y'all
Pickle.
keep
Does
downplaying
it
what
help?
Brian Burns
Does
is.
it help to have a
The few
lead?
times we actually invested into him to be a great player, he actually performed. And it's like the times we don't help him out, he underperforms. No fucking shit he did. It's the
Hassan
same thing
Reddick
with
was
Bryce
better
Young.
than him
But y'all
in
want to
1
keep giving
year.
Bryce Young excuses
Hassan
for being
Reddick
a bad
was
player
better
because
than
he's a
him
Check this
rookie.
out.
Nah,
Check this
bro.
out, though, y'all.
Nah, call a
Check
bad
this
player
out.
out, bro.
It
It's
does.
the same
It
thing.
does help to have a lead at some point in time in a game to get a sack. Right. There you go. There you go. That's what I was waiting to hear. Go. There you go.
It's
It
funny
does
that
help, y'all. If y'all ever play football,
it's hilarious to me that y'all don't say the same
you
thing
have
about
to put
Hassan
the
Reddick,
opposing
who
team
did the
in
same
passing
thing in a
situations.
shorter amount of time.
You do have to do that in football.
Yeah, now y'all carry the convo. Yeah, my fault. I was going on right there.
Bro,
Let me read you something. Julius Pepper's first 5 years of the NFL, he had 12 sacks his rookie year, 7 sacks, 11 sacks, 10.5 sacks, and 13 sacks. Brian Burns' time in the NFL, he had 7.5 sacks, 9 sacks, 12.5 sacks, and 8 sacks.
Hey,
So
Pickle.
let's be
Put it
real.
in text, Pickle. Put it in text, Pickle. The first fucking year he was in the NFL as a damn gunner. The second year, they didn't even know what fucking defense they was going to run.
That's
only
why I
came in, they
didn't
wanted
read
to run a
nothing else
3-3-4,
but facts.
a 3-4, and all that. Put it in
You're
text, man.
right.
Quit cherry picking, bro.
Yeah, but it's too late. Yeah, but you're not going to go back in time, Goat. You're not going back in time.
AJ said he performed better under Brian Burns.
Under Steve Wilkes.
Steve Wilkes was only Brian Burns' defensive coordinator a half a year, and then he was also the head coach of that same team.
Bro,
So let's slow your roll when you're comparing the two. Okay?
Bro, this is
Nick
so.
Bosa, he was the defensive coordinator the entire year last year for Nick Bosa.
Bro, how about the names that are ahead of Brian Burns for sacks? You ain't heard of some of these motherfuckers before. Christian Barrymore, Quiddy Pay, Carl Granderson, Kobe
Now
Turner,
think of what those
Boye
guys would do on the
Mafe.
Panthers.
Like, y'all are fucking
What
tripping.
would they do on the
y'all
Panthers?
are fucking tripping.
Well,
That's
maybe,
what
talking
y'all
about
maybe we're
paying
going to give
this
them a
dude
shot
That's
instead
what
of Brian
y'all
Burns.
$30 million.
You're professionals,
That's so
JJ. What the
dumb.
fuck are you talking about, dog? They're professionals, G. What do you mean? What would they do on the Carolina Panthers? What are you talking about, dog?
They would probably perform a lot worse because we're a lot worse of a situation. That's what y'all not getting.
No, bro, you're a professional, bro. Hey, let me tell you one thing Cam Newton said. There's one thing between a fucking professional athlete and an athlete. A professional athlete fucking works out all year round, dog. What are you talking about, bro? They're professionals, G.
No.
By the way,
When
no one's saying these are not. No one's saying these are not good players, Riz. We're saying that none of these dudes are asking for more than $27 million a year, bro. There's a difference. God.
See, the conflict is people think that we just outright hate Brian Burns.
No one hates Brian.
Because y'all do. Because y'all do.
Ain't nobody hates his ass.
Look at that. Nick Bosa's at 17
there may be
with
people
only 2 more sacks than Brian Burns. That's a 20 spot
I don't
difference.
mind paying Brian Burns a long-term contract. I just want it structured correctly or listed correctly. But if somebody offers me a real good deal, they probably won't. But if they do, I'm going to take that deal. But I'm not ready to break the bank on Brian Burns just because he's been a Panther for 5 years.
Jonathan Grenard, Montez Sweat, Justin Matabuke, Carl Loftus, Harold Landry, all putting up better numbers than Burns. I don't mind bringing him back for another year, but it better be on the franchise tag or it's going to be for someone else, bro. And that's just
It can't even be on the tag, Cody. That's why it's going to be a tag and fucking trade, bro. That tag takes up 3/4 of our cap, dog.
Yeah, it does.
Like, that's why you're already seeing rumors that he's about to get signed and trade, bro. You can't tag Brian Burns and expect to deal with, what, $7 million left in cap? Or some crazy low number like that?
I mean, hey, man, I'm not.
We're gonna have more money than that. So what? Wouldn't you guys rather bring in a 21, 22-year-old rookie on a rookie fucking contract?
Yeah.
Like, come on, it's a simple math.
I agree,
Where you gonna bring him in at, big baby? Where you gonna get it from? Where you gonna get it from?
Go. Hey, go. Listen, man. I fucks with your podcast or the channel, G. I listen to you my nigga, G. How many times have you said it's not hard to find guards in the draft? You can get them in the later rounds, right?
You say you gonna trade Brian Burns. You gonna bring in a 21-year-old, a 20-year-old what? Edge rusher.
If we trade Brian Burns, I'll be cool with a second and multiple picks. If we can't get a first, I'll be cool with a second and multiple picks. But we got to get something, G.
Well, we was looking for an edge rusher.
You telling me a third round talent that you already got. You got one. You got DJ Johnson. How that works?
Yes. It doesn't matter how it works. We still have to develop. He's on the squad. He's got to get playing time, G. He's got to play. He's on the squad. So I expect DJ Johnson to get a lot of playing time this year. He's got to get better, bro. That's Evero's guy. And Evero's still on the team. So I fully expect him to play. And this system does not fit Brian Burns. Brian Burns should not be dropping back in coverage. He's not even that type of player. He's never been that type of player. He needs to be rushing the fucking passer.
And that's such a good ass point. He wasn't even great in Evero's scheme. Evero's coming back. So why are y'all saying that Brian Burns is going to be more than 8 sacks when it's not even a scheme that's beneficial for him to do that? They weren't even rushing him on third downs. They were dropping him into coverage. Me and Pickle can tell you that. How many film sessions did we do on this channel showing y'all that shit?
They did the same thing to YGN.
They don't even
They
rush
did the same thing to YGN, dude.
C3 right now. Just go and watch them.
The defense
Yeah,
don't fit the
still
system,
up.
bro.
It was every week.
Still up. Go look at them.
Yeah.
Bro, I'm saying, like, the people were saying, oh, the numbers are similar. Oh, he's sort of like this guy, that guy. Bro, why did Jadeveon Clowney, Leonard Floyd, Danico Autry, Bryce Huff, they all had better numbers than him? Like, he's had 1 year, man. We need to get offensive weapons on the team. I think that we need to go get Tee Higgins, do a swap, let them get Burns, let us get Tee Higgins. Bro, I'm saying,
goddamn bad, because I'm gonna tell you right now, y'all want to trade goddamn Brian Burns for Tee Higgins. Tee Higgins is a fucking pussy. I'm gonna just tell you that.
How the hell is he a pussy, D'Angelo? How?
He get hurt. Yeah, he's never played a 16-game season, a 17-game season. Bitch, get hurt. He don't play through injury. I watch him. I'm telling you, he get a little nick on his ankle. He coming out and he ain't coming back in. It happens every fucking year.
I can say the same thing. I say the same thing about Jamar Chase and Justin Jefferson. They've both been hurt. They've both been hurt.
That's not true.
That's not true. Jamar Chase will play. They got to pull Jamar Chase off the field, man. Jamar Chase.
Yeah, but he also missed like 3 games.
That's not true at all.
He missed like 3 games last year, though.
But he didn't want to. That motherfucker, when he fucked his hip up. Oh, I'm sorry, baby. When he fucked his hip up 2 years ago, that motherfucker did not.
My girl be doing the same shit. What?
But Tee Higgins didn't want to be on the field, D'Angelo. What? He was just pussy.
I'm telling you, Tee Higgins he'll twist his ankle, he'll play, he'll come off the field, and he won't come back. I seen him do it. I'm gonna tell you why. I play fantasy football. So
Yeah, I was about to say the same shit.
I watch players like a motherfucker when they on my team. I'm telling you, a couple of years ago, I had Tee Higgins on my team. You know what I'm saying? And I know fantasy football ain't got shit to do with real football, but it does have something to do. I see shit. I watch players real hard. I'm telling you, Tee Higgins does not play through injuries, man. He get a nick and he's not gonna play. I'm telling y'all right now, you bring Tee Higgins on his team, y'all gonna be mad as hell at him because he's gonna be the motherfucker that we depending on, and he's gonna come out, he's gonna play, he's not gonna play through injuries. I'm telling you. You don't want to give Tee Higgins $25 million a year. He's not going to play through injuries.
Ain't y'all tired of giving injured guys? Ain't y'all tired of giving injured guys the bag? You just did it with
Completely
DJ Carr.
disagree.
You just
T.
did it. Go
T.
fuck this
Higgins.
shit up.
T. Higgins would be our version of Mike Evans in this offense.
No, he won't, man. I'm telling
Yes, the hell he would, bro. Yes, the
Okay.
hell he would, bro. He can go up and get anything you throw at him.
I can't wait to this season right here, bro. I can't wait to this season. I can't wait.
Shit, me too.
I can't wait.
Me too, man. And especially at the end of it when Brian Burns has 7 sacks and y'all still arguing to pay
No,
him.
he ain't gonna be there.
For
He ain't gonna
somebody
be here.
else.
He ain't gonna be here.
Oh, he
According
ain't
to
gonna
y'all,
be
he
here?
ain't here. Yeah, he ain't gonna be here.
Hey, we'll be
So we
picking in
gonna
the
have
first round.
they done mucked it up
Hey,
so
and when
much.
he goes
We
somewhere
gonna
and
have to
tear
pay
it up,
to get some
hey,
kind of pay.
Cody, when Brian Burns goes somewhere and tear it up, boy, I'm gonna be on it. I'm gonna be on point. That's all
Yeah,
I
and
know.
don't you understand when he goes elsewhere and he doesn't air it up? I'm gonna be on your ass like white on rice.
He's
All
gonna
right,
get
Pickle.
beat up
But
by the
you
same
don't have
fucking
to.
backup tight ends in
When I'm
Panthers.
clowning you because
Because
Brian Burns has a
Cody,
career year.
what's
When
his
I'm
fucking name?
clowning
I'll
you
tell
because
you is
Brian
that
Burns
name
has a
that
career
humiliated
year.
Brian Burns
Man,
in Seattle.
Anyways, I said the same thing about DJ. I said the exact same thing about DJ Moore and was 100% correct. All right. That's the
Yeah,
crazy part.
you
Everyone
keep
doubted me when I said the same thing about DJ Moore.
Let me
And that
tell you what,
motherfucker went and had a career year. All right. So I'll be right again, Pickle. And shut your ass up
You
again.
act
All
like
right.
you
Don't
sitting up
don't
on
you
Mount
worry.
with
Don't you
DJ
worry.
Moore about your emotions.
I'll quiet
Go ahead.
you with my
Kobe
correctness
Parkinson.
yet again. I'll
Kobe
quiet you with my
Parkinson.
correctness
You
yet
you
again.
always remember
Don't
this
you
name.
worry. Don't you
Kobe
worry,
Parkinson.
Pickle.
Fact
Don't you worry.
is, I
Don't
changed
you
my mind. I
worry.
want Brian
Don't
Burns to
you
come back
fucking
here next
worry.
year.
CJ
I
Stroud
want
shut
Brian
all them
Burns to come back
Bryson
here next
fans up for me all fucking year. I was right again. Don't you fucking worry. When Brian
whatever.
Burns go into the best situation, when Brian Burns
dream a whole
gets
lot, man.
traded to the best situation of his career and has a
And he
career
won't be.
fucking
He
year,
won't be. He
I
don't get
don't
no
want
choice.
I
He
don't
gonna be
want to
traded wherever the
hear
hell we want him to go.
Brian
Right,
Burns was
JJ?
a
I don't
fucking
want to hear that
pussy on the
shit.
Panthers
I don't
when
want
we
that.
won 2 fucking games.
Don't worry.
Of course he was gonna be. Of course he was gonna be a little bitch when we were only gonna win 2 fucking games. And he wasn't gonna get paid either.
Between me and
He
you.
wasn't gonna get
That's the
paid
difference
either.
between
Like
me
the
and
fuck?
you. If I'm
Like
gonna
the
pay
fuck?
somebody money, and if I'm gonna call somebody a
He already
superstar,
proved
they're
why he
gonna
should
be a
get paid.
superstar.
He
No
proved
matter
last
how
year
hard.
why he
Do you
should get
think
fucking
Steve
paid.
Smith laid out? Do you think Steve Smith
He was already
stopped
playing through
playing
injury.
when it got bad? Do you think in the
All
20
right,
when we
all right.
when we only won 2 games in
All right.
09 that Steve Smith just stopped
When
playing
Brian
no
Burns
more?
proves himself, it'll be a
Brian
whole
Burns
nother discussion when Brian Burns in a
proves
better
he's a
situation.
starter
Don't
in
you
the
fucking
NFL.
worry, Pickle.
Hey, y'all want to know who I
You
trust?
want to keep clapping back. Don't you fucking worry,
This
Pickle.
man right here, boy.
Yes, sir.
Dan Morgan.
Yes, sir.
That's the truth right there.
Dan Morgan. Dan
Oh
Morgan.
my goodness.
About to do his shit. About to show y'all how to really draft players in the draft. That's what he's about to do. Show everybody up. What up, Poppin'?
So before the season started last year,
Yes, sir.
you one of our special guests on Black Cat, and we
Yes,
all talked about a lot of different things and discussed a lot of things, predicted a lot of things.
Yes, sir.
And a lot of things that was predicted over there, we were right.
By who?
By
who?
us, Black Cat.
Okay, what y'all say?
So
What specifically?
Well, I'll make it real minuscule for you. We like to say over there, temper your expectations.
Yeah.
You really being really optimistic about a guy who sat there.
Hey, bro, don't talk wide about my boy Dan Morgan, bro. Danny Morgan, bro. Come on now.
Hold on. You act like he pay your bills. He buy your
Bro,
groceries.
I'm just saying,
he
don't
wash your
sleep on
car.
my
Hold on.
man.
You the only one sleep.
Nah, I'm saying don't sleep on mans, bro. Dan Morgan knows.
He
knows, bro. He knows.
You have no proof to go off of. But hey,
Yeah, dude.
you being an
Yeah,
optimistic
dog,
prime.
bro.
He was a dog when he played. Yes, absolutely. He ain't
Yeah,
been
he's
a
looking
dog
for them
since
dogs.
he ain't been
He
a
knows
dog
what it
since he's
takes,
been a Carolina
Poppin'.
Panther.
He knows
and
what it
put a
takes,
suit on.
Poppin'. He knows what it takes.
Yeah, when
He
he
knows
puts
what
on
it
a
takes to
jersey.
get them dogs.
I can't
Nah,
wait, Cody.
nah, he know how to find them dogs, bro.
You took about
He
2
didn't
weeks
even
to
know
come
how to
back
say
over.
it, Cody. How can you
Right.
find somebody? He didn't even know how to say it. He didn't even
It
know how
took
to
you
say
about
the
2 weeks to come
Bro,
back
he
on the
gonna
Black
find some
Eyes,
dogs.
Black
like
Cats to
J. Q
apologize
said. We
and
need some
say that y'all was
we
correct.
need some what do you call it? Dogs.
Some dogs.
Yeah,
Some
I guess he been
dogs.
looking for dogs the last 2 years. He been here.
Bro, he'll
Y'all
find them
forget that.
dogs,
Who
bro.
was that
Oh,
he
you know
been here?
what, Cody? I'm glad you
Go.
said that.
This is his
Hold on,
draft, man. This is Dan Morgan's draft.
Hold on, G baby. Because I got Cody real quick. I remember specifically when he was mic'd up and said, Jamie Robinson is a dog. What the fuck did Jamie Robinson do?
I mean,
JD, hold on. We still have to give Jamie Robinson a chance. Can we not give the kid a chance?
He got chances.
He never
Did you see what
played.
happened to him in preseason? Did you not see him in preseason?
Hey, bro, let me welcome my man Edge to the show. Edge, what up, dude?
Okay, yeah,
Yo, hey, what's going on, y'all? How y'all doing, man?
Man, we up here chilling. We fighting about Brian Burns and every other fucking thing in this.
Listen. I get why we fighting about Brian Burns, but bringing in Tee Higgins is not gonna help us, bro.
Alright, man.
We need to solidify the line first before we bring in a receiver. The line needs to be solidified before we can get any type of receiver up in here.
Thank you.
Good shit.
Thank you.
You can't pass up on an Xavier Worthy. You can't pass up on a Troy Franklin. You can't pass up on an AD Mitchell at pick 33. You just can't. You can't.
So G baby. When does any of those guys line underneath center?
Thank you, man. Like,
I'm not
He
gonna lie.
can find centers and guards in the third, fourth, and fifth round.
Wow! Oh, you can.
Cody,
Can
can you get Dan Morgan off the show?
How about you, baby? For the last 6 years, we've been
Alright.
drafting them over there.
Hold on.
How's that worked out for us?
Ask me nicely, JJ.
Edge is
How's that
pretty
worked
good.
out?
Alright.
Thank you.
So you're saying that we can find a center or a guard in the third or fourth round? Okay, cool. So you're gonna say the same thing about freaking trading Brian Burns and we can get a guy on a rookie contract? We already got one. It's called DJ Johnson, and guess what? That's Evro's guy. The man hasn't been on the field, and when that man has been on the field, he has
Brought
not
up
produced
DJ
shit.
Johnson.
Fucking bullshit, bro. You cannot replace generational talent. Where are you gonna find a talent like Brian Burns? Please tell me. Where you gonna find that?
Generational is
That's
crazy,
linked.
Second round. Wait, what?
The
second round.
I don't ever want to hear
One
you
at
say
a
I suck
time.
this dick, bro. That was some wild shit.
So
Wait, what?
You put on that black and blue uniform and you are fucking Jesus,
You find
bro.
generational talent everywhere, bro.
I ain't never call
Once
him
you have
that.
it in the building, you have to find a way to keep it in the building.
I'm sorry. Hold
Okay.
up. Let me respond.
Can't believe
I'm
what I'm
sorry.
hearing
Whoever
right now,
puts on
man.
the damn jersey here, whoever it is a freaking demon. Is a god. Is a godsend. Brian Burns ain't no generational talent. A generational talent is Julius motherfucking Peppers, who's 4th all-time in sacks and just made the Hall of Fame. That's a generational talent. Christian McCaffrey's a generational talent. Cam Newton, generational talent.
Yes.
Edge said though, what y'all miss what Edge was saying, because he made a major component. Because I heard a lot of y'all crying. Oh my God, the whole line is so terrible. Fuck the best wide receiver. You better go get some old linemen, some guards that can protect his little ass. That's what.
And he's right about that.
That went way over your head.
Okay, we still have. Hold on, time out. Our offensive line is bad, but I don't think it's as bad as what you guys are saying, bro.
So your quarterback was ranked 33. He gets
Our
hit 62 times.
offensive line is always going to look bad because Bryce Young holds on to the ball too long.
One at a time.
And
One
it's
at a
too
time.
short.
I agree. I just agree with something G baby just said. Our O line ain't as bad as it seems to be, as it looks, because your damn quarterback makes it look worse than what the fuck it is.
So we have Brady Christensen coming back, and we have Austin Corbett coming back this offseason. We just got to put these boys in the right fucking system, man.
Baby, they came back this year.
Are y'all
got
ready
rid
to back up?
You get ready. You get ready to let a man that just tore his MCL and ACL, and you get ready to put it on that. Dude.
I know
Hey,
one
man,
thing.
hey man, several people last year.
He caught him, and
is the greatest guard you ever be drafted.
And I never said
Where the
that shit.
fuck
He's
was his ass
ass.
at this year?
So
Hey,
people,
but by
We
the way,
said
I know
exactly. We still
hold
drafted Chandler Savala, bro.
Hey,
These boys have
hold
to
on.
play. It's still a
Hey,
draft class that we drafted.
hey, let me say this though: are people really about to blame Icky not being able to play left tackle
we're
on
not talking about
Bryce?
Icky. We're
No,
not talking about
this
Icky.
this is goat
We're not talking
conspiracy
about
that Bryce
Yeah,
Young's
that's some
drop
bullshit.
back is
We're
just fucking
talking.
icky up,
Hold
bro.
on, hold on,
Icky and Kwame cannot
Like,
play
goat,
left
you
tackle.
tripping on that, G?
He
The
cannot
same
play left
people.
tackle.
Earlier people were saying that Brian Burns wasn't given effort because he was on a 2-win team. Now people are trying to say it's Bryce Young's fault that Icky Ekwonu fucking sucks ass.
Yeah,
This
bro,
is
that's
ridiculous.
That's
wild.
crazy.
Yeah,
This is crazy.
you know what's so
shit, bro.
crazy? You know what's so crazy about that? Because that's the only person that Cody shouts out that's bad on the damn line. Everybody else is great.
But what you mean? I
Yeah,
said
you were
that.
talking about
Nah.
Bryce
What?
other than Icky.
No,
I
no,
said
no. What's
Bradley
crazy? Hold on.
Boone
What's
can
crazy
play
about
tight
that is
ass.
though.
You
Hold on.
don't
What's
talk
crazy about
about
that is
nobody
though.
on the
But when we
O-line
talk about
but
Bryce
Icky.
Young
You
being
keep
asked
Icky
about
on your
certain things,
lips all
it's
the
always
damn
the
time.
Yeah,
offensive
but he
line.
was
It's always
drafted
the
to be a
receivers. It's always
franchise
the
left
everything
tackle,
else.
Pop. He
So
was
he
Yeah,
had,
when we
drafted to
talk
be a
about other
franchise
players
left
on that
tackle,
team,
no.
and
then
he's
it's no
still not
bud.
that.
No.
So
What you
right
gonna do, Cody?
now,
Hold
all
on, go.
y'all
Cody,
analysts right now get ready to say that quarterback play does not affect the offensive line. That's what y'all telling me right now.
Not,
That's
not,
what
not
y'all
to
are
the
saying
level,
right now.
not to the level that Inky's
Oh
been
hell
trash.
no!
No.
Bryce was not.
Okay,
Hey,
okay,
hold on.
hold on.
okay.
Let
I'm
Pop go.
done.
Let Pop.
I'm
Hold on. Let
done.
Pop.
Cody,
I'm done. I'm done.
what you're gonna do, Cody, is that you're gonna give just like you giving Bryce another year to see if he do something, and you want to give any other player an extra year. He's played 2 years. He had one good year. He had one bad year with a brand
Yeah,
new
running
quarterback.
the
So
I'm not
football.
giving up on Icky.
Running
We
the
ain't giving up
what
on
I'm
football.
talking
Icky.
about is your name
He's
Cody.
a guard. He's a
You
Yeah.
can
guard, bro.
call him what you want to call him. He plays left tackle, and he had one bad year. The year before that, he had a great year. So don't give me that bullshit. Don't
Hey,
sit
I
here.
That
agree
you
with
is
you.
an
Hold
understatement,
Hey,
Pop. That
don't
you
sit
is
here.
an
Listen,
understatement.
I hate
No,
the fact that you like to isolate who you want to isolate just because they had one fucking bad year. And
hey,
then when we
Pop,
said
Pop,
you give us a fucking excuse. Stop that
I
shit.
flat out said Bryce Young was bad too. Like I've said that multiple times.
And that's a fact.
I'm not excusing all the blame on we got fans out here already just giving up on these players completely. I mean, I just don't
Wait,
buy that
Anthony, let me
logic.
respond to Pop. Wait, let me
hold on.
respond to Pop. I'm
But see,
saying
hold on.
you are not going to blame Bryce for Icky Ekwonu
I never
never
did.
being able to pass protect at the
never
end of
did.
his drop this year,
Yeah.
bro.
I never did.
He
I
has
never
the
did though.
worst
I
feet
never did. I never did. But what you do, you super cap. You be like, oh, Christensen he's your left tackle. The motherfucker
Yeah,
stay
he
hurt.
is. No, he
He
is.
played left
He
tackle in
is.
college.
He
He
is. And he's a
was
better
one of the
left
best left
tackle than
tackles in
Icky.
college.
And he's a better left tackle than
He
Icky
hurt.
Ekwonu, bro.
He hurt. If you ain't available, you ain't no good. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm gonna say that about a lot of different players. People were saying that about
stop the cap.
McCaffrey. But no, you're trying to say that, oh, Icky was so bad as a left tackle because Bryce was too far back in the drop or he wasn't going back far enough. That man has no recovery maneuvers. All you have to do is beat him with a swipe maneuver, and he is dead to rights, bro.
So
He is
he's done
not
after
a left
one
tackle.
bad year. His second year, he's just that bad that you want to give up on him.
No, I'm not giving up on him. I'm not giving up on him.
You said
I'm
go
not
guard.
giving up on him. No, I'm moving him over.
It's a
I'm
soft
moving
guard
him over to
soft.
the position that he belongs in, bro. He's a guard.
You don't know that.
And he's
He had
always
one
been a
What if he
guard.
becomes a
Yes,
Pro
the
Bowl
hell I
guard?
do.
What if that is the position he needs to play at, though,
becomes a
G?
Pro Bowl
Exactly.
left tackle. He had one bad year.
Running the football, he had a good year running downhill, bro.
Okay,
He does
and when
not
Bryce
pass
Young has a
protect.
bad year this year,
He
after I done
does
called
not.
him a bust,
He
I
does
don't want to hear
not
none of y'all
pass
saying shit to
protect.
me about, oh, you got to give him another year after that. Because y'all
He
only want to give
doesn't.
Icky. You only
He
want to give
does
Icky
not
1 year.
pass protect.
I've only gave Bryce 1 year, so fuck it. We
By
even
the
then.
way, Pop, even back to NC State, he was never good in pass protection. He's always been a downhill thumper.
Easy, Cody. I'm offended.
Everything about him is built to play guard. Ain't no one giving up on him at all, bro. I'm trying to play him where he needs to
Y'all
play.
either want
y'all either want to put people out, put in them in a different position, or get them off your fucking team.
You know
I
what
want
this
him to play
honestly
the
comes
position
down
that he's
to?
best at.
This comes
You
down
don't
to
know he's
coaching.
best at it.
This comes
You don't
this
know
comes
he's
Yeah, I
down
best
to
at it.
do.
coaching. This
Yeah, I
comes down to
do.
No, you
coaching.
don't. No, you
Yeah,
don't.
I do.
No.
Yeah, the hell I do.
Look,
He's
no, you
never
don't.
been a good pass protector.
He's never
Pop.
been a guard either.
Never.
He's never been a
Never.
guard
Yes,
either.
he has. Yes, he is. He played guard at NC State, man. He did.
Mm-hmm.
And he was a badass. And by the way, if you have a short quarterback, you need a strong offensive interior line in order to protect him. Why would you not want your strongest O lineman directly in front of Bryce Young?
And why
What
do I want
sense
a
does
hurt
that
left
make?
tackle? Why do I want a hurt left short arm tackle?
I've never understood why we have never moved Taylor Moton over to left tackle. Taylor Moton's our most consistent fucking offensive lineman on the team.
There you go again. We have
There you
done
go.
that. He can't play. He's
Yep,
a right
he played
tackle.
that.
You just can't switch. You just can't switch like that. It's not that easy.
Yeah,
See,
he's done
another
that
president
before and he couldn't
never
handle
played
it.
the line.
He's
Another
done
president
that
never
before
played
and
the
he
line.
couldn't deal with it.
Now you're talking to
No,
an
you're right,
offensive
man.
guard that played offensive guard on the collegiate level. You can't do that. Your natural position, the natural way you move, depends on if you play right or left side, guard, tackle, end.
Hold up. Can I just bring this up real quick?
He's
It's
not a
not
left
Ike
tackle.
Ekwonu's fault that he was drafted to a pass-happy system. It's honestly the fucking coach's fault that they didn't take Charles Cross if they wanted to throw the ball 40 fucking times.
But he was drafted to a run-happy system. And that's why he looked so damn good year one.
So that's okay. So you're proving my point, Cody. I'm with you. If we want to get the best out of him, then let's run the
Run the
downhill
ball.
running attack
Yes.
this season.
So how is he bad left tackle? If he's a run left tackle,
So, but you're
Run
never
blocking
going to
left
pass the
tackle.
ball.
No,
You're never
we're
going to
saying-
be. You're
pass the
never
ball
going to
to
be
Pop,
dependable
Pop,
on third
Pop,
down.
Pop,
On
put me in
third down,
Cody.
you're never going to throw the ball. On third and long,
No,
'cause you don't
Cody,
trust-
just
you
don't
don't
throw it
trust your
30
left
and 40
tackle.
times. You just don't throw it 30 and 40 times like we were
Yes,
trying to do.
Cody,
That's
I'm
what
trying
it
to
is.
get.
Yeah.
Cody, what I'm
And
trying to say
and
is,
we
like,
never brought in a tackle, not a tackle, a tight end to help fucking Icky. Icky was always
that's the
on an
other
island.
thing. Maybe, dude, that's on fucking coaching, bro.
Yes.
Like, you should always
Yes.
if Ian Thomas, if all Ian Thomas can do is block, then have him lined up to the left of him every play.
So what does that mean when your left tackle always needs a tight end or a running back to help chip? That don't sound like a left tackle to me.
It means we could have won the Super Bowl in 2015. That's coaching.
Cody.
Mike,
that is
When they
true,
see
yeah.
us, when they see us do that,
talking
when they
about
see us
Mike
adjust,
fucking
guess
Rimmers,
what they'll
dog.
do? Guess what they'll do? When they see us adjust, guess what they'll do? They'll go back to normal splits. They'll stop splitting wide on us all the time until they say do it until you help him. They're gonna continue to do it till you help him. You understand what
Yeah,
I'm
but
saying?
you have no
That's why they
choice
watch
to help
film,
him.
Cody. That's
No,
why they
you have
watch
no
film.
you have no choice but to help him because he
Cody,
can't hold up
when
one on
you
one.
help him,
He
they're
don't
gonna
hold
go
up
back to
one on one.
normal splits. They're gonna go
But
back
I
to normal
saw
splits. They're gonna change that
I
scheme
saw
against
backup
us.
defensive ends put Icky on skates, bruh. Backup defensive ends
This
were
is not
putting
the
him
only
on
team.
skates.
This is not the only team that does this thing. We ain't just making this shit up. There's plenty of teams that does this. Plenty of teams that do it. Plenty.
They do. They
They help
not
out their left tackle and help out their right.
every
help out their
time
right tackle.
you have to pass the ball, you have to put a tight end on your left tackle. That's some
Always have to
bullshit.
do it.
That's some
Always have to do
bullshit,
it.
man.
Okay, that's why y'all got to get the greatest offensive line ever.
Yes, yo,
I
Cody.
can't wait.
Cody,
I
that's
can't
what
wait for
happened
y'all
in
to
the
have the
Super
greatest offensive
Bowl.
line, 'cause
George
it's never
Kittle barely
happened.
got used.
But I mean,
There you
if
go.
you
Thank you.
if you need your franchise left tackle to always have a tight end to help chip, that ain't a fucking left tackle. It ain't a left tackle.
This is second
The
year.
man is a
Or
guard.
Bro, all I want to see
This
him,
is second
he
year.
didn't need that shit.
Look
Hold
how-
up, but he didn't need that shit with Steve Wilkes because we were running the ball so much, he would be so fresh on a pass set. Frank Reich had him dropping back every fucking play, bro. There's a difference. I hated on Icky this season. He was ass cheeks. But my whole point of what I'm trying to preach here is none of these players have been in position to really succeed at what they're good at, and that's on coaching. That is on.
They didn't help develop him. But you want him to be perfect, like everybody is just.
No, I
fucking
want
perfect.
him to not
No, you
always
want him to
be an
perfect.
utter
Who's the perfect
failure.
player on this team?
I want him to not always be a failure
It's a
every
team sport,
time
Cody.
we're
It's a
passing the
team.
ball.
It's a team sport, Cody.
Man, y'all make
Can't
so
give up
many.
legs.
Y'all make so many damn excuses for the players y'all pick and choose to like, and then y'all got the balls to tell me that I'm doing it on the O line, bro. Give me a break. Y'all find every excuse for Brian Burns. There's
All right, well, let's talk
every
about Bozeman.
excuse. There's
Let's talk about
every
Bozeman.
excuse for Kim McCorn. Bozeman was trash this past year. Nobody's denying that Bozeman wasn't good.
I never hear you bring him up.
But I brought him up right
So
now.
hard.
Bozeman wasn't
so
shit.
I can't
this year.
tell.
Bozeman wasn't shit this year, but also
Bozeman was garbage the year before too, though.
No, he also had a
Yes,
brand new
thank
guard.
you.
Bozeman had a brand new guard to the left and right, damn near every single fucking
He's
game,
been in the
bro.
league for so long.
Right. But when it comes to Icky, it's Bryce.
Where is that excuse for
but
Icky
it's
Ekwonu?
Bryce's fault.
Yo, Cody
But it's
Lack.
Bryce's
Cody
fault
Lack.
that it drops back too far, right?
Cody
That's the
Lack,
only
where's the
reason that
excuse
Icky
that,
can't pass
that
protect.
Icky Ekwonu is playing with the new quarterback and new left guard, though? Where's
Yeah,
that
right?
excuse for Icky Ekwonu?
Right. Thank
Bro, you're going to tell me that you need a guard's help when you're on
Why?
your
Listen to
back
Cody.
foot in pass protection? The interior works together. The tackles are going to be one-on-one. What are you talking about?
What about him
Tackles
protecting
go
a brand new
one-on-one.
quarterback?
I seen
What-
the guard. I seen the
what
guard
is-
not get his protection, and Icky try to help him out, and then the dude blow by Icky. But look, it don't matter. The whole O line trash. The whole O line. The point of it all is that if you don't fix his O line to help Bryce, he can't throw it to any of these wide receivers that y'all wishing we get. That's the whole point of this whole discussion.
And how are we supposed to help the O-line if we're paying Brian Burns fucking
Don't
$32
worry
million
about, don't worry
a
about
year?
the money.
Oh, don't worry about it.
Do not worry about the money.
Don't worry about it.
You worry about
Cody,
drafting.
it's about
That's your
stacking as
fucking
much
problem.
proven talent as
So
possible.
y'all want to stack the O-line. Y'all want to stack the O-line.
drafting
But
and stop
don't
worrying about
worry about
somebody's
how much
pockets.
we're paying Brian Burns.
No, because it's
Don't
not coming out
worry
your bank
about
account.
that.
It's not coming out your bank account.
But
No,
how
hold
are
on.
you?
Y'all are missing the point. We aren't going to stack talent from free agency if you pay Brian Burns. You're going to hope your hero Dan Morgan can hit on draft picks.
There we go.
That's
the
it.
whole
That's
fucking
it.
point.
That's it. And why are we just now bringing up this Tee Higgins bullshit again? Didn't we already have people saying that we would rather? Oh my god, man! This fan base gives me a goddamn migraine.
No, it embarrasses me what players get the excuses and what players don't. The same look, I'm not a Bryce Young super fan, but there are people that are like, oh,
You're a
Bryce
super
is the
duper fan.
fucking worst. Bryce is the worst, and he'll never be shit, even though you only saw him his rookie year. Meanwhile, you can watch 5 years of mediocrity or 2 years of terrible play or 2 years of terrible play from a Kim Ekwonu and make every
terrible 2
fucking
years in a row?
excuse in the world.
Icky was
two
solid
years.
his rookie
You
year.
And
get
pass
what
protection,
you say
terrible.
what you say. No, you just said
Icky
2
was a good player his rookie year.
Yeah,
Get it
and
right.
pass
Get it right. You just
and
said
pass
2 years.
protection. When has he
said 2
ever
years.
been great
No,
in
it
pass
wasn't.
protection?
The whole
He's never
line
been
was
great in pass
the
protection.
whole line was trash when number 9 got back there.
He was.
The
Oh, so
whole
that's
line
all
was
his
trash
fault.
when number 9 got back there.
Oh, so it
this
didn't
year.
matter that you had 9 different guards this year.
Last
That didn't
year,
matter.
when we
That
finally
didn't
had
matter.
last year, when we finally got the line together last year, what did they do?
They
They
ran
went to
the
win 6
ball.
games.
They took pressure
Yep.
off the quarterback.
Exactly.
That's why they were solid. They didn't
And
do
they
that
said,
for Bryce Young.
and they
They
said,
didn't do that.
Exactly.
and they said, oh, we're just a
Because we
quarterback
can't
away
throw the ball.
because
You
Scott
blame
was
Miles
fine.
fucking Sanders for that.
So then why are y'all all right. So you're saying that you don't blame the O-line because they were put in a bad position. They weren't running the ball. So then why does that same grace not get extended to Bryce Young? How is it his fault? How is it his fault that they're not running the ball as often as they
Because
should?
he's the quarterback we traded 2 first-round picks to get at number 1 overall.
It's still some bullshit. You're putting them in a lose-lose situation. So if the O-line's in a lose-lose situation, well, then so is the fucking quarterback.
This
Like-
is my whole thing. I knew from the jump. this mindset of just trying to give him a situation that Cam Newton thrived in was never going to work. Cam Newton was a legendary player, okay? And you never, that should never be the mindset. Hey, let's let our rookie quarterback out to die. I don't care what overall pick you were. The Bengals realized this when Joe Burrow fucking tore his ACL because he had no help at all. You need some help for a quarterback. I don't care where he was picked at all. And that's bullshit. That's complete bullshit.
Everybody knew.
Just because we traded so much for him, he has no excuses. I don't care if he has no offensive line.
No. Now you fucking putting words in my mouth, bro. It was about at least what you could do, bro. Like
everybody knew with this O line that you needed you needed a very athletic quarterback to get behind this line. Everybody knew that. Not no 5'9", 185-pound quarterback. Who you can't run a 4th and 1 or 3rd and 1. Everybody knew that. We needed a physical, athletic quarterback to get behind this line because it was just starting to look like Scott
Sam Darnold.
No, like these nuts. It's starting to look like Scott Stritter put a line together.
How is Bryce Young not an athletic QB? How is he not an athletic QB? He averaged 6 yards a carry running the fucking ball.
I'm not disagreeing, Go. I'm not disagreeing.
This is just fucking crazy, bro.
Honestly, I'm glad Bryce Young didn't get injured this season because everyone would be saying, "I told you so," that he couldn't last shit. It honestly feels like these fans and this fan base it's narrative pushing at this point. That's what my conclusion I've come to.
I'm just saying, but think about it. When you had an athletic quarterback, somebody who can run and throw the ball, the O-line last year, and when we ran the ball, the O-line looked pretty decent. Then you got Bryce Young, who holds on the ball too long, can't see over the O-line, gets hit from behind. Even when he tried to scramble, they tap his little elbow, fumble, throws the ball behind himself. There's nobody there. Never seen that in my life. His efficiencies hurts the O-line.
He averaged 6 yards a carry. What the fuck are we talking about here?
Congratulations! Oh my god!
He averaged 6 yards a fucking carry. Okay, there's only a few fucking running QBs in the NFL. Lamar Jackson, Kyler fucking Murray, and maybe one more. So what are we talking about? Running QBs? That motherfucker's always on the move. What are we talking about here?
He almost had as much yards as Miles Sanders, man. It was ridiculous.
You guys are fucking.
Hey, I would run his ass all the time, bro. I'd run
the ball.
I would run the ball. I'd run QB power with that little motherfucker. How about that?
I wish you would. Go ahead. You'll make my day.
I'd run QB power with that little motherfucker, and I'd dare somebody to stop it.
We're definitely getting the first round draft pick next year.
Shit,
hell yeah.
You might be surprised, bro. You might be surprised. Shit, put Icky at left guard and let Bryce run behind him and see if we ain't getting first downs in this bitch, bro. Come on,
try it. Write it on a napkin. Give it a take.
Oh, bro, I will. I will. I'm gonna email the Panthers too. I'm gonna make it happen, bro. Because I'm telling you, bro,
to pick you up and take you down there.
Bro. Hey, Bryce, low key was one of the best running backs we had all year last year. Straight up.
I hope he keeps running the ball. Let's just do
straight
Wildcat.
up.
No, it wasn't low key. It was high key.
It was very high key, bro. And he's not. He's not afraid to run either, man. But that's one thing. You can't say nothing about him being scared or
Bryce
him not willing
dog,
to do the
bro.
thing.
Y'all tripping. A dog fucking lead.
He's
always the last one to get off the field. Always fucking leads his fucking team. Is always in his fucking teammates' face. Y'all are tripping.
Y'all, hold on. Y'all get up here and give Bryce Young a Christmas list full of excuses that everybody else can't for some reason.
JJ, how is it unfair to say that Bryce is tough?
He let us.
No, how is it, JJ? How is it unfair to say Bryce is tough?
Young playing bad for being a rookie and his situation's awful. But some of these other players that have proven to be good other times when the Panthers as a whole have looked better.
Give me a one-year
wonder.
Have
a down year.
No, you're talking about one-year wonders, JJ.
It's like now you got a big problem with it. It's like no duh, because like the situation's worse.
All right,
you're talking about 1 year wonders, and I'm talking about Bryce hasn't. Are y'all gonna tell me Bryce hasn't proved to be
1
tough
year?
as
What?
fuck?
All right, Come
Hey,
on,
Bryce
bro.
said 1 year.
Can I just
You
Bryce
say
you
said
this?
mean
he
to
got
tell
1
me
year.
I'm not
Brian
even.
Burns a
Listen,
1 year
I'm
wonder?
not
Hold on.
saying
Hold on.
that
You
he
Can
mean
I
to
was
tell
a
say
me
good
Brian Burns a
quarterback.
1 year
I'm
wonder,
saying he
Cody?
was tough.
Can I
Is that
hold on?
not
All right,
fair?
bro.
Cody, can I just say this before we go on Brian Burns? Listen,
I don't want to talk
all
about
I'm
Bryce
worried
though.
about is that we never give Bryce Young a chance and that he goes somewhere else and he has a second stint in his career. That's what I'm worried
Well,
about.
don't you worry about that. Don't you worry your sweet ass about that
I
because he
mean, that's
won't.
what everyone told me about Baker
I promise
Mayfield,
you
though.
he
So
won't.
we'll see what happens. Yeah,
I
you'll
promise
promise.
you he
You'll
won't.
promise me. You'll
I promise.
promise me.
And
Hey,
when Baker Mayfield show you the real Baker Mayfield, which he's done, he's had 1 year with the Browns, and then he got the 1 year with he's gonna show you what Baker looks like come this year right here.
He's had
What?
2 good years with
Y'all
the
fall for
Browns,
the
though.
magic beans all the
so
time.
so
That's
go
all y'all do. He
go.
won.
Are you
He won in
saying
a trash ass division. That's what he did. He won
go?
1 game over 500. That's what he was in a trash ass division.
All
But he's
right.
Are
great
you
though.
So
wait,
go.
go
So go.
hold on. Go. Are you saying that you need more than one good year to be considered elite at your position? Damn, that's wild.
No,
That's
I know.
wild, bro.
I know what I'm saying,
That's
Cody. Is that if
wild.
you had 33, you don't get a wide receiver, you don't get a guard, so that your
Yeah.
so-called
No, you don't.
franchise quarterback, could stay alive. Well,
All
don't
right.
fix the
So
line then.
if we have
Don't
this
fix.
whole
If
we
we
I
don't fix the
I'm
line,
down.
I don't want to hear no complaints. Don't
if
fix
we
the
have this
line, G
same
baby.
I'm
roster,
down.
Don't
if
fix
we
the
have
line, G baby.
if we have the same roster with Shador Sanders instead of Bryce Young, are our expectations just outside the roof? Like,
Yes, because you have a better
No.
player. Y'all gotta
What the
understand
how
that.
do you
fuck?
don't even? That's ridiculous, man.
Fuck, dude.
That's,
I can't.
Hey,
I'm not talking about hypotheticals. All I'm saying is if you don't fix this old line, you're precious. Because y'all want to just get wide receivers. Wide receivers can run and get open all day. If he can't stay up, he can't throw it to him. But G baby, if you want to be stupid, if you were drafting, it's not a smart idea. You better fix the trenches.
hey, real
If
quick,
you
man.
care
Shout out
about your
to
boy.
Eric. Shout out to Eric who's sent 2 donations for $5. He said there are plenty of Pro Bowl guards who aren't Pro Bowlers if they move to tackle. Bars right there, dog. Eric with the $2 says Bryce is an athletic quarterback. More quarterback runs. I'm with it, bro. I told you I'd run quarterback power with that little motherfucker, bro.
Yeah, please run.
You crazy
I'd
as hell.
run his ass, bro.
Boy,
I
you want
swear to
yo,
you.
Cody, you trying to have like a 10% increase in turnovers throughout the season. That's what you trying to do.
I mean, bro,
Please,
I'm just
please
saying he's
run him.
been better. He's been better running than he has passing. So I don't think I'm too far out of
Yep, do
line,
that,
bro.
Cody. Do that. And get
Yeah.
ready, Andy Dalton. Go, Andy! Go,
Hey,
Andy!
y'all
Andy!
can have,
Andy!
bro, y'all dumb as
He's
fuck,
coming,
bro.
dog. He's coming.
Y'all
He's
dumb
coming.
as
Run
fuck.
wild with him. I hope they
Hey,
do. Andy
Yeah, me
Dalton.
too. Me
hey,
too.
you won't be successful with that even in Madden.
Hey, bro. Hey, man. Dude, I'm telling you, I ain't even bullshitting. I really am running him quarterback power, man. I'm putting the ball, I'm making him run his ass
Because you
off.
don't believe in him. I would too. Please
I
do.
need to see something. Yeah. Hey, I was wanting to see Andy Dalton this year. I was one of the loudest people wanting to see Andy Dalton wanting to bench Bryce.
Andy Dalton probably
trade
gonna
him for.
get cut. It's gonna save cap space.
we
He's not
still
gonna
didn't
get
win
cut.
with Andy Dalton.
He's a
Man.
dependable backup. They ain't gonna get rid of Dalton. Nah, Dalton's gonna be here for the foreseeable future, man. But I don't know. You have to get some weapons around Bryce. I'm not interested in doing this. I'm not interested in doing this again. Hold on, my last thing. I'm not interested in doing this again next year. Wondering about whether Bryce is or isn't him. I want to know this year. I want to see something from him. And the only way you're going to do that is if you put some meaningful weapons around him. So, yes, I would trade Brian Burns for Tee Higgins in a fucking heartbeat, bro. I wouldn't even flinch.
Hold on. Let
Wouldn't
me
even
bring this
flinch.
up. It's not like his rookie season was bad, but for everyone to say that we never saw flashes was bullshit. I mean, Cody, I remember I was at your house. He made some nice throws in that Dolphins game. That
Yeah.
Packers game, he was great. The Texans game, he made this throw where he escaped a sack and threw it moving to the left, a dot to Thielen covered. So I don't get this notion that he's just like Tua. I just want to see what he can do with an average supporting cast. And if he can't get the job done, we can move on. If he can
I
get
want
the
that
job,
too.
yeah. And if he can get the job done, not saying you're going to say this, but then everyone's going to call him, a not good quarterback, and he's only good because of his situation.
I was just saying, if you compare him to the other rookie quarterbacks, I think he had less moments than almost any of them. I mean, Anthony Richardson won some games, had some big time runs, some big time throws. We all know Stroud did. Will Levis had some crazy 300-yard passing games, 4 touchdowns. Like, until we have that type of performance out of Bryce, people are going to question him. So I want all those questions answered. I want a top end wide receiver, and yeah, maybe another one later in the draft. You have to load up, man. And I have no trust in Jonathan Mingo. I don't know how y'all feel about him. I just don't trust him, man. Like I don't see that fire in him. That dog, as Dan Morgan is out to say, man.
So you gonna
That
so what you want to do?
dog.
Let me make it clear. So you want to load
Dog.
up on offense, and we ain't gonna be able to stop nobody on defense.
Well, I mean, how are we
We
going to be
already
able to
can't
even
stop
win
nobody.
if we put
Yeah,
up
you know
20
what?
points
Go.
on
Yeah, I would.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
go.
the defense
You're
didn't
right.
keep us in the defense didn't keep us in the games that we were damn near halfway in anyway. So the
Do they do
defense didn't keep
DoorDash
us in the
there
games
too?
anyway.
It don't matter. Go. All we did was lose. So yeah, I'd rather
So I
get some
guess it ain't
touchdowns.
3 phases of the game. It ain't 3
That's
phases of the
fine.
game of
That's
football.
fine. I'd rather see some
We're gonna play
touchdowns.
one.
Go.
We're gonna play one
I
phase. Offense.
I'd rather see some touchdowns. That's all. That's
Oh,
what I
okay.
know. I'd
Oh,
rather see
okay.
some touchdowns.
Okay.
Yeah, go. They want a 28-3. That's what they want.
We're
So
gonna
hold
play one
on.
phase. One
We
play.
don't. So what you're saying
It'll be
is
some
we
new
don't
shit
want
for
to
me.
get talent for to see what Bryce Young has. We just want to accept the fact he ain't it.
No,
Move on.
JJ, Anthony, what I'm saying, I'm 47 years old. I'll be 48 this year right here in April. And I've never seen football played one phase of the game in my life. All my years
Everyone,
of playing anything else,
go.
I've
Everyone
never seen it played
understands
one
that.
phase.
But are we gonna go? Are we gonna be a contender in the next year
Never.
or two? No, because if not, then why not
No,
see some
we're not
touchdowns in
going
the time
because we
being?
can't build a fucking team. We can't build a
All
fucking
right.
team here to save our
All
fucking life.
right. So then let's see some offense. I don't mind, bro. Let's restart on
Okay.
defense. Let's build up
28-3.
the
Go.
offense, and let's
28-3.
get some damn touchdowns in here, man.
28-3.
Yeah.
But y'all talking about some other shit, man.
He
That ain't got
said
nothing to
You
do
don't
with
get
us,
it.
man.
You don't get it.
that shit funny as fuck.
Yeah,
Yep.
28-3
No, I
happens when
understand
you're a
what you're saying.
dumbass.
That they
Okay.
come.
Stop
You
making
really
Whatever
had a
that
kid the
pop,
last 2 games because the kicker was hurt and couldn't put a
pop.
fucking score
We're
on the board.
losing anyway, aren't we? We're
Yeah.
not going nowhere the next year or
You're
two,
gonna lose
right?
even if you throwing touchdowns.
Fine.
Yeah.
I'd rather see the touchdowns.
All
That's
right,
my point.
let me
Y'all
bring
are
this up
pitiful.
real quick. If there is no talent on this offense, let's say we keep Brian Burns, right? And let's see Dan Morgan can't draft worth a shit. Let's say Bryce Young's out. Do we trust him to draft talent for that next quarterback? Because that's ultimately what Cody, that's kind of what we're trying to say here. Like even if Bryce Young isn't good with when given an actual chance, you still want there to be offensive talent for that next guy.
Yes, but that's why I want Tee Higgins, because if it's Bryce or not, at least Tee Higgins is here. You know what I'm saying? Like that's
exactly.
yeah. So that's why I'm saying I'm not losing sleep
D'Angelo done
over
told
Brian
y'all,
Burns.
unless you get Nick, he ain't playing. You got a Tee Higgins, but he'll be on the bench.
But what, man? Brian Burns is missing time every year and taking plays off, Pop. So what does it matter?
How many games did he miss this year? How many games did he really miss in all 4 years that he played? Stop it, Cody.
But
Tee Higgins
he's
missed
missed
the whole fucking
right.
year, bro. The whole
Tee Higgins
fucking
didn't
year.
miss no
That shit
whole
got me
year.
weak as
When
hell.
did
I'm
T
like,
miss a whole
what?
year?
I had to think to myself, there's a few times Brian Burns will miss like one game. But
Exactly,
like,
bro.
yeah, like
They over
Brian
exaggerate,
Burns
but
not
it don't matter.
missing
I hope he
games.
goes.
Yeah, but y'all
That
saying
way
T
we
Higgins is
complain.
injury prone.
That way we
Like,
complain that
All
we don't have we can't stop nobody on defense in the offense. We got him weapons. Why he not scoring? That's all I want to hear. I can't wait.
But I'm
Okay,
just
so
saying
let me ask you guys this: 2 things.
we need
One,
some.
One, the fear for
Dog.
getting rid of Brian Burns is that we'll never, ever, ever be able to draft a player like that again.
Right, it's so stupid, man.
What? Now, yeah, it's dumb. The
It's
second thing
stupid.
is
You
that
gotta
like,
lose. You gotta lose to get a player like that.
okay, so the second thing is
We're gonna
I
do that?
disagree. We picked him pick 16. The Jared Verse guy from Florida State this year is like a projected like late first round pick. Like you can find those guys later down the line. And what I'm
So you,
trying to say is, if we don't trade Brian Burns, how are we gonna acquire a guy like Tee Higgins, right? Because you guys are
build through the
scared.
draft.
But hold on here, because I've heard a lot of people today say that they were scared about not being able to draft.
Yeah, Dan Morgan
So
can't draft. We
yeah,
never
so we
draft
can't
right. We
draft.
never
We don't.
do.
You ain't got no choice but to build through the draft.
Let me ask y'all guys. Let me ask y'all
That's
guys
what I'm
real
If
quick.
saying,
if
Pop.
Dan Morgan the guy, why you worried about it?
Let me just get clear. If Brian Burns, let's say Brian Burns took 15 million. I'm just throwing that out there. If he took 15 million, right? Would y'all want to trade him?
No.
No, because then you can naturally go out and sign a guy like Calvin Ridley or someone to
Right.
that degree. Because
So it's all about the money, right? It's not about his talent.
yeah,
It's about the money.
we don't
Yeah,
want
they
to
have a salary
handicap.
cap.
We don't
There's a
want to
salary
handicap
cap.
ourselves.
I can't
Yeah.
tell
No,
New
you.
Orleans don't.
Oh my God, no, you don't, Cody. You
Oh,
have when Pickle said this to me. This is when I really realized the salary cap is a myth. When you have to be under the salary cap one day out of the entire year, I don't give a fuck about the salary cap at that point. We can make something happen, not named Brian Burns. We can make
all
some
day,
kind of move.
JJ. All day.
Exactly, bro. So
All
this is
day.
exactly why I said earlier, when you have proven talent, you know Brian Burns is a proven talent. You take it and you stack it
All day.
as high as you can. How do you think the Eagles got 70 sacks the other year when they went to the Super Bowl?
86.
Because they had
86.
defensive
Y'all
linemen
just
and they
said
stacked as
they
many
just
as
said
possible,
his
bro.
talent. You just said it's about the money. You just said it's about the money. You're not questioning his talent. You just said it's about the money. You
No,
just
I
said
am
it.
questioning his talent. His
And it ain't
talent
like Temper
is
No,
can't
you
not
didn't.
worth
pay
You
for
just said it.
27
I said if he,
million.
Cody.
Yo,
I just said if he
literally,
played
for
for
real,
15 million,
there
you
were
said
guys
you
on the
wouldn't be
market
trading.
last offseason
You
that
just
put up
Right,
said that.
that's right. But that's right, because his talent is around that ballpark. That's what I'm saying. I'm not overpaying, man. Why are you going to overpay when you need a linebacker, you need a corner, you need a guard, you need a
Cody,
wide
No,
receiver,
you
and we're
already
going to
Cody, I tell you,
You
overpay
needed
hold
that.
on, I
an
tell you,
Cody,
I
you
tell
knew
you
average
you needed
exactly
all
defensive
that
end.
shit last year. You knew you
Hold
needed
on.
all that
Let
shit
me tell
last
you.
year when you traded all them picks for Bryce Young. You
No,
knew you needed all
Cody,
that. Don't come with that bullshit.
I never
Let me,
wanted to trade up.
Cody,
I wanted to
let,
start with Max around, go. So I never wanted to trade up either.
And you still don't want
But that's
you
what
still
they
don't want
did,
you
man.
still don't want to fix the team. You still just want to go all offense.
you
And have the offense.
eventually Panther fans have to realize you have to pay a player for what they've done, especially in Carolina, a team that isn't winning. You have to pay a player for what they've done, what they're gonna do, and to keep them in Carolina. You have to overpay them. You have to
There
pay
you
them for
go.
those three
There you
reasons.
go.
No,
And
Hey,
you're
you
man.
gonna
don't.
overpay. You're
You're
gonna
gonna have
Hey,
to
overpay the
let me,
free
overpay
agents
hey,
come
them.
hold
here.
on, time out.
You're gonna
Let
That's
me,
how
overpay the
you
free
get
agent
proven
to come here.
talent.
I hope y'all know that. You're gonna overpay the free agent to come here.
Exactly.
I'd rather
You're
overpay Tee
gonna do
Higgins
that.
than Brian Burns, bro. I'd rather
Okay.
overpay Tee Higgins than Brian Burns.
Eventually,
Okay.
y'all gonna
That's some
have to
hoe shit right
realize,
there.
man.
You a
That's
slut,
Okay.
boy.
Hey,
For a wide
for a
receiver.
small
hey, hold on,
market,
time
that
out.
salary cap do not
Hold on,
exist.
time out. Let me welcome Rocco into the free for all. Rocco, what up?
What's up, Cody? This is my first time calling in. I'm so glad y'all talk about this trade shit, man. Look, man, I understand everybody got their own opinions, but we gotta understand this team was controlled by Scott Fitter and Matt Rule for the past 3 years. Hopefully, we got a
Yep.
new direction. We could draft players that can actually
Agreed.
produce. This whole Brian Burns shit got to stop, bro. You just don't play players because you want to. That's how you fuck up your
Thank
team.
you.
Because when you
Rocco.
actually,
Thank you.
need a
Rocco.
sign, hold on.
No,
Let
let
When
him
you
him
actually,
finish.
finish,
Whoa,
bro.
let him
listen,
finish.
hold
Where's the
on.
new
Listen,
direction?
hold
Where's the
on,
new
Kid
Let him
direction?
News.
finish. Let him finish. Go. Let him get off. Go ahead,
Hold
Yeah.
on.
Rocco.
I'm a
He
little
said, "Let him get off."
I'm a little long-winded. Hold on, I'm gonna let y'all have it. Listen, you don't pay a player Brian Burns $30 million because when you actually got to make a move for a player that you need, you're not going to be able to have that cap space to get the deal done. And that's one of the
Right.
situations we're in this place. You got to remember, Matt Rule was just traded second-round picks. They was trading 4th round picks. That could have been the backup running back. That could have been a linebacker. So you gotta understand. Hopefully, this direction we can actually draft players that can stay. It's not about getting the best players, but you got to build through the draft. That's all we're missing. We need a coaching staff that knows how to build through the draft. If we know we're a smaller market, we can't rely off of free agents because you just said we have to overpay them, right? So what does overpaying 3 players do for the whole team? It's
Nothing,
not good.
especially when you're in a
Set us far
rebuild.
behind.
Rocco, if you'd have signed those guys at strategic times, bruh, you could sign everybody. You could
But
have
I'm
signed
saying,
everybody 2 years ago.
but
A
this my
year
thing
ago.
with JJ. But
Because
this
the
my
cap
thing.
goes up every year, bruh.
But I was watching the show a little earlier. This is my
They
thing with
fucked that
JJ.
up.
If you trade Brian Burns, obviously we can't replace him this year, but you can still replace him in the future. You can't worry about this shit. You gotta look for long-term success.
But
Y'all are acting like he's Nick Bosa. Like, it's ridiculous.
exactly. He's not.
He's not
But
though. He's not a superstar.
But it's like you have a
He's a lot
girlfriend that's a
closer to Nick
5.
Bosa than y'all
It's like, bro,
realize.
it's like Panther fans. We got a girlfriend, and she's like a 5 or a 6. But we're afraid that we can't do no better, so we just settle and be like,
Never.
all
In
right,
our
I'm gonna
whole
buy
life,
her.
we can never do
I'm gonna
better.
buy. Yeah, I'm gonna buy her a diamond ring. I'm gonna buy her pearls and shit. Bro, y'all overpaying for someone who's basic, man. That's what I'm saying. Everybody knows that too, man.
And then you pass on the
That
9,
is a
and then
lie.
you get depressed, and then you ask for a divorce, and then you're fucked because you
Yeah,
already spent
bro,
so
like-
much money on her.
But that Cody, that's another reason why you don't overplay players. Even if we paid Brian Burns $30 million, who the fuck's gonna take that contract? Nobody's gonna take that shit.
No,
Nobody.
then you'll be stuck with it because you're not going to be able to move him if he puts up another 8-7 sack season, man. Like
Here's
it's
the
not
other
prudent.
thing too. If we ended up trading him later down the line, like let's say 2 years after he got paid, then we'd have a shit ton of dead cap like McCaffrey. Like that. I'm not trying to do that. You got to make a decision on him this offseason.
Also, and I don't mind telling you, I prefer to pay Derek Brown. Let's pay Derek Brown, man. I have no problem paying Derek. Break Derek off. I'd rather that. He's the one who's actually facing double teams most of the time on this D line.
And we got to pay Luvu. We got to pay Luvu. He's a free agent.
And that's no problem.
Get the
Luvu's
fuck
not
outta
even going to
here.
be all that much.
We can pay Louisville, but we can't pay. But we can't pay
Yep.
Brian
Yes,
Burns.
yes, exactly. Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
Luvu means more to
Wow,
this defense
alright.
than Brian Burns, bro.
You
That's
can
where y'all
replace the
lose me.
DN. You can replace the DN.
All right,
bro.
let me put this in perspective.
But you
When
can't
the
replace
Chicago
Louisville?
Bears game,
All
the
right.
Chicago Bears game,
Hey,
there was
you
no
haven't
pass
replaced.
rush.
You haven't replaced Luke Kuechly.
Hold on.
I guess Louisville's gonna do that.
Hold on. The Chicago Bears game, there was no pass rush, right? That Thursday night, there was no
Yeah.
pass rush. But the rest of the season, I mean, it got like what, 10% better from there, like 5% better. Like it was
Now you
such
keep stacking that, bro. You just gotta keep getting better from there. Y'all can't just like keep taking steps back.
I mean, the point of what it is that like the difference is so like incremental to where it's like so small. I don't think it's gonna hit the team as hard. Like what Cody and me are trying to say, at least what I'm trying to say, Tee Higgins makes a way bigger impact for this team right away than Brian Burns does. Because if we can't put up points, then it's almost like you might as well just call off the
Someone
season
gotta
now.
stop them from putting up points, don't you? Someone
You
gotta
do,
get your
but if
someone
you
gotta
can't,
get your offense the ball back, right?
Okay, but don't we need pieces on the offense?
if the offense
Don't we
can't
got
do
a quarterback?
anything, if the
No,
offense
we
can't
need
do
pieces
anything,
though. We need pieces on the offense.
bro, the defense is bound
Isn't
to
there a
give you a
draft for
stop or
that?
two. The defense is
No,
bound to give
not
you a
with 6
stop or
draft
2
picks.
per game. The offense
Alright.
has no guarantees. If the offense is stalling out on 3 and out every drive, the defense naturally gets tired. They can't hold for much longer.
Look,
Hey, can I ask y'all a question? Can I ask y'all a question? Hey, y'all. Hey, this is what I need y'all to tell me. Tell me what these teams have in common, right? Green Bay, Atlanta, New Orleans, Tampa Bay, Dallas, Indianapolis, Miami. What do all of those teams have in common?
They draft well.
Nope. Brian Burns couldn't get a single sack against any one of those teams that I just named to you. Get the fuck out of here.
They have
Wanting
real
elite
starting.
money.
They have
Answer me this,
real
Cody.
starting left tackles, and Cody, you've been
easy
saying
to
this.
No,
replace.
they don't. Seattle did not have a starting left tackle, man. They were on a backup, and Brian Burns still got his ass.
So
whooped.
that makes my case even more worth the point. Yeah, like, and you've been saying this for
No
years.
shit,
Cody.
because he was getting used out of position by
How the
Evero
hell he
all
was getting
year.
used out of position?
What do you mean out of position? How was he out of position?
He's naturally a defensive end and was being used as an outside
He was at outside linebacker.
in
He was at
coverage.
outside linebacker, JJ. Stop that bullshit.
He was a defensive end in college, bro. What are you
No, he
talking
wasn't.
about?
He's
He
Florida
played
State,
in a
they run a
4-3,
3-4
bro.
defense.
Bro, that's how I know you not. Yo, this is how I know you don't pay attention. Because
No,
he
I do
played his
pay
best
attention.
fucking football in a 4-3 last year with Steve Wilkes, man. He was drafted as a fucking defensive end. He wasn't drafted as a outside
Florida State
linebacker.
ran a 3-4 defense, JJ.
No, they. Yo, Cody.
Yes, they did.
Cody, didn't you
No,
just
they
bring this up the other
didn't.
day?
They
Saying it was
ran
a 4-3?
no, yo. I've had multiple Florida
DoorDash,
State
last
fans.
3 digits,
Listen.
508.
Hold on, Anthony. I've had
You wrong again. You ran a 4-3.
I've had people sent me Florida State fans tell me directly after I messed up on a Tuesday show. Florida State ran a 4-3. It was a 4-3, and they had Brian Burns with his hand in the dirt.
I remember
that's
when
what
we
happened.
drafted Brian Burns and they showed his tape, and I saw his hand in the dirt with the 4-3 formation. So that's how I knew he was a natural defensive end. So I was just like, and he played his best football when we had our 4-3 in the best position.
He was always lighting the
and he was a
ends.
great
He was always
player at
lighting the
that
ends.
point. He was a very productive fucking player that was worth the money, bro. That's why I'm like so upset that people were so quick to just give up on him when the whole team, y'all gotta realize the whole team went to shit last year. Not just Brian Burns, the whole team. So it's like, and he didn't get paid after showing every reason why. Hey, yeah, I should get fucking paid. Y'all plan to have me in the future? Nah, but all of a sudden we just not gonna pay you what you want. Nah, bro, it's like, wait a second, and we not winning, and you're not gonna trade all this non-cooperative. He's like, nah, I'm just not gonna cooperate back.
I think the
put up
point you're
good
missing
production.
is the max deal part. You don't pay average players to super max contracts.
He's not average, but anyways, yeah.
Y'all are
You
missing
tripping
this
when you
fact.
say
Hold
average,
on.
bro.
JJ, you've been saying that he wasn't bought in the last year, right? He was worried about injury and this and that. What gives you the confidence he's going to be bought in this year? What gives you the confidence? He's going to go through another
because you have your insurance, you have your reassurance in the back of your mind that you already got fucking paid. That's why Max Crosby is playing his best fucking football, because he already got paid. That's why Lamar Jackson was so hesitant before he got paid and played better after he got paid.
Yeah, and the
when
Raiders
players
are
have
still
that
trash, so
reassurance
that's
in
not
the
a good
back of
point.
their
The Raiders
mind
are still
that
trash.
they have
That's not a good point.
secure money. Hey, I can play my comfortable best football. Yes, that is a real thing. That is a real thing.
But
that is a thought process kind of thing, bro. These are players.
Man,
I'm saying that
you
as
get the
if like
security
Dan
blanket.
Morgan
That doesn't
doesn't
mean
have
nothing.
him as a number one priority. I don't think he's gonna get paid what he wants, man. That's my thing. Like Dan Morgan said clearly, he has no 100% answer on what's gonna happen. The other thing is no one talks about this. And Brad, I know Cody remembers Brad, our good old friend Brad that used to come on the show a lot. He brought up that Brian Burns, 67% of his sacks in 2022 were unblocked. And I went back and watched the film. He was actually right. Like a lot of times he was getting free running lanes because guess who? Derek Brown was taking up 2 defenders, and Frankie Louvu was getting a free lane to the quarterback.
Yep.
But no one talks about that. No one talks about that. See,
Nobody talks about when that was the case for fucking Hassan Reddick, but when Brian Burns
Hassan
was
Reddick is a clearly better
catching the
player than
tackle on
Brian
the
Yeah,
outside,
bro.
man.
Hassan Reddick is such a better player than Brian Burns at the same position. Bro, like it's not, but they were on the same team, and in 1 year, Reddick was a better outside linebacker.
Stop, man.
He
Stop.
was.
Yeah, you
It's
tripping.
almost
I
like
was
it's
playing
almost,
Bernie Kessler.
Yo,
it's
Hassan
almost
Reddick has the
like
benefit of being able to be the blitz man up
it's
the
almost
middle
like a
multiple
Juju
times.
Smith-Schuster
He was a fucking linebacker,
with
bro.
Antonio
What are
Brown,
you
right?
talking
They
about?
thought Juju was a one, right? They thought Juju was a one when he played beside Antonio, right? But clearly, you seen he wasn't a one when he didn't have Antonio around him.
No, but this is the
Another
same. You guys
player
are the
makes
same
you
type
better,
of
bro.
people
Do
that
you
say
understand what I'm
Reddick
saying?
has
No, hold on, time out, Coach. We saw Reddick and Burns on the
Get your
same
drunken
damn
sailor ass
team,
up here, man.
and Hassan Reddick
Man, I fuck with you,
outproduced
Al.
him. So what are we talking about?
But who are
They
you
were on the
scheming for?
same
Who are you
team.
scheming for, Cody? Who you scheming for?
Derek
Who you
Brown.
scheming for?
Derek Brown.
Come
It
on,
sure
bro.
wasn't
Come
Burns.
on, bro. I talked
Derek
to
Brown.
multiple of people that are our opponents that said they getting ready to scheme for Burns, bro.
Hassan Reddick
Come
has
on,
been
man.
a better
Don't do
player
that.
for
Don't
three
do that.
different teams.
You remember
Don't
when
do that.
Aaron
different
Rodgers was
teams.
talking about how
Don't do
Brian
that.
Burns was in
Three
training
different
camp? How he
teams.
was calling him a monster. You know, when Brian Burns was still bought in, when the team at least had some kind of hope in pre-fucking season, when he actually was still gonna get a contract. Y'all remember that when he was tearing shit up? I mean, I know it don't mean much to some of y'all because it was
Yeah, he was
preseason.
getting free lanes of the quarterback. If that's called tearing shit
By
up,
the
then I don't know
way,
what the hell
by the
you're
way,
tearing up.
the Jets had one of the worst fucking offensive lines in all of football this year. But I guess that doesn't matter when talking about this. Hassan Reddick was a better player on the same team. He was a
Hassan
better
Reddick
player,
was not better
a
than
better
Brian
player
Burns in
on the
2021.
Cardinals. He was a better player when he was on the Cardinals after only playing outside linebacker 1 year. And then he goes in last year. And yeah, of course he does the same thing with Philly 2 years in a row. The dude's a badass and a proven player.
That's cool.
He's a proven
Okay,
player,
when we
and we should have
trade
never
Brian
let
Burns,
him
though,
go.
keep that same energy.
We should have never let him go, ever, bro.
And JJ, to your point, the Raiders were still a bad team this year. So
yeah, man, look,
Y'all don't
we've
even
done
bring up how Brian Burns is ass against the run. That's the biggest thing for me. He can't set a physical edge. How many times has Cody said that on the podcast in the post game?
Yeah, he doesn't. He doesn't sound
Cody,
physical.
I'm gonna be right back.
Hey, well, I'm getting ready to call it, man. We've gone about 3.5 hours, man, and just like that, they're going, man. Hey, man, C3 crew to the end. JJ, Anthony, Cole in the building. Hey, there's no games, man. The season's over, so y'all give me your final thoughts, and we're gonna get the fuck up out of here on a Friday, boys. JJ, you go first, man.
Shit, I ain't got nothing to say. I guess y'all can follow me at my app on X, Twitter, whatever you want to call it. Shit, even Instagram if you want to. C3JJ_Josh. Follow for the Twitter Spaces. We do those on Mondays and Thursdays at usually 6:30 p.m. and we be giving off our good takes. It be me, Panther Pickle, and D's Ill Skills every single time at least.
Right there up on the screen
Those are
at
usually
Panther
the
Pickle,
mandatory.
at
Anthony be in
Diesel
there.
Skills.
Jake the Snake, Cole, everybody be up in there talking all the time. Join there if you want, get up here on the Friday free falls. And that's really all I gotta say, man. Hope y'all have a good weekend.
Hell yeah. Hey man, if y'all wanna rock for C3, hey, put that C3 up in your name so we can recognize y'all on Twitter. We can recognize y'all in the YouTube chat. C3 is for everybody, man. All opinions are welcome over here. Follow the boys at Panther Pickle, Diesel Skills, Griffin Colby, C3 _ Anthony _ C3 JJ _ Josh. Follow the boys. They're doing these spaces on Twitter and they've been doing numbers, y'all. Cole, I appreciate you once again, brother. Give me your final words for the free for all if you're still there with me.
I am,
okay.
Cody, man. That was one hell of a show, man.
Yes, sir.
Very intense Friday night as usual, man. If there's one thing we can all agree with, we all want the Panthers to damn win, and if they can start doing that shit, it'll fix everything, my friend. Thank you for having me.
Hey, man, I appreciate you, brother. Everybody that was on the show today, man, from Twan, Poppin, Goat, everybody, man. Everybody that came through, we appreciate everybody. G Baby in the house. Anthony, last but not least. Give me your final thoughts for the show, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it was a crazy show, man. I've honestly been working this whole time. I've kind of been screaming, but it's been fun, man. Always love shooting the shit with you boys. And hey, man, it's gonna be an interesting off season. We'll see what happens.
That's why I fuck with Anthony.
Always keep pounding, man.
Keep pounding.
Yo, Anthony. It's never hate when I be yelling, man. It's never hate.
No,
it's
I
always
know.
exciting.
I think
That's
it's
why
funny,
I love
man.
seeing y'all go at it. Cause I know.
Hey, bro, hey, this is a real brotherhood. If you can't talk shit to your brother, then
What
what's
was
the
you about to
point,
say,
you know
Anthony?
what I'm
No,
saying?
I mean, no, listen, if the people knew what Cody was sending me earlier in our chat, then yeah.
Oh, finger in the booty.
Yeah,
ass
Cody
bitch.
be real nasty sometimes. But
Yeah,
I be
he was
letting
on
it slide.
he was on one today. I can't lie, but hey, man, keep pounding, boys.
Keep out, Albie.
Yeah, man. And man, y'all subscribe to my OnlyFans. At
Feet
Crazy
pics and all.
No. Yeah, man. But no, hey man, my name is Cody Lashley. This has been another edition of the C3 Friday Free for All. Man, I can't thank y'all enough to everybody that comes on and makes it free for all dope as fuck every Friday. Shout out to my man Diesel Skills in the chat, Panther Pickle. They jumped off a little bit early. I don't blame them, man. We went extra long. But hey, man, y'all have a wonderful evening. Y'all have a safe weekend. Hug your family, hug your friends, tell them you love them. And hey, man, you already know what we're about to do over here at C3 Nation. We're gonna keep pounding, boy. What's up?